The book of Jeremiah, chapter 1. The words of Jeremiah, the son of Hilkiah, of the priests that were in Anathoth in the land of Benjamin, to whom the word of the Lord came in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah, in the 13th year of his reign. It came also in the days of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the end of the 11th year of Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the carrying away of Jerusalem captive in the 5th month. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Then said I, Ah, Lord God, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. But the Lord said unto me, Say not, I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee thou shalt speak. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord. Then the Lord put forth his hand, and touched my mouth, and the Lord said unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down, and to destroy, and to throw down, to build and to plant. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Jeremiah, what seest thou? And I said, I see a rod of an almond tree. Then said the Lord unto me, Thou hast well seen, for I will hasten my word to perform it. And the word of the Lord came unto me the second time, saying, What seest thou? And I said, I see a seething pot, and the face thereof is toward the north. And the Lord said unto me, Out of the north, and evil shall break forth upon all the inhabitants of the land. For lo, I will call all the families of the kingdoms of the north, saith the Lord, and they shall come, and they shall set every one his throne at the entering into the gates of Jerusalem, and against all the walls thereof round about, and against all the cities of Judah. And I will utter my judgments against them, touching all their wickedness, who have forsaken me, have burned incense unto other gods, and worshipped the works of their own hands. Now therefore gird up thy loins, and arise, and speak unto them all that I command thee. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them. For behold, I have made thee this day a defence city, and an iron pillar, and brazen walls against the whole land, against the kings of Judah, against the princes thereof, against the priests thereof, and against the people of the land. And they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee, for I am with thee, saith the Lord, to deliver thee.
Yahweh es el nombre del Padre en el hebreo, Yahushua el nombre de su Hijo. A mí esa verdad por el Espíritu y poder de Yahweh Bashim Yahushua para edificar únicamente al electo de la nación de Israel, que consisten en los llamados morenos, latinos y nativos americanos. Saludos a los hermanos que son diligentes y a las pocas hermanas que aprenden en silencio y esperan el regreso de Yahushua. Como siempre, Ahora Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, gracias al Señor por otro día más. Calles y anunciar la destrucción de Estados Unidos de América, que es Babilonia la Grande, para anunciar la destrucción de ese sistema del llamado gringo, que es Saúl para anunciar el gran día, que para anunciar la verdad, nada más que la verdad. Como siempre, el Señor hace que profecías se cumplan. Todos los días que pasan, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua hace que pasen cosas en el mundo. Y hace un día que hubo un terremoto en Alaska, 8.2. Y al Señor le gusta, man. Al Señor le encanta traer esos juicios. La Escritura dice que el Señor ama el juicio, que el Señor ama hacer estas cosas. El Señor va a seguir trayendo castigos en todo el mundo. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua va a traer muerte. El Señor va a seguir trayendo castigos en todo el mundo. Así es como el Señor se está haciendo conocer, al punto que todo el mundo va a saber que es Yahweh, que es el verdadero Yahweh y Yahushua. Por otra parte, incendios en Turquía, en diferentes partes de Australia, terremotos, erupciones volcánicas. El Señor anda trayendo juicio, man. Claramente podemos mirar que el Señor es el que está haciendo todas esas cosas, todos esos eventos, todo lo que ocurre en el mundo, es el Señor el que los trae. Y va a seguir trayendo. Por otra parte,
and
Tú
under
tienes
every
esos
green
gobiernos
tree,
anunciando de
wanderers
que
playing the
no
harlot.
puedes
Yet
estar
I have planted thee a noble vine,
en lugares
holy and right
públicos
seed.
a menos
How
de
then
que
art thou
muestres
turned
una
into the
carta de
degenerate land of the
vacunación,
strange vine unto
así
me?
como lo
For though thou
llevaron en
wash thee
México
with nitre,
y
and
se lo
take
anunciaron de
thee
esa
much
forma
soap,
en México,
yet thine
lo van a
iniquity is marked
anunciar
before me,
a los
saith
demás
the Lord
países
God.
de
How
América.
canst thou say, I am not
Los
polluted?
gobiernos le
I have
digan,
not gone
lo
up
que el
to
gobierno
Baal,
diga lo van a
see thy
aceptar,
way in the valley, know what thou
simplemente
hast
para
done.
ser
Thou
parte
art a
del
swift
sistema.
dromedary traversing her ways. A
Ahí
wild
también
ass
tienen,
used to the
ok,
wilderness
está aún
that snuffeth
mostrando
up the wind at her pleasure.
un
In
nuevo
her
chip.
occasion, who can
Ok.
turn her away? All they that seek her will not
Eso el
weary
microchip
themselves.
viene,
In her mouth they shall
donde
find
se le va a
her.
implantar a
Withhold
mucha
thy
gente
foot
en su
from
cuerpo
being
para que
unshod,
puedan
and thy
comprar,
throat from
vender,
thirst.
para
But
que
thou
sean,
saidst, there is
para
no
que
hope.
puedan
No,
estar en el
for I
sistema.
have loved strangers, and after them will
Ok.
I go.
Y
As
como
the
dijo el
thief
hermano,
is ashamed when he is found,
ok,
so is the house of Israel
están
ashamed.
preparados
They,
ustedes,
their
hermanos,
kings,
de ser
their
como
princes, and their priests and
nómadas,
their prophets, saying
estar
to a
apartados
stone, Thou art
de
my
todo y de
father, and
todos.
to a stone, Thou hast brought me forth.
Claro que
For
sí,
they
man.
have turned their
Va a llegar
back
ese
unto me,
tiempo
and not their face.
donde
But in
nosotros
the
vamos a
time of
tener
their
que
trouble they will
apartarnos
say, Arise
man,
and save
de
us.
mucha
But
gente.
where are thy gods
Que
that
ese
thou hast
sistema
made?
del
Let them
llamado
arise
gringo.
if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble.
porque
For according
va a
to
llegar
the
el
number
punto
of thy
donde
cities
él
are thy gods, O Judah.
va a traer todas esas
Wherefore will
cosas
ye plead with me?
y nosotros
Ye
no nos
all
vamos a
have
poner de
transgressed
rodillas
against me,
ante ese
saith the
sistema.
Lord. In vain have I
Ok,
smitten your
como la
children.
escritura
They
dice,
receive no correction.
que preferimos
Your own sword hath
obedecer
devoured your
al
prophets
Señor
like a destroying
antes
lion.
que a ese
O
hombre
generation,
llamado gringo
see
su
ye the
sistema.
word of the Lord. Have
Ok.
I been a wilderness unto Israel, a land of darkness?
Preferimos,
Wherefore
hey
say
man,
my
obedecer
people,
al
ye are
Señor
lords.
y no el
We will
sistema de
come
este
no more
llamado
unto
gringo.
thee. Can a maid forget her
Mucha gente
ornaments,
va a
or a bride
ponerse,
her attire?
como ya
Yet
anteriormente,
my
de
people
rodillas.
have forgotten me
Mucha gente
days
va a
without
aceptar
number.
lo que este hombre
Why
les va
turnest thou
a
thy
ofrecer.
way to seek love? Therefore hast
Y al
thou
final,
also
¿qué va a
brought the
suceder?
wicked ones thy way.
Eventualmente van a morir.
Also in thy skirts is found the
Ok.
blood of the soul to the
Todo el que
poor
va con el
innocents.
sistema
I
ese
have not
llamado
found it
gringo
by
va a morir.
secret search, but upon all these. Yet thou sayest, because I am innocent, surely his anger shall turn from me.
Y
Behold,
por
I
otra
will
parte,
plead with thee, because
ok,
thou sayest,
el
I have
llamado
not
gringo
sinned. Why
mostrando
gettest thou about so much to
ustedes
change
llamados
thy
negros,
ways?
latinos,
Thou also
indígenas,
shalt
son
be
los
ashamed of
israelitas de la
Egypt, as
Biblia.
thou wast ashamed of
Ustedes son la
Assyria.
gente del
Yea, thou
Señor.
shalt go forth from
Solamente que
him,
no
and
lo
thine
saben.
hands upon thine head.
Ya están
For the Lord
perdidos en
hath
el mundo.
rejected thy confidences,
Ok.
and thou shalt not prosper in them.
Andan creyendo que son como el gringo,
They say,
actúan
if a
como
man
el
put
gringo.
away his wife, and
Muchos
she
de
go
ustedes
from
aman
him,
al
and
gringo,
become
so ¿qué es lo
another
que
man,
va a
shall
hacer?
he
El Señor
return
va a
unto
hacer
her
que
again?
caiga
Shall
junto
not
con el
that
gringo.
land be greatly polluted?
Ok.
But thou
Van a
hast
caer
played the
junto con el
harlot in
gringo,
many levels,
junto
yet
con el
return
chino,
again to me,
junto con
saith
el
the
árabe.
Lord. Lift up
Ok,
thine
van a
eyes
caer
unto the
junto con
high
las demás
places, and
naciones
see
tanto
where
que los
thou hast
aman.
not been lain with. In the ways hast thou
Así es
sat
como el
for
Señor
them,
va a
as the
tener a muchos
Arabian
de
in the
ustedes llamados
wilderness,
negros,
and thou
latinos,
hast polluted
indígenas.
the land with thy whoredoms and with thy
Muertos en el mundo.
wickedness. Therefore the
That's
showers
right.
have been withholden, and there hath been no latter rain. And thou hadst a whore's
César
forehead,
Borgia
thou refusest to be
era un
ashamed.
homosexual
Wilt thou
al que
not from
postraron
this time cry
ese
unto
se
me,
postró
my
como
father,
el
thou
Señor.
art the guide of
Pero
my
ese no es
youth?
el
Will
Señor,
he
eres
reserve his
un
anger
llamado
forever? Will he
gringo
keep
que
it
lo
to
único
the
que
end?
hizo fue
Behold, thou hast spoken and
Por
done
eso
evil
el
things
Señor
as thou
para
couldest.
traer
The Lord said also unto me in the days of
El Señor es un
Josiah the
hombre de
king,
oscura.
Hast thou seen that which backsliding Israel
es.
hath done? She is gone up
que
upon every high
Yahushai,
mountain and
el que
under
mundo
every green
ignorantemente
tree, and
llama a
there hath
Jesús, su
played the
nombre
harlot.
verdadero
And I said,
Yahushai,
after she
el
had
Señor,
done
el
all these
Mesías,
things, turn
es un
thou
hombre de piel
unto me.
oscura.
But she
¿Ok?
returned not,
No es
and
como
her
ustedes
treacherous
les han
sister Judah
enseñado
saw it,
y les
and
han
I
dicho
saw
que se
it.
miran.
When for all the
Ok,
faults
el
whereby
Mesías nunca
backsliding
tenía
Israel
ojos
committed
azules,
adultery, I
el
had put
Mesías
her
nunca
away,
tenía
and
piel
given her a
pálida.
bill of divorce.
Ok, el
Yet
Mesías
her
nunca
treacherous
tenía
sister
cabello
Judah
lacio.
feared not, but went and played the
Porque cuando
harlot
tú
also.
entras en cabello
And it came
lacio,
to pass through the likeness
ok,
of her whoredom
o
that she
para un
defiled
hombre
the
tener
land and
cabello
committed adultery
largo,
with the stones
es
and
una
the stocks.
abominación.
And yet for all this her
Tú
treacherous
simplemente
sister
miras
Judah hath
mujeres
not
que
turned
tienen el
unto me
cabello
with her
largo.
whole heart, but feignedly
Hombres
saith the
antiguamente
Lord.
no
And
andaban
the
su
Lord
cabello
said
largo,
unto me,
man.
the backsliding
Ok.
Israel hath justified herself more than treacherous Judah. Go
Una
and
prueba de
proclaim
que
these
este no
words
puede
toward
ser
the north
el
and
Señor.
say,
Ese
Return,
que
thou
tienen como ojos
backsliding
azules,
Israel, saith the Lord.
que tienen de
I will
ojos
not
azules,
cause mine
piel
anger to
pálida,
fall
que
upon
tienen
you,
ahí en las
for I
iglesias.
am merciful, saith the Lord, and I will
claramente ese no es el Señor, man. El Señor nunca se miró así. La Biblia en el libro Apocalipsis comprueba que el Señor es un hombre moreno. Y nosotros defendemos eso. Todo el tiempo vamos a defender la verdad. Vamos a defenderlo. Todo el tiempo, como la Escritura dice. Lucha por la verdad hasta la muerte y el Señor peleará por ti. Eso es lo que venimos a decirte a ti. Venimos a enseñarte algo que no conoces. Venimos a enseñarte, a educarte, a instruirte, a corregirte. Todo eso lo vamos a hacer y el Señor va a hacer la otra parte
At that time,
Si
they
Él
shall
quiere
call
permitirte a
Jerusalem
ti
the throne of the
recibir
Lord, and
todo
all
lo
the
que te
nations
vamos
shall be
a
gathered unto
enseñarte.
to the name of the Lord, to
El Señor es el
Jerusalem.
único que
Neither
puede
shall they
abrir
walk
esa
any
puerta.
more after the
Díselo de esa
imagination of their
manera.
evil heart.
Solo el
In
Señor
those
es el que
days the house
puede
of Judah
permitir
shall
que tú
walk with
sepas
the
la
house of
verdad.
Israel, and they shall come together out of the
El
land
Señor
of the north
controla
to the
ambos
land
lados.
that I
El
have
Señor te
given
puede
for an
tener en la
inheritance
verdad
unto
o te
your
puede
fathers.
tener en la
But I
mentira.
said,
Y
how
el
shall I
Señor tiene a
put
muchos
thee
de
among
ustedes
the
llamados
children,
negros,
and give thee
latinos,
a pleasant
indígenas
land, a
en la
goodly
mentira.
heritage of the hosts of nations? And I said, thou
Y ni
shalt
siquiera
call
lo
me
saben,
my
hermano.
father, and shalt
Creen que
not
están
turn
en la
away from
verdad,
me.
creen que
Surely
ya
as a
son
wife
salvos.
treacherously departed from her
Pero aquí te
husband,
vamos a
so
enseñar
have ye dealt
qué es lo que
treacherously
tienes
with
que
me,
hacer
O
para
house
ser
of Israel,
salvo.
saith the Lord.
Aquí te vamos a
Those who
enseñar
sit upon the high places,
qué es lo que
weeping
tienes
and
que hacer delante
supplication
del
to the
Señor.
children of
Te
Israel,
vamos a
for
enseñar
they have
aquí
perverted
qué es
their
lo que
way,
le
and they
agrada
have
al Señor.
forgotten the Lord
Te
their
vamos a
God.
enseñar aquí
Return, ye
qué es lo que el
backsliding
Señor te
children,
va a hacer
and I
a
will
ti
heal
si no
your
sigues
backsliding.
su sistema,
Behold, we
su
come unto
programa.
thee, for
Ese
thou
es el
art the
programa
Lord
que tú
our
debes de
God.
seguir.
Truly in
El
pain
programa
ye
que está en
salvation
qué?
brought
En la
forth from the
Biblia, lo
hills,
que hoy en día
and from the
llamamos
multitude
Biblia,
of mountains.
que es
Truly,
el
in
libro
the
de la
Lord our
ley.
God
Los
is the
libros que
salvation of Israel.
el Señor
For
se
shame
inspiró
hath
y dio a
devoured
los
the labor
profetas
of
a
our
escribir.
fathers from our youth. Their flocks and
Ya
their
siendo
herds, their
guiados
sons
ellos
and their
por el
daughters.
Espíritu
We
Santo.
lie down in our shame, and our confusion covereth us. We have sinned against the Lord our God, we and our fathers, from our youth even unto this day.
Pero
have not
entrando por
obeyed
esta
the voice of
escritura,
the Lord our
entrando
God.
acerca de
Chapter
que
4. If thou
llamados
wilt
negros,
return,
latinos,
O Israel,
indígenas son los
saith the Lord,
israelitas de la
return
Biblia.
unto me. And if
Ustedes
thou wilt
llamados
put away
negros,
thine abominations
latinos,
out of my
indígenas
sight, then
son
shalt
los
thou
israelitas
not
de la
remove.
Biblia.
Thou
Ustedes
shalt
son el
swear,
pueblo
the Lord
escogido del
liveth,
Señor.
in truth, in
El
judgment,
Señor
and in
únicamente los
righteousness.
ama a
And the
ustedes.
nations shall bless
El Señor
themselves
no
in
ama a
him,
los
and in
chinos,
him shall they
el Señor no ama a
glory.
los
For thus
gringos,
saith the Lord
el
to
Señor
the
no
men
ama a
of
los
Judah and
árabes,
Jerusalem,
el
break
Señor
up
no
your
ama a
fallow
ninguna
ground,
otra de
and
las
sow not
17
among
naciones.
thorns.
El Señor
Circumcise
solamente
yourselves
ama
to
una
the
nación
Lord,
y
and
la
take
nación
away
de
the
Israel.
foreskins of
¿Quién
your
es la
heart,
nación de
ye
Israel?
men
Esa
of
es una
Judah,
gran
and
pregunta.
inhabitants of Jerusalem,
Okay.
lest my fury
Porque
come
está
forth
100%
like fire and
comprobado
burn
que los
that
que están
none
ahorita
can
en
quench it,
Israel
because
no
of
son
the
la
evil
gente
of
del
your
Señor.
doings. Declare ye in
So,
Judah,
¿quiénes
and
son
publish
el
in
pueblo de
Jerusalem, and
Israel?
say, Blow ye
¿Quiénes
the
son los
trumpet in the
israelitas?
land, cry,
Esa es
gather
una gran
together,
pregunta que
and
tú
say,
tienes que,
Assemble yourselves, and let us
que
go
tú
into the different
probablemente te
cities.
haces.
Set up the standard
Okay.
toward Zion,
Y aquí te
retire,
vamos a
stay
traer la
not, for I will
respuesta
bring evil from
con
the north, and
evidencia
in great destruction.
de que
Lion is
ustedes
come up
llamados
from his
negros,
thicket,
latinos,
and the
indígenas
destroyer of the
son de Israel.
Gentiles is on his way. He is gone
Okay.
forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy cities
Ese es
shall
el
be
libro
laid
de
waste
Oseas,
without an
capítulo
inhabitant.
1,
For this
versículo
gird you with
10.
sackcloth, lament and howl, for the fierce anger of the Lord is not turned back from us. And it shall come to pass at that day, saith the Lord, that the heart of the king shall
El Señor a la
perish,
misma
and
vez
the heart
está
of the princes and
permitiendo
the priests
que el
shall be
llamado gringo
astonished, and the
diga
prophets
quiénes
shall
son
wonder.
ustedes,
Then
llamados
said
negros,
I,
latinos,
Our Lord
indígenas.
God, surely thou
Ustedes ni
hast greatly
siquiera
deceived this
agarran.
people and
Ustedes
Jerusalem,
no
saying,
captan.
Ye shall have
¿Qué es
peace,
lo que
whereas the
están
sword
captando?
reacheth
¿Qué es lo
unto
que
the
están
sword.
agarrando?
At that
Lo
time
que
shall
ese
it be
gringo
said
les
to this
está
people
poniendo
and to
delante de
Jerusalem,
ustedes.
A dry
¿Y qué es lo que
wind
le
of
está
the high
poniendo delante de
places in the
ustedes? El
wilderness
veneno.
toward the daughter of my people, not to
¿Entiendes?
fan, nor to
¿Qué es el
quench.
veneno?
Even a
Las
full wind
vacunas.
from those places shall come
Es
unto
el
me.
veneno que el
Now
llamado
also will
gringo
I
te
give
está
sentence
dando
against
y lo
them.
estás tomando.
Behold, he shall come up as clouds, and
Okay.
his chariot shall be as a whirlwind. His horses are swifter than
Y no hay vuelta atrás si tú tomas ese veneno del llamado gringo. El veneno que este diablo te está dando, no hay vuelta atrás.
Alone shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee, for a voice declareth from Dan, and publisheth affliction from Mount Ephraim. Make ye mention to the nations.
Este es el libro de Oseas 1 y 10. Sin embargo,
against her round about, because she has been rebellious against thee. Thy way and thy doings have procured
este es
these
el libro
things
de
unto thee.
Oseas
This
1 y
is thy
10.
wickedness,
Sin
because it is
embargo,
bitter, because it
llegará el
reacheth
día
unto
cuando el
thine
pueblo
heart.
de Israel
My
será
bowels,
como
my
la arena
bowels, I am
a la orilla
pained
del
in
mar,
my very heart.
imposible
My
de
heart
contar.
maketh a noise in me. I cannot
Así
hold
que en
my
el lugar
peace,
donde
because
se
thou
les
hast
dijo,
heard, O my
ustedes no
soul,
son
the
mi
sound of
pueblo.
the trumpet, the
¿Y qué es
alarm
lo
of
que el
war.
llamado gringo ha dicho?
Destruction upon destruction is crying.
Ustedes
For the whole
llamados
land is
negros,
spoiled.
ok, ustedes
Suddenly
son
are my
descendientes
tents spoiled,
africanos,
and my curtains in
ustedes
abundance.
llamados
How long
indígenas
shall I see
son
the standard
descendientes
and hear the
españoles.
sound of the trumpet? For
Ok,
my people is
eso es lo
foolish,
que el
they
gringo
have
les
not
ha
known
dicho a
me, they
ustedes,
are
y eso es
sottish
nada más que
children, and they
mentiras.
have none understanding. They
Ok.
are wise to do evil,
Ahí es donde
but
la
to do
escritura
good
es lo
they
que,
have
lo que,
no
¿qué es
knowledge.
lo que van a a
I
querer
beheld the
hacer,
earth, and lo,
volver
it was
atrás.
without form and
Y no hay
void,
vuelta
and the
atrás,
heavens,
man.
and they had no light. I beheld the mountains, and lo, they trembled, and all the hills
Delante del
moved
Señor
lightly.
es,
I
o
beheld,
aprovechas
and lo,
ahorita,
there was no man.
o
All the
simplemente,
birds of the
más no vas
heavens
a
were fled.
recibirlo.
I beheld, and lo, the fruitful place
Y el
was a
Señor al fin del
wilderness.
día, el
All the
Señor
cities
dejó a
thereof
mucha
were
gente,
broken down at the presence of the Lord,
ok,
and
sin
by his fierce anger.
conocimiento.
For Thus
sin
hath the Lord
entendimiento,
said, the whole land
sin
shall be
sabiduría.
desolate, yet will I not make a
Señor,
full
quiera
end.
muchos de
For
ustedes
this
llamados
shall
negros,
be
latinos,
mourn, and the
indígenas,
heavens
así en el
above
mundo,
be black, because I have
sin
spoken it, I
conocimiento,
have purposed
sin
it, and will
sabiduría,
not repent,
sin
neither will I
inteligencia,
turn back from it.
ok, sin
The
nada.
whole city shall
La
flee
Escritura
to the
también
noise of
dice
the
que
horsemen and bowmen, and shall
también
go
los que
into
saben
thickets
se
and
les va a
climb up
quitar.
upon the rocks. Every city
Así es.
shall be forsaken, and not a
Y
man
nuestra
dwell
gente lo
therein.
único que
When
sabe
thou art
es
spoiled,
hacer
what
qué?
wilt thou do? Though thou clothest
Es
thyself with crimson,
guardar
though thou
las
deckest
costumbres
thee
de
with
estas
ornaments
naciones,
of gold, though
de las
thou
otras
rentest thy
naciones.
face with painting,
Ok,
in
lo único
vain
que
shalt
saben es
thou
hacer
make
lo malo.
thyself fair. Thy lovers will
Que creen que están
despise
haciendo
thee, they
lo
will
bueno,
seek
man.
thy life. For I have heard a
Creen
voice
que
as
están
of a
seguros
woman in
en el lugar
travail,
donde
and the anguish as of
está.
her that
En
bringeth
esas
forth
casas
her
de
first
rameras,
child,
iglesias.
the voice of the daughter of Zion, that
Pero muchos
bewaileth
de ustedes, si el
herself,
Señor
that
así lo
spreadeth
quiere,
her
les
hand,
va a
saying,
permitir
Woe is
salir
me now, for my soul
de
is
esos
weary
lugares,
because
van,
of
y van a
murderers.
venir a escuchar.
Run ye
Ok,
to
van
and
a
fro
venir a
through the
aprender
streets of
algo.
Jerusalem, and see
Ok,
now,
lo van a
and know,
recibir.
and seek in the broad places
Si
thereof,
son
if
parte
ye
del
can
electo,
find
lo
a
van a
man, if
recibir
there be any, that
y lo van a
executeth
lograr.
judgment, that seeketh the truth, I will
Pocas
pardon him.
1:10.
And though they say, the Lord liveth, surely
Dice,
they swear falsely. O Lord,
Así que
are
en el
not
lugar
thine
donde
eyes
se les
upon
dijo,
the truth?
ustedes no
Thou
son mi
hast
pueblo,
stricken them,
se
but they
dirá,
have not grieved.
ustedes son los
Thou hast
hijos del
consumed
poder
them, but they
viviente.
have refused to receive
Y
correction.
el
They
Señor,
have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to
por medio de
return.
nuestros
Therefore I
maestros,
said,
que nos
surely these
enseñaron
are
esta
poor,
verdad,
they are
aprendimos
foolish,
esto.
for they know not
Ok.
the way of the Lord, nor the judgment of their God.
El Señor nos
I will
permitió
give me unto
entender,
the great men,
ok,
which
volver
look
a
unto
Él,
them, for
ok,
they have known the way
entender
of
que
the
sí
Lord and the
somos,
judgment of their God.
ok, aprender de que
These
sí
have
somos la
altogether
gente,
broken the yoke and
su
burst the
gente,
bonds.
su nación.
Wherefore a lion out of the forest
Okay.
shall slay them, and a wolf of the evening shall spoil them. A leopard shall watch over their cities. Every one that goeth out thence shall be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many, and their backslidings are
Man,
grievous.
y cuando
How
salió ese
shall I
video
mark
de
thee
ese
for this?
domita,
Thy
de ese
children have
llamado
forsaken me,
gringo,
and sworn
diciendo
by them
que,
that are no God. When I had fed them to the full,
Diciendo
they
que
then
somos los
committed
israelitas.
adultery, and assembled themselves by troops in the harlots' houses.
diciendo
They
que
were as
somos los
fed horses in
israelitas,
the morning,
que
every
tú
one
vas a
neighed
mirar
after his neighbor's wife. Shall I
llamados
not
negros,
visit
latinos,
for these
indígenas, que
things,
aunque
saith
miren
the
eso,
Lord, and shall
ok,
not my
van
servant
a
avenge on
tener en
such
su
a
mente
nation as
como,
this? Go ye up upon her walls
no
and
es cierto,
destroy, but
ok.
make not a full end. Take
Eso
away
no
your
es lo que
battlements,
somos,
for they are not
porque
the
le van a dar
Lord. For the
créditos
house
a
of
quienes.
Israel and the house of Judah have dealt very treacherously against me, saith the Lord.
Le
They
van a dar
have belied
créditos
the
a esos
Lord, and
bastardos,
said,
man.
It is
Eso es lo
not
que
me.
van a hacer.
Neither shall
Dar
evil come
créditos
upon
a
us,
esos
neither
que
shall
dicen
we
ser
see
judíos y
sword
no lo
nor
son.
famine, and the prophet shall become wind,
Okay.
and the word is not in them.
Simplemente, ¿qué van a
Thus shall
hacer?
it be done
Simplemente
unto them.
van a rechazar
Therefore thus saith the
su
Lord God of
identidad.
hosts, because ye speak
Simplemente
this
van a
word, behold,
rechazar
I will
la
make
heredad
my
que el
words
Señor
in
les
thy
dio.
mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour
Y
them.
al
Lo, I will
tú
bring a nation
rechazar
upon you from
tu
far, O
nacionalidad,
house of Israel, saith the Lord. It
okay,
is a mighty nation,
el
it is
Señor
an
te va a
ancient
destruir,
nation, a
man,
nation whose language
por
thou knowest
rechazar
not, neither
algo que es
understandest what they
importante,
say.
algo que
Their
se
quiver
supone
is
que
as
tú
an open
deberías de
sepulchre.
alegrarte.
They are all mighty men,
Okay.
and they shall eat up thine harvest and thy bread with thy
Pero ¿qué podemos nosotros? Nosotros escuchamos esto, nos alegramos. Ahora no andamos llamándonos, no andamos diciendo que somos negros, man. No andamos diciendo que somos indígenas.
Nevertheless, in those days, saith the
No
Lord,
andamos
I will not
diciendo
make a full
que
end
somos
with you.
descendientes
And it shall come to
africanos,
pass, when ye shall
descendientes
say,
españoles.
Wherefore doeth the
No
Lord
andamos
our
diciendo
God
nada
all
de
these
esas
things unto
mamás,
us?
man, como dicen
Then
los
shalt thou
hermanos.
answer them, like as ye
No
have
andamos diciendo
forsaken
nada de
me,
eso,
and
estamos
served
diciendo
strange
que
gods
ahora
in your land,
somos los
so
israelitas
shall
de la
ye serve
Biblia.
strangers in a land that is
Somos
not
la gente del
yours.
Señor, man.
Declare this in the house of Jacob, and publish it in Judah, saying,
Solamente
Hear now this, O foolish people,
144,000 y un
and without
tercio van a
understanding,
aceptar
which have eyes and
su
see
verdadera
not, which have ears
nacionalidad.
and hear not.
Okay.
Hear ye not me, saith the Lord? Will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a
Y esas fueron
perpetual
las
decree
palabras
that
de,
it cannot
que dijo
pass it?
este
And though the
llamado
waves thereof
gringo
toss themselves, yet can they
acerca
not
de
prevail. Though they roar,
ustedes
yet can
llamados
they
negros,
not pass
latinos,
over it.
indígenas.
But this people hath
Y
a
empieza de esa
revolting and
forma.
a
Te
rebellious heart.
preguntas
They are
por qué los
revolted
llamados
and
negros,
gone. Neither say
hispanos,
they in their heart,
indios
Let us
nativos
now fear the
americanos
Lord
tienen
our
una
God,
tasa más
that
alta de
giveth rain
enfermedad
both the
cardíaca,
former and the latter in
diabetes,
this season.
presión
He reserveth
arterial
unto
y
us
otros
the
problemas de
appointed weeks
salud.
of the harvest. Your
Y
iniquities
eso
have
es un
turned away
punto,
these things,
eso es
and
algo
your sins have
importante que ese
withholden
llamado
good things
gringo
from
dijo,
you.
porque
For among
tú
my
miras
people are found
en
wicked
todo el
men. They
mundo,
lay wait
la
as he
gente
that setteth
que tienen
snares.
esos
They set a
problemas
trap,
de
they
salud,
catch man. As a cage
mayormente
is
son
full
los
of birds,
llamados
so are
negros,
their
latinos,
houses full of
indígenas. ¿Cuáles problemas de salud tienen mayormente?
They are waxing fat,
presión
they
arterial,
shine. Yea, they overpass the
quieren
deeds of the
llamarle
wicked. They
hipertensión,
judge not the cause
diabetes,
of the fatherless,
okay.
yet they prosper, and the right of the needy do
una de
they
las
not
conocidas,
grant.
esas son las más
Shall I not
conocidas,
visit for these
esas son las
things,
enfermedades
saith the
más
Lord?
conocidas que
Shall not
nuestra
my
gente
soul be
tiene.
avenged on
Ustedes
such a
llamados
nation as
negros,
this?
latinos,
A
indígenas
wonderful
tienen.
and horrible thing is committed
Ahora,
in the
¿por qué
land.
es eso?
The prophet
¿Por qué es
prophesied
que ustedes
falsely,
tienen
and the
esas
priests bear
enfermedades?
rule by their means.
¿Por qué es que tienen
My
eso?
people love to have it so.
¿Okay?
What will ye do
Porque
in the
ustedes
end
primeramente
thereof?
son la gente del Señor
O
y
ye
es un
children of
castigo que el Señor
Benjamin,
les
gather
puso.
yourselves to flee out of the
Okay?
midst of Jerusalem, and blow the
El Señor
trumpet
los
in
castigó.
Tekoa, and set up a sign of fire in
Y es lo que ustedes
Beth-Sedan,
llamados
for
negros,
evil
latinos,
appeareth out of the
indígenas no
north,
entienden.
and great
Ustedes se
destruction. I have
preguntan
likened
por
the
qué
daughter
esas
of
cosas,
Zion
por
to
qué
a
eso,
comely and
por qué
delicate
eso
woman.
nos pasa
The
a
shepherds with
nosotros.
their flocks shall come
¿Por
unto
qué es
her.
que los
They shall
llamados
pitch
negros,
their tents
latinos,
against her
indígenas
round about.
están en
They
una
shall feed
condición bien
everyone in
baja?
his place.
Porque ustedes
Prepare
tienen
ye war against
enfermedades,
her.
porque ustedes
Arise,
siempre
and
se
let us go
enferman.
up at noon.
Usted no mira al
Woe
llamado
unto us,
gringo,
for the
al
day
llamado
goeth away, for the
caucásico,
shadows of the
al
evening
llamado
are stretched
chino,
out.
a los
Arise, and let us
llamados
go by
árabes, al
night,
resto
and
de
let
las
us destroy
naciones
her palaces. For
que
thus hath
tienen
the Lord of
diabetes,
hosts
que
said,
tienen
hew ye
cáncer,
down trees and cast
que
them out
tienen
against
presión
Jerusalem.
arterial, que
This
tienen
is
estas
the city to be
enfermedades.
visited.
Ustedes no
She is
miran
holy
eso.
oppression in the midst of her.
¿Por
As
qué
a
es que
fountain
ustedes
casteth
llamados
out her
negros,
waters,
latinos,
so she
indígenas
casteth out
son
her
los que
wickedness,
más tienen esas
violence, and spoils
enfermedades,
her
¿va?
dinner. Before me
Eso es lo que tú tienes que
continually is
ponerte a
grief and
pensar.
wounds. Be thou instructed,
Okay.
O Jerusalem, lest my soul depart from thee, lest I make thee desolate,
Porque
a
es
land
que
not
más llegas a una
inhabited.
cierta
Thus
edad, ya
saith the
estás
Lord of hosts, They shall thoroughly
tus
glean the
huesos no
remnant of
son más
Israel as a
fuertes, man.
vine. Turn
Ok,
back thine
estás
hand
todo
as a
débil.
grape gatherer into the baskets.
Ok,
To whom
muchos de
shall I
nuestra
speak
gente tienen
and give warning,
leucemia.
that they may hear?
Ok, tienen todas esas
Behold,
cosas,
their
man.
ear is
Las enfermedades,
uncircumcised,
¿por
and
qué?
they cannot hearken. Behold, the
Háganse
word of the
esa
Lord is
pregunta,
unto
¿por
them
qué
a
solamente
reproach.
ustedes tienen
They
esas
have no delight in
enfermedades?
it. Therefore I
Aquí
am
está la
full of the
respuesta,
fury of
porque
the
usted
Lord.
miras a
I
los
am weary
gringos,
with
tú
holding
no
in.
miras
I
a
will
los
pour it
chinos
out upon the
que
children
están así
abroad
como
and
están
upon
los
the
llamados
assembly
negros,
of young
latinos,
men together.
indígenas,
For even the
ok,
husband with the
tienen
wife
problemas
shall be
para
taken,
respirar,
the aged with him that
están
is
todos
full of days,
obesos, man,
and their
andan
houses shall
comiendo
be turned
cochinadas,
unto others with their
andan
fields
comiendo
and wives
especialmente
together.
carne de
I will
cerdo.
stretch out my hand upon the inhabitants
Ok.
of the land, saith the Lord.
¿Ya ven?
For from the
Esa
least
es una
of
de las
them,
razones
even
por
unto
las
the
cuales el
greatest of them,
Señor
everyone
castiga a
is
nuestra
given to
gente con
covetousness.
enfermedades.
From the prophet
Porque
even
andan
unto the
comiendo
priest,
cosas que el
everyone
Señor
dealeth
dijo que no
falsely.
debían de
They
comer.
have healed also the
Nosotros
hurt
se
of the
supone
daughter
que no
of my
debemos de
people
comer
slightly,
carne de
saying,
cerdo,
Peace,
no debemos de
peace,
comer
when there is no
camarones,
peace.
no debemos
Were
comer
they
langosta,
ashamed when they
no
had
debemos
committed
comer nada de
abomination?
eso.
Nay, they were not at
Pero
all
muchos de
ashamed,
ustedes
neither
creen
could
que
they
sí
blush.
pueden comerlo,
Therefore they
que
shall fall
el
among
Mesías
them
vino y
that
cambió
fall.
todas
At
las
the
cosas,
time that I visit them, they shall
que
be
Él
cast
limpió todas
down,
las cosas
saith
que
the
tú
Lord.
puedes comer.
Thus saith
Y
the
vamos a
Lord,
leerlo,
stand ye in
vamos
the
a leer
ways
lo
and
que el
see,
llamado
and ask
gringo
for the
dijo.
old paths.
¿Okay?
Where is
Que
the good
ellos
way?
mismos
And
son
walk therein,
los que
and
les
ye shall
hicieron
find
creer a
rest for your
ustedes
souls.
que ya pueden
They
hacer
said,
lo que
We
quieran,
will not walk therein.
que pueden,
Also
que
I
pueden
set
vivir la
watchmen
manera
over you,
como
saying,
quieran.
Hearken to the sound
Okay?
of the trumpet.
Pero
But
esto
they
es
said,
falso.
We will not hearken. Therefore,
Nosotros no
hear, ye
fuimos
nations,
creados
and know,
para
O
vivir
congregation,
a como
what is among them.
quisiéramos.
Hear, O
Fuimos
earth,
creados
behold,
para
I will bring
obedecer
evil
al
upon this
Señor.
people, even
Fuimos
the fruit of
creados
their
para
thoughts,
seguir
because they
las
have not
leyes,
hearkened unto
mandamientos y
my words,
estatutos.
nor to my law,
Para
but
esos que fuimos
rejected it.
creados,
To
man.
what purpose cometh
Y
there to
estamos
me incense from
obligados
Sheba, and
a
the sweet
guardar las
cane
leyes,
from a far
mandamientos y
country?
estatutos que el
Your
Señor nos
burnt
entregó.
offerings are not acceptable,
Okay?
nor your sacrifices sweet unto
El
me.
Señor no nos puso aquí
Therefore,
para hacer lo
thus
que
saith
nosotros
the Lord,
quisiéramos.
behold, I will lay stumbling
Para
blocks
decir, hey,
before
es
this
mi
people,
cuerpo,
and the fathers and the
mi
sons together
decisión,
shall
yo hago
fall
lo que
upon
yo
them.
quiera.
The neighbor and his friend shall
Esas son
perish.
las palabras
Thus
del
saith
llamado
the
gringo.
Lord,
Esas son las
behold, the
palabras,
people cometh from the
las
north country, and the
famosas
great nations
frases
shall be
del
raised
llamado
from
gringo.
the sides of the earth. They shall lay
Que
hold on
ustedes hoy en
bow and
día
spear. They are
andan
cruel and
diciendo
have no
y
mercy.
se sienten
Their voice
orgullosos de
roareth like the
decir.
sea, and they ride upon
Okay?
horses, set in array as men for war against thee, O daughter of Zion. We have
So,
heard
leyendo
the fame
que
thereof.
indios nativos
Our hands
americanos
wax
tienen
evil,
una
anguish
tasa
hath
más
taken
alta de
hold of us, and
enfermedad
pain as of a
cardíaca,
woman in travail.
diabetes,
Go not
presión
forth into the
arterial.
field, nor walk by
Porque
the
cuando
way,
tú
for the
lees
sword of the
Deuteronomio
enemy and
capítulo
fear is on
28,
every side.
eso
O
únicamente
daughter of my
aplica con
people, gird
nosotros.
thee with sackcloth and wallow
Okay?
thyself in
Todo lo que está en
ashes.
ese
Make
libro
thee
aplica
mourning
con
as for
ustedes,
an only
llamados
son,
negros,
most
latinos,
bitter
indígenas.
for the spoiler shall
Okay.
suddenly come upon us. I have set thee for a tower and a fortress among my
Ese es
people,
el libro de
that thou mayest
Deuteronomio
know and
capítulo
try their
28,
way.
versículo
They
1.
are all grievous revolters, walking with slanders. They are brass and iron, they are all
Dice,
corrupters. The bellows are burned, the lead is
Porque,
consumed of
hermano,
the
el Señor
fire,
nos dio,
the founder melteth
puso
in
delante de
vain, for the
nosotros
wicked are not caught
bendiciones,
the well. Well
puso
profane
delante de
silver
nosotros
shall
también
men call them,
maldiciones.
because the Lord hath rejected them. Chapter 7. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Stand in the gate of the Lord's house and proclaim there this word and say, Hear the word of the Lord, all ye of Judah, that enter in
Deuteronomio
at these
capítulo
gates to
28 y
worship
1
the
dice,
Lord.
a cual
Thus
negros
saith the
latinos
Lord of hosts, the
indígenas
God of
andan
Israel,
creyendo
amend
que
your ways
Jesucristo
and
el
your
dulce,
doings, and I will cause you to
que
dwell
es
in this place. Trust ye not in lying
su
words,
Salvador.
saying, The temple of the
Ustedes
Lord,
andan
the temple
creyendo
of the
que
Lord, the
el
temple of the
nombre
Lord are
del
these.
Padre
For
es
if ye
Jehová,
thoroughly amend
que el
your
nombre
ways
del
and
Hijo
your
es
doings,
Jesús.
thoroughly execute judgment
¿Saben?
between a man and
El
his
Señor los
neighbor,
tiene en el
if
mundo
ye oppress
creyendo
not
eso,
the
man.
stranger,
El
the
Señor los tiene
fatherless, and the widow,
perdidos a ustedes,
shed not
man.
innocent blood
Andan
in this
adorando
place,
otros
neither walk
dioses.
after other gods to your hurt. Then will I
Totalmente
cause you to
perdidos,
dwell
ni
in
siquiera
this
se dan
place, in the
cuenta que
land
están
that I gave to
adorando
your
a
fathers forever and ever.
otros
Behold,
dioses.
ye trust in lying
Cuando el Señor
words
dice
that
que no
cannot
debemos de
profit.
adorar
Will ye
a
steal,
ninguno
murder, and commit adultery, and
de
swear
los ídolos
falsely,
de las
and
otras
burn
naciones.
incense unto Baal, and walk after other gods whom ye know not? And come and stand before me in this house which is called by my name, and say,
acontecerá que
We
si
are
oyeres
delivered to do all
atentamente
these
la voz de Yahweh
abominations.
tu
Is
poder,
this house
para
which is
guardar
called
y
by my
poner
name
por obra
become a
todos
den
sus
of robbers in your
mandamientos que
eyes?
yo te prescribo
Behold,
hoy.
even I have seen
También
it, saith the
Yahweh
Lord.
tu poder te
But go ye
exaltará
now
sobre
unto
todas
my
las
place
naciones
which
de la
was in
tierra.
Shiloh, where I
Eso es lo
set
que el
my
Señor
name
nos
at the
dijo.
first, and see what I
¿Ok?
did to it
¿Por
for the
medio de quién?
wickedness
Por
of
medio
my
de
people
Moisés.
Israel. And now, because ye have done all these
¿Ok?
works, saith the Lord, I spake unto you, rising up
El
early
Señor
and
nos
speaking,
dijo, ok, esos
but
son
ye heard not,
bendiciones.
and I called you, but ye
Eso es lo
answered
que va a
not.
venir a ti si
Therefore will I
obedeces.
do unto this
Eso es lo
house
que
which
les
is
va a
called
venir a
by my
ustedes,
name,
llamados negros,
wherein ye
latinos,
trust, and
indígenas,
unto the place
si
which I
obedecen
gave you
a
and
mi
to your
voz.
fathers, as I have
¿Ok?
done to Shiloh. And I will cast you out of my sight, as I have cast out all your brethren, even the whole seed of Ephraim. Therefore pray not thou for this people, neither lift up cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me,
dice donde
for I
voy a
will not
traer
hear
para
thee.
respaldar, dice,
Seest thou not what they do in the
también
cities of
Yahweh
Judah
tu
and in
poder
the
te
streets of
exaltará
Jerusalem?
sobre todas las
Holding
naciones de
gathered
la
wood, and the
tierra.
fathers kindle the fire, and the women
Que
knead their
nosotros
dough to make
deberíamos de
cakes to
estar
the Queen of
en
heaven,
lo alto.
and to pour out drink offerings
Supone que
unto
los
other gods,
llamados
that they
negros,
may
latinos,
provoke me
indígenas
to anger.
deberían de estar
Do they provoke
sobre
me to
todas las
anger,
demás
saith the
naciones.
Lord? Do they not provoke
Ese es el libro de
themselves to the
Cuarta de
confusion
Esdras.
of their own faces? Therefore thus saith the Lord God, Behold, mine anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man, and upon beast, and upon the trees of the field, and upon the fruit of the ground, and it shall burn, and shall not be quenched. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Put your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices, and eat flesh. For I spake not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices. But this thing commanded I them, saying, Obey my voice, and I will be your God. Ye shall be my people. Walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you. But they hearkened not, nor inclined their ear, but walked in the counsels and in the imagination of their evil
Cuarta de
heart,
Esdras
and went
capítulo 6,
backward and not
versículos
forward.
53 al
Since the day that
59
your
dice,
fathers came
al
forth out of the
sexto día,
land of Egypt unto
al
this
sexto
day,
día
I have
mandaste
even
la
sent
tierra a la
unto you all
tierra,
my servants
para
the
que
prophets,
delante de
daily
ti
rising
produzcas
up early
bestias,
and sending
ganado y
them.
reptiles.
Yet they hearkened not unto me,
Y después
nor
de eso,
inclined their
Sadán,
ear, but hardened their neck. They did worse
a
than
quien
their
hiciste
fathers.
Señor de
Therefore
todas
thou
tus
shalt speak
criaturas.
all these words
De él
unto them,
venimos
but they
todos
will not
nosotros.
hearken to thee.
Okay, so
Thou shalt
todas
also
las
call unto
naciones, las
them,
18
but they will not
naciones que el
answer
Señor
thee.
creó,
But thou
okay,
shalt
todas
say
vienen
unto them, This is
de
a nation
Adán.
that obeyeth
Todas
not the
salieron
voice
de
of the
Adán.
Lord their God,
Okay.
nor receiveth correction. Truth
Dice,
is perished,
de él
and
venimos
is cut
todos
off from their
nosotros,
mouth.
y también
Cut
el
off thine
pueblo
hair,
a
O
quien has
Jerusalem, and cast
elegido.
it away, and
Okay,
take
so
up
el
a
Señor dice,
lamentation
todos
on high
venimos
places. For the Lord
de
hath
Adán,
rejected
okay,
and forsaken the
y está
generation
poniendo
of his
aparte,
wrath.
y
For the
también
children
el
of Judah
pueblo
have done evil in
a
my
quien
sight,
has
saith the
elegido.
Lord. They have set their
Sabemos que el pueblo
abominations
que
in
el
the
Señor
house which is
eligió
called by
es
my
la
name
nación de
to
Israel.
pollute it. And they have built the high places
Sigue
of
diciendo en el
Topheth, which is in the valley of the
55,
son of
dice,
Hinnom,
todo
to
eso
burn
te he
their
dicho,
sons
oh
and their
Señor,
daughters in the fire
porque
which
tú
I have
hiciste el
commanded
mundo
them
por
not,
nosotros.
neither came it into my
Así es,
heart.
el Señor creó
Therefore,
este mundo
behold, the days
para
come,
que lo
saith the Lord,
gobernaran
that it
quienes,
shall no
los
more be called
israelitas,
Topheth, nor the
sean
valley of the
llamados
son of
negros,
Hinnom,
latinos,
but the
indígenas.
valley of slaughter. For they shall bury in
Dice,
Tophet, till
en
there be
cuanto a
no
las otras
place.
personas,
And the
las otras
carcasses of the people
naciones,
shall
los
be
llamados
meat for the
chinos,
fowls of the
los
heaven, and for
llamados
the beasts
gringos,
of the earth,
los
and
llamados
none shall
árabes.
fray them away. Then will I cause to cease from the cities of Judah, and from the streets of Jerusalem, the voice of mirth, and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom, and the voice of the bride. For
Que
the
las
land
demás
shall be
naciones.
desolate. Chapter 8. At that time, saith the Lord, they shall bring out the bones of
Que
the
aquí
kings
está
of
la lista de
Judah,
las
and the
demás
bones of
naciones.
his princes, and the bones of the priests, and the bones of the prophets, and the bones of the inhabitants of Jerusalem out of their graves. And they shall spread
Dice,
them
en
before
cuanto a
the
las
sun,
otras
and the moon,
personas
and
que
all the
también
host of heaven,
provienen de Adán. Has dicho que no son nada. O sea, Señor, está dejando claro el pueblo que Él ha elegido, que es la nación de Israel. Y las otras naciones que descienden de Adán, el Señor dijo que no son nada. ¿Ok? ¿Quiénes son esas otras naciones que no son nada? ¿Ok? El gringo, que la bíblica nacionalidad del gringo es esa U2. Ellos son los edomitas de la Biblia. Los chinos vienen siendo los moabitas de la Biblia. ¿Ok? Los iraníes vienen siendo los persas. ¿Ok? Los árabes vienen siendo los ismaelitas. Okay. Los camitas vienen siendo los llamados africanos. Ok, mencionando algunos de esas naciones, el Señor dijo que no son nada más. ¿Por qué es que nuestra gente hoy en día alaba al gringo? Primeramente, porque el Señor lo puso en poder. Como Él está en poder y ha tomado ventaja, Él ha hecho creer al mundo entero de que mirarse como Él, mirarse como el gringo es belleza, tener piel pálida es belleza, tener ojos azules es belleza, tener ojos verdes es belleza. Eso es lo que el llamado gringo hizo creer a muchos de ustedes. Le hicieron creer a ustedes mentiras. Pero lo que tú no sabes es que tener ojos azules, ojos verdes, ¿okay? Todas las personas tienen problemas con la vista. Y puedes hacer tu búsqueda, man. Y puedes darte cuenta que sean diferentes de cafés, ¿ok? Tienen problemas, man. ¿Qué es lo natural? Ojos cafés, man. Al igualmente lo natural es que piel morena. Okay. Eso es belleza, man. Pero el gringo te hizo creer que tener piel pálida, okay, por eso es que mucha gente cayó en la trampa, usan esas diferentes cremas para aclarar su piel. Un video donde mostraron una persona usando una máquina, okay, donde estaban pasando sobre su mano y estaban quitando su melanina. Okay. Y tú puedes hacer tu búsqueda que cuando una persona no tiene melanina, ¿qué es melanina? Es pigmento. ¿Y cuál pigmento? Okay. Pigmento oscuro. Okay. Y hay diferentes tonos de piel café, que esa es la piel natural y hermosa. Okay. Hay unos que es café claro, okay, unos más oscuros. Eso es belleza, man. No mirarse como el gringo. Piel pálida no es belleza, man. Y cuando tú vas a eso es lepra. Pero el llamado gringo te dice a ti mentiras de que eso es belleza. Piel pálida simplemente es lepra. Okay. Pero nuestra gente anda confiando tanto en el gringo, man. Andan confiando en su enemigo. La escritura dice, no confíes en tu enemigo. Okay.
Thine habitation is in the midst of deceit. Through deceit they refuse to know me, saith the Lord.
Pero lo que
Thus saith the Lord
el
of
Señor
hosts,
también ha puesto
Behold,
todo
I will
esto
melt them and
para
try
desviar a
them.
mucha
For how
gente.
shall I do for the daughter of my people?
Ha usado
Their
el
tongue
llamado
is as an
gringo
arrow
para
shot
desviar a
out.
mucha
It
gente para que
speaketh
no vengan a la
deceit. One
verdad.
speaketh peaceably
Okay.
to his neighbor with his mouth, but in heart he
Dice,
layeth his way. Shall I not
volviendo al
visit them for
56,
these things, saith
en
the
cuanto a
Lord?
las otras
Shall not my soul
personas
be avenged
que
on
también
such a nation
provienen
as
de
this?
Adán,
For the mountains will I
has
take up
dicho
a
que no
weeping and
son
wailing,
nada,
and for the
sino que
habitations
son
of the
como
wilderness a
saliva,
lamentation,
y has,
because they are burned
señores,
up, so
sobre
that none
nosotros
can
y a
pass through them.
devorarnos.
Neither
Y
can
todas
men
las
hear the
naciones
voice of the cattle.
han tenido
Both the fowl
parte,
of the heavens and the
okay,
beast are fled, they are
en
gone. I
llevarnos
will
en
make
esclavitud.
Jerusalem
Tú puedes
peace and a
entrar
den
en
of
historia.
dragons, and I will make
Tú
the
puedes
cities
entrar
of
en
Judah
historia
desolate without an
y mirar
inhabitant.
cómo
Who
todas
is
esas
the wise
naciones
man that
nos
can
han
understand
llevado
this?
en
And who is
cautiverio.
he to whom the mouth of
Okay.
the Lord has spoken, that he may declare it? For
Tú
what
puedes
the land
mirar cómo
perisheth and is burned up
todas
like a
estas
wilderness
naciones,
that
man,
none
si
passeth
entras en
through.
historia,
And the Lord
te
saith,
puedes dar
because they
cuenta,
have
man.
forsaken my law which I set before
Okay.
them, and have not obeyed my voice, neither walked therein, but have walked after the imagination
Todas
of
las
their own
demás
heart
naciones
and
están
after
sobre
their limb,
nosotros.
which their fathers taught
Nosotros
them.
estamos,
Therefore,
¿ok?
thus saith
Por
the Lord of
castigo del
hosts,
Señor
the God of
estamos
Israel,
siendo hoy en
Behold, I
día
will
la
feed
cola.
them, even this people,
Se
with
supone que debemos
wormwood,
de ser la
give them
cabeza y no
water
la
of
cola.
gall to drink. I will
Okay.
scatter them also among the heathen, whom neither
Ustedes
they nor their
llamados
fathers
negros
have
latinos
known.
indígenas
I
no
will
se
send a sword
preguntan
after them
por
till
qué
I
es que
have
ustedes
consumed them. Thus
desean
saith the
tanto
Lord of
obtener
hosts,
esto,
consider ye,
desean tanto
call
muchas
for the
cosas y
mourning
no
women,
las
that they may
obtienen.
come, and send for
¿Por qué?
cunning women, that they may come. Let them
Ustedes
make
tienen que
haste and
agarrar
take up a
ciertas cosas y
wailing
hacerse
for us, that our
preguntas y
eyes
decir
may
por
run
qué
down with
y
tears,
llegar a la
and our
conclusión.
eyelids
Y
gush
la
out
única
with
forma de
waters.
llegar a la
For a
conclusión
voice of
es
wailing is
buscándose,
heard out of
examinando.
Zion. How are we
Okay.
spoiled? We are greatly
No estando
confounded
ahí en
because we have
Facebook todo el
forsaken the
día
land,
hablando
because
paja,
our
man.
dwellings have cast us out.
Ok,
Yet
no
hear the
estando
word
allá
of
en
the Lord, O
Facebook,
ye women, and
ok,
let your
actuando
ear
como una
receive
puta,
the word
moviendo
of
tu
his mouth.
trasero, man.
Teach your daughters wailing.
Ok.
Everyone
Ustedes
her
hombres
neighbor
ahí, man,
lamentation.
poniéndose un
For
espejo
death
y
is
tomándose
gone up
fotos.
into our windows,
Eso es lo
and is
eso es lo
entered into
peor
our
que pueden hacer
houses,
ustedes,
to cut off
hombres,
the
man.
children from without, and the young men
Ahí se
from the
ponen,
streets.
man,
Speak,
tienen
thus saith
delante
the
de
Lord,
ustedes
even the
el
carcasses of men
espejo
shall fall
y
as
hasta,
dung upon the
hasta
open
hacen
field,
poses como
and as the
mujeres,
handful
man.
after the harvestmen, and none
Mira lo
shall
que la
gather
nación de
them.
Israel se ha
Thus saith
convertido,
the
man.
Lord, let
Mira lo
not
que
the wise
muchos
man glory in
esos
his
llamados
wisdom,
negros
neither let
latinos
the mighty
indígenas se han
man glory in
convertido,
his
man.
might, let not the rich
Afeminados.
man glory in his riches, but let
Okay.
him that
Devil,
glorieth
stop.
glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord, which exercise loving kindness,
Okay.
judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith the Lord. Behold, the days
Okay.
come, saith the Lord, that I will punish all
man,
them
y el
which
Señor,
are circumcised
hermanos,
with the
creó una gran
uncircumcised,
nación, man.
Egypt and Judah and
Okay.
Edom,
Pero
and the
todo eso
children of
sucede
Ammon and
porque por
Moab,
amor
all that are in
tu
the
unigénito y tu amante ferviente, somos entregados en sus manos.
All the
¿Y por
house of
qué?
Israel are circumcised
Por
in
las
the heart.
maldiciones.
Chapter 10.
Y
Hear
todas
ye the
esas
word
naciones
which the
saben
Lord
quiénes
speaketh
somos
unto
nosotros,
you, O
¿no?
house of Israel.
Muchos
Thus
de ellos
saith the Lord,
simplemente
learn
la
not the way
juegan
of the
contigo.
heathen, and be not
Ok,
dismayed at the signs
sonríen
of
el llamado
heaven,
chino
for the
cuando tú
heathen are
estás
dismayed at
entrando
them.
allá a su
For the
súper
customs of the
o a
people
su
are vain,
pulpería, donde
for
sea que
one
está
cutteth a
gente,
tree
dice
out
que
of the forest,
sonríen.
the work of the hands of the
Okay.
workman with the axe.
Tú no entendiendo que esta gente no quiere nada
Gold,
contigo.
they fasten it
Al
with
igualmente
nails
el
and with
gringo, man,
hammers,
él no quiere
that it
nada
move not.
contigo.
They are upright as the
Porque él
palm
sabe
tree,
quién
but
eres tú.
speak not. They must
Y él
needs be
siente
born,
envidia
because they cannot
de
go.
usted.
Be not afraid of them, for they
Él
cannot
siente
do
envidia
evil,
de ti, man.
neither also is it in them to do good.
Porque él sabe que
Forasmuch
tú
as
eres
there is
un
none
israelita.
like unto thee,
Él
O
sabe
Lord,
muy bien
thou
cuál
art
es tu
great,
identidad.
and thy name
Él
is
sabe muy
great in
bien
might.
quién tú eres.
Who would not fear
Solamente
thee,
eres
O
tú
King
que no
of
sabes
nations?
quién
For
tú
to
eres,
thee
man.
doth it appertain. Forasmuch
Okay.
as among all the wise men of the nations,
Solamente eres tú que
all
no
their
sabes
kingdoms,
cuál
there is
es
none
tu
like
verdadera
unto thee. But
identidad.
they are
No, tú
altogether
no eres
brutish and
costarricense.
foolish.
Jeremías
The stock is
17
a doctrine
4.
of vanities.
Dice,
Silver spread into plates is brought from
por
Tarshish,
su
and
propia
gold from
culpa
Uphaz, the
perderán
work of the workman, and
el
of the hands
país
of the
que yo les
founder.
había
Blue and
dado.
purple is their
Serán
clothing. They are
esclavos
all
de
the
una
work of
tierra que
cunning
ustedes
men.
no
But the
conocen.
Lord is the true God. He
Es
is the
tan
living
grande mi
God,
enojo que
and an
parece un
everlasting
fuego que
King.
nunca se
In his
apaga.
wrath the earth shall
¿Sabes?
tremble. The
La
nations shall
posición que
not be able
estamos,
to abide his indignation. Thus shall ye
es
say
nada
unto
más que el
them,
castigo
the
del
gods that
Señor.
have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth
Pero
and
no
from
va a
under
ser
these
para
heavens.
siempre.
He hath
Va a
made the
llegar el
earth by
día
his
donde el
power.
Señor,
He hath established
¿ok?
the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion.
Va
When he
a dar
uttereth his voice,
a todo
there
el
is a
electo.
multitude of waters in the
Traer
heavens,
de vuelta
and
el
he
electo.
causeth the vapors
¿Ok?
to ascend from
Les
the
va a
ends of
dar
the
de
earth.
vuelta
He
su
maketh
heredad,
lightnings
su
with rain,
identidad.
and bringeth
Les
forth
va a
the
dar de
wind out
vuelta
of his treasures.
su
Every
lengua.
man is brutish
¿Ok?
in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is
¿Ok?
falsehood, and there is
¿Por
no
qué?
breath in them. They are vanity, and the work of errors. In the time of their visitation they shall perish. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the
Todo esto
former of
nos
all
hizo
things. Israel is the
por
rod
todas
of
las
his
cosas que
inheritance.
nosotros
The Lord of
hicimos
hosts is
contra
his
él.
name. Gather up
¿Ok?
thy wares out of the land, O inhabitant of the fortress. For thus saith the
Leyendo
Lord,
otra vez,
Behold,
que
I
dice,
will
por su
sling out the
propia culpa
inhabitants of the land
perderán
at this once,
el país
and
que
will
yo les
distress
había
them,
dado.
that they may find
Hey,
it
man,
so.
el Señor
Woe
que
is me
hizo.
for my
El
hurt.
Señor nos
My
sacó de
wound is
nuestra
grievous,
tierra.
but I said,
¿Dónde es que
Truly,
estaban los
this is a
llamados
grief, and I
indígenas,
must bear it.
llamados
My
negros antes
tabernacle is spoiled,
de
and all
venir
my
aquí a
cords are
América?
broken. My children are gone forth of me.
Primeramente, ¿dónde es
They
que
are
estaban
not.
los llamados
There is none to
indígenas?
stretch forth my tent any more, and to set up my
Antes de
goodness.
venir a
For the
esas
pastures
tierras,
are become
antes de
brutish,
venir a las
that not sought
Américas.
the Lord. Therefore they shall not prosper. All their
Entonces
flocks shall be
estaban los
scattered.
llamados indígenas
Behold, the noise
primeramente.
of the brute is come, and a great
Es una gran
commotion
pregunta,
out of the
man.
north country,
¿Dónde
to make
estaban
the
los
cities of
llamados
Judah
negros
desolate and a den
primeramente?
of dragons. O Lord,
Okay.
I know that the way of man is not in himself, it is not in man.
So, ¿qué
that
hizo el
walketh
Señor? El
to
Señor nos
direct his
sacó
steps.
de
O
nuestra
Lord,
tierra,
correct me,
Israel.
but with judgment,
Esa es
not in
nuestra
thine
tierra.
anger, lest thou bring me to
Okay.
nothing.
El
Pour
Señor
out
nos
thy
sacó de
fury
allí,
upon the heathen that know thee not,
porque
and
andábamos
upon the families that call not
rebelándonos
on
contra
thy
él,
name. For they
andábamos
have eaten
siguiendo
up Jacob and
idolatría,
devoured him, and
andábamos
consumed
siguiendo
him, and have
brujería.
made his habitation desolate.
¿Ok?
Chapter 11. The word that came to Jeremiah from the
Lo
Lord,
cual el
saying,
Señor que
Hear
hizo.
ye the words of
El
this
Señor nos
covenant, and
sacó de
speak
allí,
unto the men of
trajo a
Judah
nuestros
and to the
enemigos,
inhabitants of Jerusalem,
¿ok?
and say unto them, Thus saith
Trajo
the
el
Lord
llamado
God of
gringo,
Israel, Cursed be the man
trajo
that
los
obeyeth
llamados
not the
árabes,
words of his covenant, which I
trajo los
commanded your
llamados
fathers in the day that I
africanos,
brought them forth out of the land of Egypt,
nos
from
sacaron
the
de nuestra
iron
tierra,
furnace,
nos
saying,
vendieron,
Obey my
nos
voice, and
trajeron
do
a
them
esas
according
tierras,
to all which I command you.
¿ok?
So shall ye be my people, and I will be your
En
God,
cadenas,
that I may
con
perform the
yugo
oath
de
which
hierro
I
en
have sworn unto
nuestros
your
cuellos,
fathers, to give them a land flowing with milk and honey,
violando
as it is
nuestras
this
mujeres,
day. And
violando
answered
nuestros
I,
hijos,
and said, So be it, O Lord.
violando nuestras
Then the Lord
hijas.
said unto me, Proclaim all
¿Ok?
these words in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, saying,
Todo
Hear ye
eso el
the
Señor
words of this
permitió que
covenant and do
sucediera.
them. For I earnestly protested unto your fathers in the day
¿Ok?
that I brought them up out of
Todo
the land
eso
of
Jehová
Egypt,
Hashem
even unto
Yahushua
this day,
permitió que
rising
sucediera.
early and
¿Por
protesting,
qué?
saying, Obey
Porque
my
hicimos
voice. Yet they
lo que
obeyed
él
not,
dijo
nor inclined
que
their
lo
ear,
hiciera.
but walked every one in the imagination
¿Ok?
of their evil heart. Therefore I
Desobedecimos.
will bring upon them all the words
Todo
of
eso
this
fue el
covenant which I
castigo.
commanded them to do, but they did them not. And the Lord said unto me,
Dice,
A
serán
conspiracy is
esclavos
found
en
among the
una
men
tierra
of
que
Judah
ustedes
and
no
among the
conocen.
inhabitants of
So la
Jerusalem.
esclavitud
They
que
are
pasó
turned
los
back to the
llamados
iniquities of
indígenas,
their forefathers,
eso fue
which
autorizado
refused to
por el
hear my
Señor.
words. And they
La
went after other
esclavitud que
gods to
pasó,
serve them.
los
The
llamados
house of
negros,
Israel and the house of Judah
¿ok?
have broken my
Eso
covenant
fue
which I made with their fathers.
autorizado
Therefore
por el
thus
Señor.
saith the Lord, Behold, I will bring evil upon
Y
them which
ninguna
they shall
otra
not be
gente
able
en
to
el
escape.
mundo
And though they shall
ha
cry
pasado
unto me, I will not
lo que,
hearken unto them.
¿ok?
Then shall the cities of
No ha
Judah
habido
and
tanta
inhabitants of
muerte,
Jerusalem go and
¿ok?
cry unto the
Tanta
gods unto whom they
exterminación
offer incense,
de los
but they
llamados
shall
negros,
not save
latinos,
them at all
indígenas
in
en
the
el
time of
mundo.
their trouble.
¿Ok?
For according to the number
¿Qué
of
otra
thy cities
gente?
were thy
Eso no
gods,
se ha
O
hecho
Judah.
con ninguna
And
otra
according to the
nación en el
number of
mundo.
the streets of Jerusalem have
Eso
ye set up
únicamente le ha
altars to
pasado a
that
los
shameful
llamados
thing,
negros,
even
latinos,
altars to
indígenas.
burn incense
Y
unto Baal.
probablemente
Therefore pray
usted,
not thou for
yo,
this people,
¿ok?
neither lift up a
Pasamos
cry
todas
or
esas
prayer
cosas,
for them, for I will not
¿ok?
hear them in the time
En los
that
años
they cry unto me
1400.
for their trouble. What hath my
¿Ok?
beloved to do in mine house, seeing she hath wrought lewdness with
Porque
many,
de
and the
acuerdo
holy flesh
a las
is passed from
escrituras,
me? When thou doest
¿ok?
evil, then thou rejoicest.
Reencarnación
The Lord
existe.
called thy name a green olive
¿Ok?
tree, fair and of goodly fruit.
So, claro
With
que
the
sí,
noise of a
nosotros
great
pasamos
tumult,
por
he
esas
hath
cosas,
kindled
man,
fire upon
estando
it,
como
and the branches of it
evidencias
are broken. For the Lord of
de
hosts
que eso
that
no
planted
sucedió.
thee hath pronounced evil against thee. For
¿Ok?
the evil of the house of Israel and the house
Esa es
of
la
Judah,
evidencia que
which they
queda
have done against
para
themselves,
comprobar
to provoke me to
que
anger
nosotros
and
somos los
offering
israelitas de la
incense unto
Biblia.
Baal. And the
Esa es
Lord
la
hath given me
evidencia que
knowledge
queda
of
que
it,
nosotros
and I
somos
know it.
Israel.
Then thou shewedst me their doings. But I was like a lamb or an ox that is
¿Ok?
brought to the slaughter, and I knew not that they had devised devices against me, saying, Let us destroy the
nunca se
tree with the
apaga.
fruit thereof.
¿Eh?
Let us cut him off from the land of the
Así es.
living, that his name
Como
may
ya
be no more
anteriormente se
remembered.
mira
But,
como
O
que
Lord
si
of
el
hosts,
Señor
that judgest
nos
righteously,
abandonó,
that
nos
triest the
dejó.
reins
Pero
and
el
the
Señor
heart,
dijo
let me
algo.
see thy
El Señor
vengeance
dijo
on
que
them,
iba a hacer
for
un
unto
pacto
thee
con
have I
nosotros de
revealed
nuevo,
my cause.
que iba a poner las
Therefore, thus
leyes,
saith the
mandamientos
Lord
y
of the men
estatutos
of
en nuestras
Anathoth,
mentes,
that seek
y
thy
así
life,
entonces
saying,
íbamos a ser perfectos.
Prophesy not in the name of the Lord,
¿Ok?
that thou die not by our hand. Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, Behold, I will punish them. The young men shall die by the
no
sword,
para,
their sons
para
and their daughters
olvidarse de
shall die by
nosotros, sino
famine,
para
and there shall
darnos
be
una
no
lección.
remnant of them. For I will bring evil upon the
Así
men of
como
Anathoth,
cuando un
even the
padre
year
ama a
of their
sus hijos,
visitation.
¿ok?
Chapter 12.
No lo
Righteous art
castiga
thou, O Lord,
porque
when
lo
I plead
odia,
with thee,
no
yet
lo
let me
castiga
talk with
porque
thee
lo
of thy
tiene a un
judgments.
lado, lo
Wherefore doth
desecha,
the way of the wicked
simplemente lo
prosper.
castiga porque
Wherefore
lo
are
ama.
all they happy that deal
Así
very
es,
treacherously.
so, todo ese
Thou hast
castigo que
planted
nosotros
them,
pasamos
yea, they have
es
taken
porque el Señor
root. They grow,
nos
yea, they
estábamos
bring
en una
forth fruit.
escritura que
Thou
dice
art near in their
de
mouth,
ninguna manera
and
nos iba a
far
dejar
from
sin
their reins.
castigo.
But thou, O Lord,
hermano
knowest
puede
me.
compartir
Thou
esa
hast seen
escritura.
me and tried mine heart toward
Ok, si
thee.
pueden compartir
Pull
esa
them out
escritura.
like sheep for the slaughter, and prepare them for the day
Slack.
of slaughter. How long shall the land
Ok.
mourn, and the herbs of every field wither? For the
Dice, de
wickedness of
ninguna
them that
manera
dwell
los
therein.
dejaré sin
The beasts
castigo.
are consumed, and the birds,
Mostrándole que
because
el
they
Señor
said, He
Jesús
shall
no
not
dejó
see
todo así
our
nomás,
last
sino que,
end.
ok,
If thou hast
los
run with
amo,
the
pero no
footmen,
los
and
voy
they
a dejar
have
sin
wearied thee,
castigarlos.
then how canst
Tengo
thou
que
contend
castigarlos.
with horses? And if in the land of peace, wherein thou trustest,
puedo dejar
they
eso así
wearied
nomás.
thee, then how wilt thou do in the swelling of Jordan? For even thy brethren and the
Ahí
house of thy
está, so-
father, even they have dealt
Todo esto el
treacherously
Señor lo
with thee.
hizo,
Yea, they have called
¿ok?
a multitude after thee. Believe them not, though they speak fair
La
words
rebeldía.
unto thee.
¿Quién no
I
va
have
con la
forsaken mine
injusticia?
house, I have left mine
¿Quién no va
heritage,
con
I have
desorden?
given the dearly beloved of my soul
¿Ok?
into the hand of her enemies.
Que todas
My
las cosas
heritage
que
is
él hace
unto
las
me as
hace
a lion in the
como orden,
forest.
las hace
It crieth out
perfectas.
against me, therefore have I hated it. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard. They have trodden my portion underfoot. They have made my pleasant portion a desolate wilderness. They have made it desolate, and being desolate it mourneth unto me. The whole land is made desolate, because no man layeth it to heart. The spoilers have come upon all high places through the wilderness. For the sword of the Lord shall devour from the one end of the land even to the other end of the land. No flesh shall have peace.
Pero
They have sown
acontecerá
wheat,
si no
but shall
oyeren la
reap
voz de
thorns. They have
Yahweh,
put
su
themselves to
poder,
pain, but shall
para
not
procurar
profit. And they
cumplir,
shall be ashamed
será
of
que
your
para
revenues
procurar
because of the
cumplir
fierce anger of the
todos
Lord.
sus
Thus
mandamientos
saith
y
the
sus
Lord against all
estatutos
mine evil
que yo
neighbors
te
that
intimo
touch the
hoy,
inheritance which I
vendrán
have
sobre
caused my
ti
people Israel to
todas
inherit.
estas
Behold,
maldiciones y
I
te
will pluck them out of
alcanzarán.
their land
So,
and
Señor
pluck out
dijo,
of the house of Judah
¿ok?
from among them.
Ustedes se
And it
rehusan
shall
a
come to
cumplir
pass,
lo que les
after that I
ordeno,
have plucked them out, I will
a
return,
obedecerme,
have
a
compassion on them,
escucharme,
and will bring
a
them
seguir
again,
lo que
every
les
man to his
digo,
heritage, and
lo
every
que les
man to his
ordeno.
land. And it
Entonces
shall come to pass, if they will
nos iba a
diligently
poner
learn the ways of
maldiciones
my
que tú
people, to
decías.
swear by
Aquí
my
es que
name,
tú haces
the
lo que el
Lord
Señor
liveth,
dice.
as they taught
Así
my
es,
people
man.
to swear by Baal,
Así es, se
then
hace
shall
lo que el
they be
Señor
built
dice,
in the
no lo que
midst
tú
of my
quieras,
people.
man.
But if they will not obey,
Pero
I
¿por
will
qué es que
utterly
nuestra
pluck up
gente
and
no hace
destroy
lo
that
que
nation,
quiere?
saith the
Es
Lord.
porque el Señor los
Chapter
dejó
13. Thus
hacer lo
saith
que
the Lord
quisiera,
unto
no es
me,
por
Go
sus
and get
propias
thee a linen
voluntades,
girdle,
no.
and put it
Es la
upon thy
voluntad del
loins, and
Señor
put
al
it
fin del
not in
día.
water. So I got a girdle according to the word of the Lord, and put it on my loins. And the word of the Lord came unto me the second time, saying, Take the
Nada de lo
girdle
que
that thou
ustedes
hast
llamados
got, which
negros,
is
latinos,
upon thy
indígenas
loins, and
están haciendo hoy en día,
girdle your clothes, and
¿ok?
hide it there in a hole of
Es
the
porque
rock.
ustedes
So I
quieren,
went,
no es porque el
hid it
Señor
by
quiere, man.
Euphrates, as the Lord commanded me. And it came to pass after many days that the Lord said unto me, Arise, go
De acuerdo a
to
lo que
Euphrates,
ustedes
and take
tanto
the
les
girdle
agrada, de
from
acuerdo
thence, which I
a
commanded
ustedes
thee
que
to
les
hide
gusta
there.
hacer
I
esas
went to
cosas que a
Euphrates,
Él
and
no le
digged,
agrada, ¿ok?
and took the girdle
Te
from the
gusta
place
eso,
where I
entonces
had
yo
hid
te
it.
voy a
And
dejar
behold,
hacer
the
eso.
girdle was marred, it was profitable for nothing. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying,
Así es como está el
Thus saith
Señor,
the
man.
Lord, After this manner will I mar the pride of Judah, and the great pride of Jerusalem. This evil people which refuse to hear my words, which walk in the imagination of their heart, walk after other gods to serve them and to worship them, shall even be as this girdle, which is good for nothing. For as the girdle
un
cleaveth
precepto.
to the loins of a man, so have I caused to cleave unto me the whole house of Israel. and the
Ese es
whole
el
house
libro
of
de
Judah,
Baruch.
saith the Lord. They might be unto me for a people,
Baruch
and for a
capítulo
name,
1,
and for a praise, and for a
versículo
glory,
15.
but they would not hear. Therefore thou shalt speak unto them this word, Thus saith the
Dice,
Lord God of Israel, every bottle shall
diga,
be filled with wine.
al Señor nuestro
They shall say
poder
unto thee, Do we not
pertenece la
certainly know
justicia.
that every bottle shall
A
be filled
nosotros
with
en
wine?
cambio,
Then shalt
a
thou
los
say unto
habitantes de
them,
Judá y
Thus
de
saith the Lord,
Jerusalén,
Behold, I will
los
fill
mismos
all
que a
the
nuestros
inhabitants
reyes,
of this land, even the
gobernantes,
kings that sit
sacerdotes y
upon David's
profetas,
throne, and the
y a
priests
nuestros
and the
padres
prophets, and
toda
all the
hora la
inhabitants of
humillación.
Jerusalem with
Y así
drunkenness.
es.
And I will
El Señor
dash
nos
them one
tiene,
against another,
¿ok?
even the
En
fathers and the
humillación.
sons together,
Tenemos
saith the Lord. I
andar
will
esa
not pity, nor
vestimenta hoy
spare,
en
nor
día
have mercy,
es una
but
vergüenza.
destroy them. Hear
¿Ok?
ye and give ear.
La
Be not
vestimenta
proud,
que anda
for the
llamado
Lord hath
negro,
spoken.
la
Give
llamada
glory to the
negra,
Lord your
latina,
God
indígena,
before he cause
es una
darkness,
vergüenza.
and before your feet stumble upon the
Ok,
dark
nosotros
mountains, and
guardando
while ye look for light,
nuestra
he
gente
turneth
se
into
va
the
a
shadow
guardar
of
las
death,
costumbres
and
de
make
otras
it gross
naciones, es una
darkness.
vergüenza.
But if you will not hear it, my
Ok.
soul shall weep in secret places for your
No
pride.
siguiendo las
Mine eyes
instrucciones
shall
del
weep
Señor,
sore and run
haciendo
down
lo que
with
Él dice,
tears,
haciendo otras
because
cosas
the
son
Lord's flock
vergüenza.
is carried away captive. Say
Y la
unto the
escritura
king
muy
and to
bien
the
lo dice en el
queen,
libro.
Humble
¿Quiénes son
yourselves,
esos?
sit down,
Los
for your
israelitas que
principalities
no
shall
quisieron
come down,
creer
even the crown of your
en el
glory.
libro que les
The cities of the
pertenece.
south shall be shut
Ok.
up, and none shall
En la
open them.
Biblia
Judah shall
no
be
quisieron
carried away
creer en
captive,
esas
all of it.
palabras,
It shall be wholly
rechazaron
carried away
eso.
captive. Lift up your
Ok.
eyes and behold
Se
them that
desviaron.
come from the north. Where is the
Prefirieron
flock that was given
a
thee,
otras
thy
cosas.
beautiful flock?
¿Qué es lo
What
que va a
wilt thou
suceder
say
con
when
todos
he shall
ellos?
punish thee?
En el
For thou
reino
hast taught
van a
them to
tener
be
vergüenza
captains,
porque
and
se van a
as chief
recordar
over thee.
que rechazaron,
Shall not sorrow
ellos se van a
take thee,
recordar que
as
se
a woman
burlaron
in
de los
travail?
profetas, se van a
And if thou say in
recordar
thine heart,
que no
Wherefore then these
obedecieron
things
al Señor.
to me? For the greatness of
Espiritual,
thine
y
iniquity
tiene
are thy
vergüenza
skirts
por
discovered,
haber
and
que
thy heels
burlado
made
de
bare.
eso, por
Can
haber
the
venido en contra de
Ethiopian
esto,
change his skin,
ahora
or
tiene
the leopard
vergüenza.
his spots? Then may ye
Ok.
also do good,
Y si tú no
that are
crees
accustomed
eso,
to do evil.
puedes,
Therefore will I
puedes
scatter them as the stubble that passeth away by the wind of
hacerlo
the wilderness.
y darte
This is
cuenta.
thy lot, the portion of thy measures from me, saith the Lord.
Puedes hacer lo
Because thou
mismo
hast
sin
forgotten,
¿ok?
trusted in
Si tú
falsehood.
quieres,
Therefore
puedes
will I
hacerlo.
discover thy
Te
skirts
decimos
upon
no lo
thy
hagas,
face,
pero
that thy
si quieres
shame may
hacerlo,
appear.
anda.
I have seen thine
Ándale.
adulteries and thy
Hazlo. verlo.
sayings, the lewdness of thy whoredom,
vas a dar
and thine
cuenta
abominations
después.
on the hills and the fields. Woe unto thee, O
¿Ok?
Jerusalem, wilt thou
Entonces
not
ustedes
be
llamados
made
negros, latinos,
clean? When
indígenas
shall
van a ver,
against
man,
thee Chapter 14.
Muchos de ustedes van a
The
ver,
word of the Lord that came to
muchos de
Jeremiah
ustedes van a
concerning the
sentir,
dirt.
man, el
Judah
poder
mourneth,
del
then the
Señor,
gates
man.
thereof languish. They are black unto the ground,
Sentir la
and the
derecha,
cry of
Yahweh
Jerusalem is
Bashim
gone up.
Yahushai.
And their nobles
El
have sent
puño
their
derecho,
little
Yahweh
ones to the
Bashim
waters.
Yahushai.
They came to the pits and found no water. They returned with their vessels
Seba.
empty. They were ashamed and confounded and covered their heads.
Sigue diciendo en
Because the
Baruch
ground
capítulo
is
1.
chaff, for there was no rain in the earth. The plowmen were ashamed, they covered their heads. Yea, the
En el
hind also
17
calved in
dice,
the field and forsook it
porque
because there
hemos
was no
pecado
grass.
contra el
And the
Señor,
wild asses
Yahweh
did
Bashim
stand in the
Yahushai.
highway.
Le
They sniffed up the
desobedecimos
wind
y no
like
le hicimos
dragons. Their
caso
eyes
cuando
did
nos
fail
ordenaba
because
que
there was no
viviéramos
grass.
según
O
las
Lord,
leyes que
though
había
our
puesto
iniquities
delante de
testify against
nosotros.
us, do thou
Así
it for
es.
thy name's sake.
El
For
Señor,
our backslidings are many.
ok, nos
We have
entregó
sinned against
leyes,
thee.
mandamientos y
O the hope of
estatutos.
Israel, the Savior
Ok.
thereof in time
Lo
of
cual eso
trouble.
nos
Why
hace
shouldest
ser
thou be
diferentes
as a
nosotros.
stranger in the land, and as a wayfaring man that
Ok.
turneth aside to tarry for a night? Why shouldest thou be as a man astonied, as a mighty
Sigue
man that
diciendo.
cannot save? Yet thou,
En
O
el
Lord,
19
art in
dice,
the midst of us.
desde el día en
We
que el
are called
Señor
by
nuestro
thy
poder
name.
sacó a nuestros antepasados del país, leemos de Slaquia,
Thus saith
le
the
hemos
Lord
sido
unto this
desobedientes
people, thus have they
y
loved
no
to
hemos
wander, they have
tenido
not
cuidado de
refrained their
hacer
feet.
caso de
Therefore
sus
the Lord
órdenes.
doth not
Y
accept them.
esto,
He will now remember
ustedes
their iniquity
israelitas,
and visit their sin.
que no han
Then
despertado,
said the Lord
santos
unto me,
míos,
Pray not for this people, for they are
sigan siendo
good. When they
desobedientes.
fast, I will not hear
Okay.
their cry, and when they offer burnt offering and an oblation, I will not accept them. But I will consume them by the sword, and by the famine, and by the pestilence.
Dice,
Then said I,
por
Our
eso
Lord
nos han
God,
venido
behold,
tantos
the
males
prophets say unto
y
them, Ye
estamos
shall not
ahora
see the sword,
bajo la
neither shall ye
maldición
have
que el
famine,
Señor
but I will
ordenó.
give you assured
Así
peace in
es,
this place.
bajo las
And the
maldiciones
Lord
que
said
el
unto
Señor
me,
ordenó.
The prophets
¿Cuáles
prophesy
maldiciones?
lies in
Las
my name. I
maldiciones de
sent them not,
Deuteronomio
neither
capítulo
have I commanded
28.
them, neither spake unto them. They
llamados
prophesy
negros,
unto you
latinos,
a false
indígenas,
vision
están
and
bajo
divination, and the
esas
thing of naught,
maldiciones.
and the deceit of their
Quieras
heart.
creerlo o
Therefore
no.
thus saith the Lord concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not, yet they say, Sword
A
and
nuestros
famine shall not be in
antepasados,
this land.
para
By
darnos la
sword
tierra
and
en que
famine shall those prophets be consumed. And the people to whom they prophesy shall be cast out in the streets of Jerusalem because of the famine and the
para dar
sword.
la tierra
And they shall
en
have
la
none
que
to
la
bury
leche y
them,
la miel
them,
corren
their
como
wives,
agua.
nor their sons,
Ok.
nor their daughters, for
Y
I
eso
will pour their
significa,
wickedness
ok,
upon them.
todo lo que está en
Therefore
ese
thou
lugar.
shalt say this word unto
Sigue,
them,
en el
Let
21
mine eyes run
tampoco
down
hemos
with tears night
hecho
and day,
caso
and let them
de lo
not
que el
cease.
Señor
For
nuestro
the
poder
virgin
nos
daughter
ha
of my
dicho
people is broken
en
with a
todos
great
los
breach, with a very
mensajes
grievous
del no
blow.
van a hacer
If I go
caso
forth into the
a lo que
field,
los
then
mensajeros
behold the slain with the
del
sword.
Señor les
And if I
están
enter into
diciendo.
the city, then behold them that are sick with famine.
Muchos de
Yea,
ustedes
both the prophet and
siendo
the priest
orgullosos, no
go about into
escuchando
a
a
land
los
that they know
profetas,
not.
no
Hast thou
escuchando a los
utterly rejected
mensajeros,
Judah? Hath thy soul loathed
no
Zion?
siguiendo
Why
las
hast thou
instrucciones que
smitten
los
us, and there is
mensajeros
no
les estaban
healing for
dando?
us? We look for peace,
El
and there is no
camino que los
good, and for
mensajeros
the
les
time of
estaban
healing,
diciendo
and
por el
behold
cual
trouble.
debían de
We
haber
acknowledge, O
seguido.
Lord, our wickedness and the iniquity
Okay.
of our fathers, for we have sinned against thee. Do not abhor us, for thy name's sake. Do not disgrace the throne of thy glory. Remember, break not thy covenant with us. Are there any among the vanities of the Gentiles that can cause rain?
Dice,
Or can the heavens give showers? Art not thou
mensajeros
he,
del
O Lord our
mensaje será
God?
que los
Therefore we
profetas
will
que nos
wait
has
upon thee, for thou hast
enviado,
made all these things.
cada
Chapter 15.
uno.
Then said the Lord unto me, Though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people.
Cada
Cast
uno ha
them out of
seguido
my
las
sight,
malas
and let them
inclinaciones de
go
su
forth. And it
corazón.
shall come to pass, if they
Como
say
que,
unto
como
thee,
nuestra gente
Whither
cuando
shall we
dice,
go
hago lo que
forth?
yo quiero.
Then thou shalt tell them,
Es mi vida.
Thus saith the Lord, such as
Yo
are
puedo
for
hacer
death
lo
to
que yo
death,
quiero.
and such as are for the
Eso es lo
sword
que
to the
nuestra
sword,
gente tiene,
and such
siguen
as
sus
are for the
propias-
famine to the
siguen
famine,
sus
and such as
propias
are for the
opiniones,
captivity to the
siguen lo que
captivity.
les viene
And
a
I
sus
will appoint
mentes.
over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. And I will cause them to be removed into all kingdoms of the earth, because of Manasseh the son of Hezekiah,
Por
king of
eso,
Judah, for
hoy
that
en
which
día
he did in
podemos mirar
Jerusalem.
que
For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem, or
castigo
who
del
shall
Señor
bemoan
siempre
thee,
está
or
como
who
los
shall
tiempos
go aside
antiguos.
to ask how thou
¿Ok?
doest? Thou
Tú
hast
miras a
forsaken me,
Haití.
saith the Lord, thou
¿Ok?
art gone backward.
Sabemos que
Therefore
Haití,
will I
man,
stretch out my hand
alto
against thee and
en
destroy thee. I am weary
idolatría,
with repenting.
brujería.
And I will fan
Y mira
them
cómo
with a
está
fan in the
Haití,
gates
mira
of the
cómo está
land. I will
República
bereave them
Dominicana,
of children.
que
I
están
will
en la
destroy
pura
my
parte.
people, since they
¿Ok?
return not from their ways.
Mira cómo
Their
está
widows are increased to me
esos diferentes
above the
países de
sand of the sea.
América.
I have brought upon them against the mother of the young men a spoiler at noonday. I have caused him to fall upon it suddenly,
Todos sus
and
castigos
terrors
que han
upon the city.
venido, todos
She
sus
that hath borne
terremotos,
7
todos sus
languages,
castigos del
she
Señor que
hath
han
given
venido a
up the
América,
ghost. Her
es
son
por la
is
misma
gone down
razón.
while it was yet day.
Es porque
She
hay
hath
mucha
been ashamed
idolatría,
and
es
confounded,
porque hay mucha
and the residue
brujería,
of them
hay
will I
mucho
deliver to the
orgullo.
sword before
Por eso
their
es que el
enemies,
Señor está
saith the
trayendo
Lord. Woe
inundaciones.
is me, my
Por
mother,
eso es que el
that
Señor
thou
está
hast
trayendo
borne me, a
muerte.
man of strife and
Por
a
eso es que el
man
Señor
of
está
contention
trayendo
to
todas
the
estas
whole
plagas.
earth.
Eso
I
vienen
have
siendo
neither
plagas.
lent on usury, nor men men have lent to me unusury, yet
Todas
every one
esas cosas
of
el
them doth
Señor lo está
curse me.
haciendo.
The Lord said, Verily it shall be well with thy remnant. Verily I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in the time of evil and in
Por
the
la
time
misma
of affliction.
razón.
Shall iron break the northern iron and the
Okay.
steel?
Y nuestra
Thy
gente
substance and
ni
thy
aún
treasures
viendo
will I give to the
que el
spoil
Señor está
without
haciendo
price,
esas cosas,
and that for all
ni aún
thy
así
sin,
se van a
even in
volver
all
al
thy
Señor,
faults.
se van a
And I will
arrepentir,
make thee to pass
ni aún
with
así
thine
van a
enemies into a
captar, ni
land
aún
which
así
thou
van a
knowest
entender,
not.
ok,
For a
este es el
fire
Señor
is
que lo está
kindled in mine
haciendo.
anger,
El
which
Señor
shall
es el
burn
que envió
upon
ese
you.
terremoto.
O
El
Lord,
Señor es
thou
el que envió
knowest, remember me
un
and visit me,
terremoto 8
and revenge me of my
2 allá en
persecutors.
Alaska.
Take me not away in thy
Ok.
long suffering.
En Perú,
Know that for
de
thy
hecho en
sake
Perú
I have
hubo
suffered
uno,
rebuke.
si no me
Words
equivoco
are
hoy.
found, and I did eat
Y si
them,
tú
and thy
miras,
word was
hey
unto
man,
me the joy
todos
and
los lugares
rejoicing of mine
destruidos.
heart. For I am called by
Tú
thy
miras
name, O
grietas
Lord
en,
God of
en el
hosts.
mar.
I sat not in the
Tú
assembly
miras
of the
grietas
mockers, nor
en las
rejoiced.
calles.
I sat alone because of thy
A ver.
hand. For thou hast filled me with
Tú miras
indignation.
todas esas
Why
cosas,
is my
man.
pain perpetual, and my
¿Qué es
wound
todo eso?
incurable, which refuseth to be healed? Wilt thou be altogether unto me
Okay,
as
todo
a
eso es
liar,
juicio
and
del
as
Señor,
waters
man.
that fail?
Todas esas son
Therefore
plagas
thus
de
saith
Jehová,
the Lord,
Shimei
if
Ushai.
thou return, then will I bring thee again.
Y van a
Thou shalt
continuar,
stand
man.
before me.
Van a
And
seguir.
if thou take forth the precious from the
Eso no
vial,
va a
thou
parar,
shalt be
man.
as my mouth. Let them
Okay.
return unto thee,
Eso
but
no va a
return
parar,
not
man.
thou unto them. And I will make thee unto this people a fenced brazen wall. They shall fight against thee, but they shall not
Okay,
prevail against thee. For I am with thee to save thee and to deliver thee, saith the Lord.
Volviendo
I will
a
deliver thee
Deuteronomio
out of the land of the
28
wicked,
y
and I
20.
will redeem thee out of the hand of the terrible. Chapter 16. The word of the Lord came also unto me, saying, Thou shalt not take thee a wife, neither shalt thou have sons or daughters in this place. For thus saith the Lord concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that begat them in
dice?
this land. They shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be
Deuteronomio
lamented, neither shall
28
they
y 20
bury.
dice,
But they shall be
Yahweh
as
enviará
dung upon the
contra
face
ti
of the
la
earth, and they shall
maldición,
be consumed by the sword
quebranto
and by the
y
famine, and
asombro
their
en todo
carcasses shall be
cuanto
meat for the
pusieres
fowls of
mano e
heaven, and
hicieres.
for the beasts of the earth.
Okay?
For thus
Por
saith
eso
the Lord,
ustedes
enter
llamados
not into the
negros,
house of
nativos
mourning,
indígenas,
neither
mira
go to
que
lament,
las
nor
cosas no les
bemoan
salen
them.
bien.
For I have
Okay?
taken away my peace from this people, saith the Lord,
Siempre
even
el mal,
loving
Satanás
kindness and
siempre está ahí
mercy.
tratando de
Both the great
tumbar
and
lo
the
que
small
haces.
shall die in this land.
Okay?
They shall not be buried, neither shall men
Lo
lament
que
for
hace
them,
de mal
nor cut
siempre cae.
themselves, nor make
Todo
themselves fall
negocio que
for them.
nuestra gente
Neither shall
abre,
men
que
tear
hace, siempre
themselves
cae.
for them in mourning, to comfort them for the dead.
todo
Neither
lo
shall
que
men
haga, el
give
Señor
them the
siempre
cup
hace
of
que
consolation
cae.
to
¿Por
drink
qué?
for their
Porque eso es
father
una
or for their
maldición.
mother. Thou shalt not also go into the house of feasting to sit with them
No
to
son
eat and to drink.
maldiciones, man.
For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel,
Sigue
Behold, I will
diciendo.
cause to cease out of this place in your eyes and in your days the
Dice,
voice of
hasta que
mirth
seas
and the voice of
destruido
gladness,
y
the voice of the
perezcas
bridegroom
pronto a
and the voice
causa
of the
de la
bride.
maldad de
And it
tus
shall
obras
come to pass
por
when
las
thou
cuales
shalt
me
see
has,
this people
será
all
que me
these
habrás
words,
dejado.
they shall say unto thee,
Entonces, por esa
Wherefore
razón,
hath the Lord pronounced all
y hoy
this
en
great
día
evil
nuestra gente
against
sigue
us? For
siempre
what is our
apartado del
iniquity? Or what
Señor.
is our sin that we have
Hey,
committed
man,
against the
todos
Lord our
ustedes
God?
cristianos,
Then shalt
católicos,
thou say
ustedes
unto
creen que
them,
están muy
Because your
cerca del
fathers have
Señor, man.
forsaken me, saith the
Ustedes
Lord,
los que no
and have
saben
walked
que
after
están
other
muy,
gods,
pero
and
muy
have served
alejados
them,
del
and
Señor.
have
Y
worshipped
no
them, and
porque
have
tú
forsaken me, and have not kept
digas
my
que
law.
estás
Ye have done worse than your fathers. For behold, ye
bendecido
walk every one
solamente
after
porque
the
tienes
imagination
dinero,
of
tienes
his
un
evil
trabajo,
heart, that they may
solamente
not
porque
hearken
ves
unto
que
me.
tienes ingresos.
Therefore will I cast you out of this
Ok,
land
porque,
into a land
porque
that ye
tienes
know
tierras,
not,
tienes
neither ye
lugares.
nor your fathers, and
Ok.
there shall ye serve other gods day
Sientes
and
que
night.
todo te
For
va
I will
bien, eso
not
no
shew you
significa que el
things.
Señor está
Therefore
contigo.
behold, the days
Quiera que Él
come,
quiera
saith
darle,
the Lord,
man.
that it shall no more
El
be
Señor,
said,
si quiere,
The Lord liveth,
más
that
usted
brought
dice
up
que
the
el
children
Señor
of
puede hacer
Israel out
una
of the land of
persona
Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that
rica,
brought up the children
puede
of
hacer una
Israel from the
persona
land of the
pobre.
north,
A
and from
cualquiera
all
el
the
Señor lo
lands
puede
whither
hacer,
he
man.
had driven them. And I will bring them
Pero
again
eso no
into their
significa
land
que
that
el
I
Señor
gave
está
unto their
tratando con esa
fathers.
persona.
Behold, I will send
Tal como
forth many
usted llamado
fishers,
negros
saith the
latinos
Lord.
indígenas.
They shall fish
¿Cómo es
them,
posible
and
que el
after I
Señor va
will
a
send
tratar
for
con
many
ustedes?
hunters, and they
Andan
shall
comiendo
hunt them
carne de
from
cerdo,
every mountain,
de la
and from
madre.
every hill, and out of the
Andan
holes of the
guardando
rocks.
todas estas
For mine
costumbres
eyes
de
are
las
upon
otras
all their
naciones. ¿Cómo
ways.
es
They are
posible
not
que el
hid from
Señor
my face,
va a
neither
estar
is their
del
iniquity
lado de
hid
ustedes?
from mine eyes.
¿Cómo es posible
And
que el
first I
Señor
will
está con
recompense their
ustedes?
iniquity and their sin
¿Cómo es
double,
eso posible?
because they have
La
defiled my
razón es
land.
porque
They
ustedes
have
no
filled
conocen al
mine
Señor, man.
inheritance with the carcasses
Ok,
of their
no conocen cómo
detestable
el
and
Señor
abominable things. O
¿Y
Lord,
qué
my
se le llama a
strength and
todos
my
que
fortress,
todos
and
ustedes
my
están
refuge in the
engañados,
day of
man?
affliction. The
Y el
Gentiles
Señor
shall
dice
come
que Él
to me from the
controla
ends of the earth, and shall
ambos
say,
lados.
surely our fathers
Los
have
que son
inherited
engañados,
lies, vanity, and things wherein
¿ok?
there is no
Los que
profit.
engañan y
Shall a
los que
man
son
make gods
engañados.
unto himself, and they
El
are
Señor-
no gods?
el Señor
Therefore,
controla
behold,
ambos.
I will this once
¿Ok?
cause them to know. I will cause them to know
El
my
Señor te
hand and
envía,
my might,
el Señor
and they
envía
shall know
muchos
that my name
de
is
nuestra
the
gente,
Lord.
espíritus,
17. The
demonios, para
sin
que
of
les
Judah
hagan
is
creer
written with a
cosas,
pen of iron,
¿ok?
and with the point of a diamond. It is graven
que les
upon the
hagan
table of
creer
their
como
heart,
ese
and upon
punto
the
que acabo
horns
de
of your
traer,
altars.
de que están
Whilst their
bien,
children remember
de que
their
ya lo
altars and
lograron,
their groves by the
es simplemente un
green trees
demonio,
upon
hermano.
the high hill.
que te está trayendo confusión, te está engañando, haciéndote creer que ya no tienes que hacer nada, que ya la salvación ya la tienes, ya tienes el campo ahí ya listo. Y sí, nosotros religiones, ahí en las iglesias les van a enseñar a ustedes todas esas cosas, man. De que ya tú lo lograste, no tienes que hacer nada, puedes vivir tu vida como tú quieras, ¿okay? Puedes comer carne de cerdo, puedes acostarte con la mujer de otro hombre, eso es lo que te dicen ahí, que no hay ningún problema. Si te acuestas con la mujer de otro hombre no hay ningún problema, ¿okay? Si cometes adulterio no hay ningún problema, ¿okay? Si robas no hay ningún problema. Si haces cualquier cosa ilegal no hay ningún problema, que el Señor simplemente te ama, el Señor está contigo, hermano. Eso te andan diciendo en las iglesias. Oh, Dios te ama, oh, Dios te ama, hermano, Dios te ama, hermana. No importa si te has acostado con un montón de vatos, no importa, hermana. Te pone la mano en el hombro, no importa, hermana. El Señor te ama, el Señor está contigo. Puras mentiras, man.
Heal me, O Lord, and I shall be healed. Save me, and I shall be saved, for thou art my
cumpliéndose que el Señor controla a los que son engañados. Así es. Todos ustedes que andan creyendo en todas esas mamadas, man. Hey, man, el Señor te engañó. Caíste redondo, man, redondito caíste. ¿Ok? La única forma de que caigas de ese hueco, man, salgas de ese hueco, ¿ok? Es si el Señor tiene misericordia de ti y comienza todo otra vez. Ok, ¿sabes qué? Reiniciamos todo, vamos a hacerlo de nuevo. Okay. Vamos a comenzar todo de nuevo. Te voy a dar el chance. Solo así, man. Realmente solo si eres parte de la elección. Solamente si eres parte de la elección. Eso puede suceder.
No, bring it in by the gates of Jerusalem. Neither carry forth a burden out of your houses on the Sabbath day. Neither do ye any work, but hallow ye the Sabbath day as I commanded your fathers. But they obeyed not, neither inclined their ear, but made their necks stiff, that they might not hear nor receive instruction. And it shall come to pass, if ye diligently hearken unto me, saith the Lord, to bring in no burden through the gates of this city on the Sabbath day, but hallow the Sabbath day, to do no work therein, then shall there enter into the gates of this city kings and princes sitting upon the throne of David.
Yahweh traerá sobre ti mortandad, hasta que te consuma la tierra a la cual entras para tomar posesión de ella.
And they shall come from the cities of Judah and from the places of Jerusalem, from the land of Benjamin,
antiguamente, okay, el Señor siempre andaba guiándonos. Que saben que ustedes presten atención, sigan mis órdenes, y yo voy a hacer que ustedes tomen esta tierra, ustedes tomen posesión sobre esa nación, que tomen todo, dominen a esa nación. Okay, simplemente sigan mis instrucciones, hagan lo que yo les digo.
Arise and go down to the potter's house, and there I will
en el 22 dice, Yahweh te herirá de tisis, de fiebre, de inflamación y de ardor, con sequía, con calamidad repentina y con ayuno, y te perseguirán hasta que perezcas. Son todos vienen siendo que enfermedades que Dios, esto aquí viene siendo nada más que castigo.
At what instant I shall speak concerning a nation and concerning a kingdom, to pluck up and to pull down and to destroy it. If that nation against whom I have pronounced turn from their evil, I will repent of the evil that I thought to do unto them. And at what instant I shall speak concerning a nation and concerning a kingdom to build and to plant it.
Yahweh te entregará derrotado delante de tus enemigos. Por un camino saldrás contra ellos, y por 7 caminos subirás delante de ellos, y serás vejado por todos los reinos de la tierra. Okay? Y cuando vinieron los conquistadores, nuestra gente andaba peleando. Okay? Y también para entrar en eso, la razón por la que esos conquistadores ganaron, okay, no fue porque ellos eran fuertes, man.
Therefore, thus
porque
saith the
ellos
Lord,
tenían el
ask
poder,
ye now among the heathen,
¿ok?
who
No
hath
fue
heard such
porque
things?
ellos
The Virgin of Israel
eran
hath done
mejor
a
que
very
nosotros,
horrible
no.
thing. Will a man
Simplemente
leave
fue
the
porque el
snow of
Señor lo
Lebanon, which
puso de
cometh
esa
from the
manera,
rock of the field?
¿ok?
Or shall the cold flowing
Porque
waters
nosotros
that come
somos
from
una
another
nación
place be
fuerte,
forsaken?
somos
Because my
una
people have
nación
forgotten me, they
de
have
guerreros,
burned incense to vanity,
somos hombres
and
de
they have
guerra.
caused them to stumble in
So,
the
¿cómo
ways
era
from the
posible
ancient
que
paths to walk in
estos
paths in a
podían
way not cast, to
derrotarnos,
make their
siendo
land
una gran
desolate,
nación?
and a perpetual hissing. Everyone that
Imposible,
passeth
la
by
razón por
shall
la
be
que eso
astonished
sucedió
and wag his
fue
head.
porque el Señor
I
lo
will scatter them
destruyeron.
as with an east wind before the enemy. I will shoot
entras
them the back
en-
and not the face in the day of their calamity. Then said they, Come and let us devise devices against Jeremiah, for the law shall not
Cuando fueron a
perish
esas
from the
tierras de
priest, nor
Puerto
counsel
Rico,
from the wise, nor
¿ok?
the word from the prophet. Come
Argentina
and
y
let us
esos
smite
lugares,
him
man,
with the tongue, and let us
nuestra
not
gente
give
estaba
heed to any of
peleando,
his
man.
words. Give heed to me, O
Usaban
Lord,
todo
and
tipo
hearken to the
de
voice of
armas,
them that
hachas,
contend
de
with
todo,
me.
man.
Shall
Y
evil be
estaban
recompensed
peleándose a
for
la
good?
muerte, man.
For they have digged a pit
Y a
for my
esos
soul. Remember
llamados
that I stood before thee to speak
les
good for
costó.
them, and to turn away
A
thy
ellos les
wrath from
costó,
them.
man.
Therefore deliver up their children to the
Somos una
famine,
gran
and
nación.
pour out their blood by the force of the sword, and
Pero
let their wives
siempre
be
cayeron.
bereaved of their children,
Siempre
and be
caímos.
widows, and let their men be put to death. Let
¿Por
their
qué?
young
Porque el
men be
Señor así
slain
lo
by the
ordenó.
sword and knife. Let a
Tenía
cry
que
be
ser
heard
así,
from their houses,
porque era
when
que
thou
nada
shalt
más que
bring a truth
profecía.
suddenly upon them, for they have
Nada
digged
más
a
que
pit to take
profecía.
root, and hid snares for my
¿Ok?
people. Yet, Lord, thou knowest all their counsel against me to slay me. Forgive not their iniquity, neither blot out their sin from thy sight, but let them be overthrown before
Sigue
thee.
diciendo.
Deal thus with them in the time of thine anger. Chapter 19. Thus saith the Lord, Go and
Y
get
tus
a potter's
cadáveres
earthen
servirán de
bottle, and take
comida
of the
toda ave
ancients
del
of the
cielo y
people,
fiera
and
de la
of the
tierra,
ancients of the
y
priests,
no habrá quien
and go
las
forth unto
espante.
the valley of the
Y
son of
para
Hinnom, which is by the entry of the east gate,
será que
and
hicieron acerca de
proclaim
las
there the
fieras y
words
todos
that
los
I shall
animales
tell thee,
salvajes.
and say,
¿Qué es lo que
Hear ye
andaban
the
haciendo
word
los
of the Lord, O
conquistadores?
kings of Judah and
Lanzando
inhabitants of
nuestros
Jerusalem. Thus saith the Lord of hosts,
recién
the God of
nacido
Israel,
lanzándolos a
Behold,
los
I will bring
lagartos,
evil upon this
para
place,
así agarrar a
the
los
which
lagartos,
whosoever heareth, his ears
¿ok?
shall tingle, because they have forsaken me and have estranged this
dándoles
place, and have burned incense in
a
it
los
unto other
perros para que los
gods,
perros
whom neither they nor their fathers
despedazaran a
have
nuestros
known,
hijos.
nor the kings of Judah,
¿Ok?
and have filled this place with the blood
Todo
of
eso nada
innocents.
más
They
que
have built also the
maldiciones.
high places of Baal, to burn
¿Ok?
their sons with fire
Todo
for
eso
burnt
sucedió a
offerings
nosotros,
unto
¿no?
Baal,
A
which I
ninguna otra
commanded
gente
not,
sucedió.
nor spake it, neither came it into my mind. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that this
Ok,
place
en
shall
el
no more
27
be
dice,
called
Yahweh te
Tophet,
herirá
nor the
con la
valley of the son of
úlcera
Hinnom,
de
but the valley
Egipto,
of slaughter.
con
And I will make
tumores,
void the
con
counsel of
sarna.
Judah
Y
and
tú miras
Jerusalem
que
in this
nuestra
place,
gente tiene
and I will
úlceras.
cause them to fall by the sword
¿Ok?
before their enemies,
Tú miras
and
que
by the
nuestra
hands of
gente,
them that seek
man,
their life.
el Señor hasta
And
el
their
día de hoy
carcasses will I give to
le ha
be meat for
puesto
the
a muchos
fowls
de
of the
nuestra
heaven,
gente
and for the
úlceras.
beasts of the earth.
¿A
And I
quiénes
will
tú
make
miras
this
de las
city
otras
desolate
naciones
and
así?
a hissing.
A
Everyone that
ninguna
passeth
otra
thereby
gente.
shall be astonished and
No lo
hiss
vas a
because
ver,
of all
man.
the plagues thereof. And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters, and they shall eat every one the flesh of his friend in the siege
Like,
and
hermano,
straitness
es más,
wherewith their enemies, and they that seek their lives shall straiten them. Then shalt thou break the bottle in the sight of the men that go with thee, and shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, even so will I break this people and this city, as one breaketh a potter's vessel that cannot be made whole again. They shall bury them in Tophet, till there be no place to bury. Thus will I do unto this place, saith the Lord, unto the inhabitants thereof, and even make this
de
city
que no
as
pueda
Tophet.
ser
And the
curado.
houses of
Y hoy
Jerusalem
en
and the
día
houses of the
nuestra
kings
gente,
of Judah shall be
ok,
defiled
tienen
as the place of
enfermedades que no
Tophet,
pueden ser
because of all the
curadas, man.
houses upon whose roofs they have burned incense
¿Cierto
unto
es
all
como
the
el
host
Señor?
of heaven, and have poured out drink offerings unto other gods.
Así como lo
Then
hizo
came Jeremiah from
antiguamente,
Tophet,
todavía
whither
lo
the
sigue
Lord had
haciendo el
sent him
Señor,
to
man.
prophesy.
Hasta
And he stood in the
este
court of the
día.
Lord's house, and said to all the people,
Hasta
Thus saith
hoy.
the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will bring upon this city and upon all her towns all the evil that I have pronounced against it, because they have hardened their necks, that they might not hear my words. Chapter 20. Now Pashur, the son of Emer the priest, who was also chief governor in the house of the Lord, heard that Jeremiah prophesied these things. Then Pashur smote Jeremiah the prophet and put him in the stocks that were in the high gate of Benjamin, which was by the house of the Lord. And it came to pass on the morrow that Pashur brought forth Jeremiah out of the stocks. Then said Jeremiah unto him, The Lord hath not called thy name Pashur, but Magor Missabib. For thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will make thee a terror to thyself and to all thy friends, and they shall fall by the sword of their enemies, and thine eyes shall behold it. And I will give all Judah into the hand of the king of Babylon. He shall carry them captive into Babylon, and shall slay them with the sword. Moreover, I will deliver all the strength of the city, and all the labors thereof, and all the precious things thereof, and all the treasures of the kings of Judah will I give into the hand of their enemies. which shall spoil them and take
Eso
them
es que
and carry them
derechos
to
humanos,
Babylon. And thou,
¿ok?
Pasha, and all
Que
that dwell
existen
in thine
derechos
house shall go
humanos y
into
que
captivity,
vela
and thou shalt come to Babylon, and there thou shalt die, and
por
shalt be
nosotros
buried
y lo
there,
otro es
thou
pura
and all
paja,
thy
mas no
friends,
existe.
to whom thou hast prophesied lies.
¿ok?
O
Esaú
Lord, thou hast
siempre anda
deceived me,
quitándonos
and I was
dinero,
deceived. Thou
¿ok?
art stronger than
Impuestos,
I, and hast prevailed. I
oprimiendo
am
a
in
cada
derision
país,
daily, everyone mocketh me.
¿ok?
For since I spake, I
Y la
cried
opresión
out,
cae
I
sobre
cried violence
quiénes?
and spoil,
Sobre
because
nosotros,
the word
¿no?
of the Lord was made a reproach unto me, and a
Esaú
derision
lo hace
daily.
desde
Then I
dónde?
said,
Desde
I
Estados
will not
Unidos de
make mention
América,
of him, nor
Babilonia la
speak
Grande.
any more in his name. But his word was in mine heart, as a burning fire shut up in my bones. And I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay. For I heard the defaming of many, fear on every side. Report, say they, and we will report it. All my familiars watched for my halting, saying, peradventure he will be enticed, and we shall prevail against him, and we shall take our revenge on him. But the Lord is with me as a mighty terrible one. Therefore my persecutors shall stumble, and they shall not prevail. They shall be greatly ashamed, for they shall not prosper. Their everlasting confusion shall never
Todo va a
be
subir,
forgotten.
man.
But, O Lord
Ok,
of
todo va a
hosts, that
subir,
triest
los
the righteous
precios,
and
todo,
seest the reins and the heart, let me
la
see thy
canasta
vengeance on
básica,
them,
todo eso
for
va a
unto
subir,
thee
man.
have I opened my cause.
Ok.
Sing unto the Lord, praise ye the Lord, for he
Al
hath
punto
delivered
de
the
que,
soul
man,
of the
a
poor
pronto
from
tú
the
no vas
hand
a
of
poder
evildoers.
confiar, man.
Cursed be the day
nunca
wherein
debes-
I
no,
was
nunca
born.
debes de
Let not
confiar.
the day wherein my mother
Ok.
bare me be the
El
blessed.
que tú dices que es
Cursed
tu
be the
amigo,
man who brought
porque él
tidings
te
to
va a
my father,
traicionar.
saying, A
Él
man
mismo
child
te va a
is born
robar
unto
cuando,
thee, making him
cuando él no
very
tenga
glad.
nada,
And
cuando
let
le
that
sea
man be as the
difícil.
cities which
Y
the
mira
Lord
que tú
overthrew
tienes.
and repented not.
Él va a
Let him
llegar a
hear
ti,
the
te va a
cry in the
quitar,
morning
man.
and the shouting at noontide,
De
because he
paso,
slew
si
me
todo
not
el
from the
tiempo andaba
womb,
mirando a tu
or that my
esposa,
mother might
hey,
have
va a
been my
quitarte a tu
grave,
esposa,
and her
man.
womb to be always
Va a violar a
great
tu
with me.
esposa delante de
Wherefore
ti.
came I forth out of the
Ok.
womb to see labor and sorrow, that my
Mucha
days
gente
should be
va a ver,
consumed
man.
with shame. Chapter 21.
Mucha
The word
gente
which came
va
unto
a
Jeremiah
conocer
from
quién
the
es
Lord when
realmente
King
sus
Zedekiah
amigos,
sent
man.
unto him Pashur, the son of Melchiah, and Zephaniah, the
No
son of
existe.
Maaseiah, the priest, saying, Inquire, I pray thee, of the Lord for us,
Ok.
for Nebuchadnezzar
Amigos
king of
simplemente son
Babylon
los que
maketh
hacen la
war
voluntad
against
de
us.
Yahweh,
If so
Shimbi
be that the
Yahushua.
Lord
Ellos
will
son
deal with
verdaderos
us
amigos.
according to all his wondrous works that he may go up from us.
Yahushua son
Then
nuestros,
said Jeremiah unto
nuestros
them, Thus shall
verdaderos
ye
amigos.
say to Zedekiah, Thus
Okay.
saith the Lord God of Israel, Behold, I will turn back the weapons of war that are in your hands,
Man, es
wherewith ye
simplemente
fight against the
Satanás,
king
man.
of Babylon, and against the
Simplemente
Chaldeans
Satanás
which
tratando
besiege you
de
without the
defender-
walls, and I will assemble
defender
them
esta-
into the midst of this
este
city.
campo.
And I
Okay,
myself
todo
will
vamos a
fight against
seguirlo
you with an
por el
outstretched
espíritu
hand, with a
de
strong
Yahweh,
arm,
Shimbi
even in
Yahushua.
anger, and in fury, and in great wrath. And I will smite the inhabitants of this city,
sigue en el
both man and
36.
beast. They shall die
Dice,
of a great
Yahweh te
pestilence.
llevará
And
a ti
afterward saith
y
the
al
Lord,
rey
I will
que hubieras
deliver
puesto
Zedekiah
sobre-
king of Judah
que
and his
hubieras puesto
servants,
sobre
and
ti,
the people,
a
and
nación
such
que
as
no
are left in this
conociste,
city,
tú
from
ni
the
tus
pestilence,
padres.
from the sword, and
Y
from
allá
the famine,
servirás a
into the
dioses
hand of
ajenos,
Nebuchadnezzar
al
king of
palo y a la
Babylon,
piedra.
and into the hand of their
Así es.
enemies, and into the hand of those
Señor
that seek
trajo,
their life.
ok,
And he shall smite them with the
a
edge of the
nuestros
sword. He
enemigos,
shall not spare
lo
them,
llevaron en
neither have pity
cautividad,
nor have
y
mercy.
en ese lugar
And
de
unto this people
cautividad
thou shalt say,
íbamos a seguir,
Thus saith
¿qué?
the Lord,
Íbamos a
Behold,
guardar
I set before you the way of life and the way of
idolatría.
death. He that abideth in this city shall die by the sword, and by
Íbamos
the
a seguir
famine,
a nuestra
and by the
gente.
pestilence. But he that
Ok.
goeth out and
Especialmente
falleth
los
to the
tiempos de
Chaldeans
Moisés.
that besiege you, he
Ok,
shall
donde
live,
andaba
and his life shall be unto him for a
un gran
prey.
ejemplo
For
como
I
el
have set my
becerro.
face against this city for
Ok,
evil,
porque
and not for
nuestra
good,
gente es
saith
buena
the Lord.
para
It shall be given
formar
into the hand of
cosas
the king of Babylon, and
y
he shall burn it
postrarse
with fire.
ante
Touching the
ellas.
house of the king of Judah,
Ok.
say, Hear ye
Eso es
the
lo que
word of the
nuestra gente
Lord,
andaba
O
haciendo
house of
todo el
David.
tiempo, ¿no?
Thus saith the Lord,
Andaban
Execute
diciéndole que
judgment in the
gracias
morning,
a,
and deliver
ya
him that is
si
spoiled
hacían
out of the hand of the oppressor.
agarraban un
Lest
pedazo de
my
madera,
fury
le
go out
daban
like
forma
fire and burn, that none can quench
y
it,
miraban que
because of the evil
prosperaba,
of your doings.
le daban
Behold,
gracias a eso
I
que
am against
crearon,
thee, O
man, y dijeron
inhabitant of the
gracias a
valley,
ti,
and
hey,
rock of the
todo nos
plain,
salió
saith the
bien.
Lord, which say,
O
Who
como
shall
el
come down
becerro,
against
man,
us,
hey,
or
man,
who
todos
shall
se
enter into
postraron
our
y dijeron,
habitations?
gracias al
But I
becerro,
will
hey,
punish
salimos
you
de Egipto.
according to the fruit of your doing,
Imagínense.
saith the Lord. And
Y
I will
esos
kindle a
man,
fire
esos
in the
son ustedes
forest
llamados
thereof,
negros
and it shall
latinos
devour
indígenas.
all things round
¿Quiénes
about.
más pueden ser,
Chapter
man?
22. Thus saith the Lord, Go down to the
¿Quiénes
house
más
of the
que
king of
nuestra
Judah,
gente?
and speak there this word, and
A ver.
say, Hear the word of the Lord, O king of Judah, that sitteth upon the throne of David, thou and thy servants and thy people that
En el
enter in by
37,
these
y
gates.
serás motivo
Thus
de
saith the
horror,
Lord,
y
Execute ye
servirás de
judgment and
refrán
righteousness,
o
and deliver the
sobrenombre,
spoil out
y
of the
de
hand of the
burla a todos
oppressor,
los
and do
pueblos
no
a los
wrong,
cuales te
do no
llevará
violence to the
Yahweh.
stranger, the fatherless, nor the widow, neither
Hey,
shed
man,
innocent
y
blood in this
nombres
For if
que
ye
nos
do this
puso el
thing
llamado
indeed,
gringo.
then shall there enter
Okay?
in by the gates of this house
¿Qué
kings
puso
sitting
a
upon
nuestra
the throne
gente?
of David.
Indios.
riding in
Nuestra
chariots
gente no
and on
andaba
horses,
llamándose
he
indio,
and
man.
his servants and his people.
Nuestra gente no andaba
But if you will
llamándose
not hear
indígena.
these words, I swear by myself,
Nuestra
saith
gente
the
no andaba
Lord, that this house shall
llamándose
become a desolation.
ah,
For thus saith the Lord unto the
Nuestra
king's
gente
house of
entendía
Judah,
cuál
Thou
tribu
art Gilead
pertenecía.
unto me, and the head
Okay.
of Lebanon. Yet surely I will make thee a wilderness, and cities which are not inhabited. I will prepare destroyers against thee, every one with
como
his weapons,
llamados
and they shall cut
mexicanos,
down
man.
thy choice cedars, and cast
Nuestra
them
gente no
into the
andaba
fire.
diciéndose
And many
mexicano.
nations shall pass by this city,
No, man,
and they shall
nuestra
say
gente
every
sabía que eran
man
de la
to his
tribu de
neighbor,
Isaacar.
Wherefore hath the Lord done thus
Okay.
unto this great city?
Llamados
And they shall
mexicanos
answer,
son de la
because they
tribu
have
de
forsaken
Isaacar.
the covenant of the Lord their God, and
Hey,
worshipped
como
other
es, man,
gods,
repito,
and
como
served
vieron
them.
los hermanos, ya
Weep ye
valió
not for
verga.
the dead, neither bemoan him,
México.
but weep sore for him that goeth away,
Okay.
for he shall return no more, nor
So,
see his native country.
Hey, man,
For
una
thus
gran
saith the
probabilidad
Lord
de que
touching Shalom the
persecución va a
son of
venir a los
Josiah king
hermanos
of Judah,
que
which
están
reigned
allá
instead
en
of
México.
Josiah his father, which
¿Por qué?
went
Porque
forth out of
hermanos
this
allá
place,
salen
he
a
shall
las
not
calles,
return thither
llevan el
anymore,
mensaje,
but he shall
levantan
die
su
in the
voz de
place
esta
whither they
misma
have led
manera,
him captive,
estando
and
una
shall see
misma
this
mente,
land no more.
llevando
Woe
el
unto
mensaje
him
del
that
Señor,
buildeth
no
his
nuestro
house by
mensaje,
unrighteousness,
¿ok?
and his chambers by wrong,
Anunciándoles a
that
nuestra
useth his
gente lo que
neighbor's
va a
service
venir,
without wages,
diciéndoles
and
a
giveth
nuestra
him
gente
not
lo
for
que
his
el Dios
work.
de la
That
Biblia
saith,
Yahweh
I will build me a
va a
white
traer,
house and large chambers, and
enseñándoles
cutteth him
la
out
verdad.
windows, and it is sealed with
Pronto los
cedar and
hermanos
painted with
quizás no vayan a
vermilion.
salir
Shalt
más,
thou reign because thou
porque
closest
la única
thyself in
forma que va a
cedar?
ser
Did not
pronto
thy
para
father
poder
eat and
salir
drink and do judgment and justice? Then it
es
was well with
teniendo
him. He judged the
lo que
cause of
ese
the poor
diablo
and needy.
llamado gringo
Then it was
dice,
well with him.
una
Was not
carta
this
que
to know
compruebe
me, saith the
que
Lord?
estás
But thine
vacunado.
eyes and thine heart are not but for thy
Okay.
covetousness, and for to shed innocent blood, and
Algo
for
que
oppression, and
compruebe
for
que ya te
violence to
pusiste
do
el
it.
veneno.
Therefore thus saith the Lord concerning Jehoiakim the son of Josiah king of Judah, they shall not lament for him, saying, Ah, my brother, or Ah, sister. They shall not lament for him, saying, Ah, Lord, or Ah, his glory. He shall be buried
Okay.
with the burial of
Comprobando
an
que ya
axe,
tienes
drawn
el
and
veneno.
cast forth beyond the gates of Jerusalem. Go up to Lebanon and cry, and lift up thy voice in Bashan, and cry for the passages, for all thy
Lo
lovers
cual
are
muchos de
destroyed.
nuestra gente
I
van a
spake
aceptar.
unto thee in thy prosperity,
Okay.
but thou saidst,
Muchos de nuestra
I will
gente
not
van a
hear.
aceptar este-
This hath
este
been thy
sistema.
manner from thy youth, that thou
Ser
obeyest not
parte de
my
este
voice.
sistema,
The
so
wind shall eat
no va a haber
up all
ningún
thy
problema
pastors, and
con
thy
dos
lovers
que
shall
ya
go
tienen
into
decidido
captivity. Surely
arrodillarse
then shalt thou be
ante
ashamed
Esaú.
and confounded for all thy wickedness. O inhabitant of Lebanon,
So
that makest
fácilmente
thy nest in the cedars,
van a
how gracious shalt thou be when
postrarse
pangs
ante
come
Esaú,
upon
man.
thee, the pain as of a woman in travail. As I live, saith the Lord,
Pero
though
nosotros
Coniah the
vamos a
son of
seguir
Jehoiakim king
con
of Judah
Yahweh
put a
Bashim
signet upon
Yahushua,
thy
man.
right hand, yet would I pluck thee
Okay.
thence. And I will give thee into the hand of them that seek thy life, and into the hand of them whose face thou fearest, even
Okay,
into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon, into the hand of the Chaldeans. And I will
Leyendo
cast thee
otra vez,
out,
será
and thy
motivo de
mother that bare
horror
thee,
y
into another
servirán de
country,
refrán
where ye were
y de
not
burla
born,
a
and
todos
there
los
shall
pueblos
ye
a los
die.
cuales te
But to the land whereunto they desire
llevará
to return,
Yahweh.
thither shall they not return. Is this
Y eso es
man
lo que el
Coniah,
llamado
a
gringo
despised
caucásico
broken
quiere que
idol?
tú andes
Is he a
llamando.
vessel wherein is
Que
no
negro.
pleasure?
Tú miras
Wherefore are
esos,
they cast
esos
out,
llamados
he and his
negros y
seed, and
indios,
are
man,
cast
diciendo,
into a
ay, qué
land
negro,
which
qué
they know
negro.
not. O
Hey, man,
earth,
cansado de
earth,
escuchar a
earth,
ustedes
hear
israelitas
the word of
hablando
the Lord.
mierda, man.
Thus saith the Lord, write ye
Ay,
this
man,
man
pura vida,
childless,
negro.
a man that shall not
Ay, man,
prosper in his
negro.
days,
Ay,
and
man,
no
todo
man of
bien
his seed
negro,
shall
man.
prosper,
Ay,
sitting
man,
upon
que
the
se
throne
habría
of
hecho
David,
negro.
and ruling any more in
Cansado de
Judah.
escuchar.
Chapter
Ustedes
22.
les gusta, man,
Woe
ese
be unto the
sobrenombre.
pastors that destroy and scatter
Ustedes
the
les
sheep of
gusta
my
eso,
pleasure,
man.
saith the Lord. Therefore, thus saith the
Okay.
Lord God of Israel
Ustedes no
against the
actúan,
pastors
no
that feed my
actúan
people. Ye have scattered my
hombres del
flock, and
Señor,
driven
man,
them
no
away,
actúan como
and have not
príncipes,
visited
no
them.
actúan
Behold,
como
I will
reyes.
visit upon you the evil of your
Okay.
doings, saith the Lord.
No actúan
And I
como-
will gather the
como-
remnant of my
Hey,
flock out
man.
of all countries,
No
whither I
actúan
have
de
driven
verdad,
them,
man.
and will bring them again to their fold, and they shall be fruitful
No
and
actúan
increase.
como
I will set up
temerosos a
shepherds
Yahweh
over
Bashim
them that shall
Yahushua.
feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith the Lord. Behold,
Pero lo que
the
es,
days
man.
come, saith the Lord,
Es
that
lo
I
que
will
es.
raise
Muchos
unto Jacob
israelitas
a righteous
así
branch,
están.
and
Así
the
el
king
Señor los
shall
puso.
reign and prosper, and shall
Para
execute
comprobarlo.
judgment and justice in the earth. In
¿Qué?
his
Para
days Judah
comprobarlo
shall
de
be
esa,
saved, and
para que
Israel shall
ustedes,
dwell safely.
israelitas, entiendan.
This is his
Ustedes
name
son los
whereby he
israelitas.
shall be called,
Por
the
ende,
Lord our
hasta que
righteousness.
perezcas.
Therefore, behold, the days come, saith
Por
the Lord,
cuanto
that
no
they shall
habrás
no more
atendido
say,
a la voz
the
de
Lord
Yahweh
liveth,
tu
which
poder,
brought up the children
para
of Israel
guardar
out of
sus
the land of
mandamientos y
Egypt.
sus
But the Lord
estatutos que Él
liveth,
te
which brought
mandó.
up and which led the seed of the house of
Son esas
Israel out of the
maldiciones
north
van a
country,
seguir
and from
hasta
all
cuando
countries
regrese
whither I
el
have driven
Señor
them, and they
Yahushua.
shall dwell in
Hasta
their own
cuando
land.
regrese Él va
My
a
heart
terminar
within
esas
me is broken
maldiciones.
because of the
¿Y
prophet,
qué dice
so
la
all my
escritura? Que
bones
eso
shake.
las va a
I
poner
am like a
a
drunken
quienes,
man and
a
like
las
a
otras
man whom
naciones.
wine hath overcome.
So,
because
Señor
of the
nos va a
Lord,
quitar
and
esas
because of the words of
maldiciones
his
y las va a
holiness. For the
poner
land
a
is full
nuestros
of
enemigos.
adulteries, for because of swearing the
Para
land mourneth. The
respaldar, eso es
pleasant
el
places of the
Deuteronomio
wilderness have
capítulo
dried up,
30,
and their course is evil, and their force is not right.
versículo
For
7.
both prophet and priest are profane, yea, in
Los
my
peores que
house
te
have I
persiguieron.
found their wickedness,
¿Quién
saith the Lord.
mayormente es nuestro enemigo?
Wherefore their way shall be unto
Esos
them as
llamados
slippery
Illuminatis,
ways in
man,
the
el
darkness.
llamado
They
gringo.
shall be driven on and fall therein.
Seguidamente,
For I will bring evil
esos
upon them, even the year of
llamados
their visitation, saith the Lord.
chinos,
And I have seen folly in the
moabitas,
prophets of Samaria. They prophesied
llamados
in Baal
árabes,
and caused my people
ismaelitas.
Israel to err. I have
Okay.
seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem
Todas esas
and
demás
horrible
naciones,
things.
el Señor
They
les va a
commit
poner
adultery and walk in lies.
maldiciones.
They strengthen also the hands
Okay.
of evildoers, that
Maldiciones
none
el
doth
Señor les va a
return
poner.
from his wickedness. They are all of them unto me as Sodom, and the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah.
Okay.
Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts concerning the prophets, Behold, I will feed them with wormwood, and make them drink the water of gall. For from
Volviendo
the
a
prophets of
Deuteronomio
Jerusalem is
28.
profaneness gone forth into all the land. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto
46
you,
dice,
that
y
make
serán
you
en
vain.
ti por
They speak a
señal
vision of their
y
own
por
eyes, and not out
maravilla,
of the mouth of the Lord.
y en tu
They say
descendencia
still unto
para
them that
siempre.
despise me,
¿Sabes?
the
Y
Lord
serán
hath
por
said,
señal.
Ye shall have
So,
peace.
esas
And they
son
say unto
señales.
everyone that walketh
Que
uprightly
esas
in my
señales,
ways,
esas maldiciones.
no evil shall
Y
come upon
entendiéramos
you.
que somos
For
los
who has stood in
israelitas,
the counsel of the Lord, and
que
hath
somos los
perceived and
israelitas
heard
de la
his word?
Biblia.
Who hath marked
Por
his
eso aquí
word and
tenemos
heard
la
it?
lista
Behold,
de
the
las 12 tribus
whirlwind
de
of the
Israel
Lord
para
is
que
gone
ustedes,
forth
llamados
in
negros,
fury,
latinos,
even a
indígenas,
grievous whirlwind,
sepan
it
cuál es
shall
su
fall
verdad.
grievously upon the head of the wicked. The anger of the
Debajo
Lord
de-
shall not return
de
until
todas
he
esas
have
diferentes
executed,
naciones,
until
¿no?
he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran.
Okay, sigue
I have not
diciendo.
spoken to them, yet they prophesied. But if they had stood in my
Oh,
counsel and
Selakia,
had caused my
tú
people
miras
to
que a
hear my
muchos de
words,
nuestra gente se
then
les
they should have
prohibía
turned them from
a
their
comer.
evil way and from the
Mucha de
evil of
nuestra
their
gente,
doings. Am
cuando
I
se
a God
rebelaba,
at hand, saith the
el,
Lord,
el,
and not
el
a God
dueño
afar off?
de esclavos
Can any
decía,
hide
ok,
himself in
ese
secret
corrió,
places that I shall not see
quería
him?
escapar,
Saith the Lord,
entonces que no
do not
coma,
I
que
fill
muera
heaven
de
and
hambre.
earth, saith the
Ahí
Lord?
está donde se
I have
cumple,
heard
hermano,
what
la
the
escritura.
prophet said, that prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed.
Hermano,
How long
cuando tú
shall this
vas
be in the heart of the
el
prophets
barco de
that prophesy
esclavos,
lies?
la
Yea,
forma
they
en
are
cómo
prophets of the
acomodaron,
deceit of their own
que no,
tongue,
que uno creo
which
que
think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal.
que
The
la
prophet
forma
that
en
hath
cómo
a dream, let
acomodaron,
him tell a dream,
okay,
and he that hath my word, let
a
him
los
speak my
esclavos,
word
cuando
faithfully.
los llevaban
What
en
is the
barcos,
chaff to the wheat, saith
unos
the
tenían
Lord?
que estar
Is not
sobre
my word
otros,
like as a
okay.
fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that
Imagínense
breaketh
todo lo
the
que
rock
Yahweh
in pieces?
Bashim Yahushua nos
Therefore,
hizo.
behold, I am against the prophet, saith the
Todas las
Lord, that
cosas que
steal my
pasamos, man,
words,
imagínense,
every one
uno
from
se
his neighbor.
vomitaba sobre el
Behold,
otro,
I am against the
okay.
prophet, saith the Lord, that use their tongues and say, He saith,
Todas estas
Behold,
cosas,
I am
man,
against
cosas
them that prophesy
desagradables, man,
false
teníamos
dreams,
que
saith the
pasar.
Lord, and do tell them, and cause my
Okay,
people
Selakia,
to
creo
err
que no
by their
tengo esa-
lies and by their likeness.
donde
Yet
muestra
I
ese
sent
barco,
them not, nor
Selakia.
commanded them, therefore they shall not
La
profit
forma
this
como
people at all,
acomodaban a los
saith the
esclavos.
Lord. And when this people, or the prophet, or a priest, shall ask thee, saying, What is the burden of the Lord? Thou shalt then
Okay.
say unto them, What burden? I will even forsake you, saith the Lord. And as for the prophet and the priest and the people that shall say, The burden of the Lord, I will
Todas
even
tienen un
punish that
águila.
man and his house.
¿Saben?
Thus shall ye say,
Y eso es
every one to his
profecía.
neighbor, and
Eso
every
es nada
one to
más
his
que
brother,
profecía.
What hath the Lord answered? And what hath the Lord spoken? And the burden of the
Dice,
Lord shall ye mention
nación
no
cuya
more.
lengua no
For every man's
entiendas.
word shall be
Así
his
es
burden.
cuando,
For ye have
hey, man,
perverted the
tomaron
words of the living God,
esos
of the Lord
conquistadores
of
vinieron.
hosts our God.
¿Tú crees que
Thus
los
shalt thou
llamados
say to the
indígenas, llamados
prophet,
negros
What hath the
andaban
Lord
hablando
answered thee,
español, man?
and what hath the Lord
¿Tú crees que los
spoken?
llamados
But since
negros
ye say the
andaban
burden of
hablando,
the Lord,
llamados
therefore
indígenas
thus saith
andaban
the
hablando
Lord,
español,
because ye say
andaban
this
hablando
word, the
inglés?
burden of the Lord, and I have sent
En
unto
el
you,
momento que
saying,
los
Ye shall not say
conquistadores
the burden of the Lord,
capturaron,
therefore behold,
okay,
I,
los
even I,
cubrieron,
will
los
utterly
dispersaron
forget
por todo el
you,
mundo.
and I will forsake
¿Tú
you,
crees que
and the
estaban
city that
hablando
I
sus
gave you
idiomas?
and your
No,
fathers,
de su
and cast
dueño.
you out of my presence, and I will
Okay.
bring an everlasting
Pues
reproach
que hoy en día
upon
tú
you, and
miras,
a perpetual shame,
okay,
which
que
shall
muchos de
not be
nuestra gente
forgotten.
andan hablando
Chapter 24. The Lord shewed
francés,
me, and behold,
andan
2 baskets
hablando
of figs were set
portugués,
before the temple of the Lord, after
okay,
that Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon had carried
andan
away
hablando esas
captive
diferentes
Jeconiah the son of
lenguas de las otras
Jehoiakim king of
naciones.
Judah, and the princes of Judah, with the carpenters
Okay.
and smiths from Jerusalem,
Especialmente
and had brought
Brasil,
them
un
to
gran
Babylon.
ejemplo, Brasil.
One basket had very good
Okay.
figs, even like the figs that are
Estando
first
sur lado
ripe,
de
and the other
América.
basket had very naughty
qué
figs, which
portugués?
could not be eaten. They were
Fácil.
so bad. Then
¿Quiénes
said the
fueron
Lord
los que
unto
los
me, What
conquistaron?
seest thou, Jeremiah?
Portugueses.
I said, Figs. things. The good
Ahí
things
está.
very good, and the evil
No es
very
difícil
evil
de
that cannot be
entenderlo, man.
eaten. They are so evil.
Pero a
Again,
nuestra
the
gente
word
se
of the
le
Lord
hace
came unto me,
difícil.
saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel,
¿Por
like
qué,
these
hermano?
good figs, so will I acknowledge
No
them
quieren
that are
saber,
carried
hermano.
away captive of Judah, whom I have sent out of this place into the land of the Chaldeans for their good. For I will set mine eyes upon them for good, and I will bring them again to this land, and I will build them, and not pull them down, and I will plant them, and not pluck them up. And I will give them a heart to know me, that I am the Lord, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God. For they shall return unto me with
En
their
el libro
whole
de
heart.
Bartolomé
And
las
as the
Casas,
evil
ahí
figs
cuenta
which
todo
cannot
lo
be
que hicieron los
eaten, they are
españoles,
so
¿no?
evil, surely
Los
thus saith the
conquistadores.
Lord, so will I
Ahí
give
cuentan
Zedekiah
todas
the
las
king of Judah
atrocidades
and
que
his
se
princes and the
cometieron
residue of
contra los
Jerusalem
llamados
that remain in
indígenas,
this land, and them that
mayormente.
dwell in the land of Egypt. And I will deliver them to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth for their hurt, to be a reproach and a proverb, a taunt and a curse in all places whither I shall drive them. And I will send the sword, the famine, and the pestilence among them, till they be consumed from off the land that I gave unto them and to their fathers.
De ahí
Chapter
al
25. The word that
58,
came to Jeremiah concerning all the people of Judah in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of
si
Judah,
no
that was
cuidares
the
de
first year
poner
of Nebuchadnezzar, king
por
of
obra
Babylon,
todas las
the
palabras de
which
esta
Jeremiah
ley
the
que
prophet
están
spake unto
escritas
all
en
the
este
people of
poder.
Judah, and to all the inhabitants of Jerusalem, saying,
Y la
From
escritura
the
dice que el
13th year of
nombre del
Josiah,
Señor
the son
Yahweh
of
es
Ammon,
temible
king of
entre las
Judah,
naciones.
even unto this day, that is the 23rd year,
Él
the word of
otra
the
vez
Lord
dice,
hath come unto me, and I have spoken
si no
unto you,
cuidares de poner
rising
por
early and
obra
speaking,
todas las
but ye
palabras
have
de
not
esta
hearkened.
ley.
And the Lord
¿Eh?
hath sent unto
Supone
you
que
all
nosotros
his
debemos de
servants the
guardar las
prophets,
leyes,
rising early and
mandamientos y
sending
estatutos.
them, but
Para
ye have
eso
not
se nos fue
hearkened,
dado,
nor
para
inclined
ponerlos
your
en
ear to
práctica.
hear. They said, Turn ye again
Dice,
now every one
ley
from
que
his
están
evil
escritas
way,
en este
and
libro
from the evil of
temiéndose
your
el
doings,
nombre
and dwell in the land that
glorioso.
the Lord
Y
hath given
también
unto
dice
you
este
and
nombre
to your fathers
glorioso,
forever and
mostrando
ever.
de que el
And go
nombre sí
not
es
after other
importante.
gods to serve
Para
them,
todos
and to
ustedes
worship them,
cristianos y
and provoke
católicos
me
que
not
dicen
to
que el
anger
nombre
with the
no es
works of your
importante.
hands.
El
And I will
nombre sí
do
es
you no
importante.
hurt.
¿Cómo no va a
Yet
ser
ye have not
importante el
hearkened
nombre?
unto me, saith the Lord,
¿Cómo es
that
que
ye
ustedes
might
vienen
provoke
con
me
eso de
to
que el
anger
nombre
with the
no es
works of your
importante?
hands to your own hurt.
¿Cómo van a decir que el
Therefore, thus
nombre del
saith the
Padre
Lord
no
of
es
hosts,
importante?
because ye have
¿Cómo
not
van a
heard
decir
my
que el
words,
nombre del Hijo no es
behold, I will
importante?
send
No
and
es
take all the
importante, man.
families of the north, saith the
Ustedes
Lord,
están fuera de su mente, man.
Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon, my servant,
Ok, como
and
ya
will
una
bring them
lección, man,
against this
para tú
land,
decir
and
eso,
against the
hey,
inhabitants
tienes que
thereof,
estar
and against all these
seriamente,
nations round about,
profundamente en
and will
drogas para
utterly
decir algo
destroy
así,
them,
man.
and make them an
Tienes
astonishment,
que estar
and an hissing,
endemoniado para
and
decir algo
perpetual
así, man.
desolation.
Esa es la
Moreover, I
única
will
manera
take
para
from
que
them
tú
the
digas
voice
algo
of
así.
mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of the
Que el
bridegroom
nombre
and the
no
voice of the
importa,
bride,
que el
the
nombre
sound
no
of
es
the
importante.
millstone,
Vamos a ver
and
si
the
el
light
nombre
of
no
the
va a ser
candle. And
importante,
this whole
man.
land shall be a
Cuando
desolation
estén viendo
and an
hambre,
astonishment,
cuando
and
estén
these
en medio
nations
de
shall
hambre,
serve the king of
que estén
Babylon
en medio
70 years. And it shall come to
desastre,
pass when 70
que
years
no
are
vean
accomplished,
que
that I
hay
will punish the
salida,
king of Babylon
no hay
and that nation,
escapatoria.
saith
Vamos
the
a
Lord,
ver
for
si no
their
van a
iniquity,
necesitar un
and the
nombre
land of the
para que los
Chaldeans, and
libre,
will make its
man.
perpetual
Y no,
desolation.
no es
And I
Jehová,
will bring
no
upon
es
that
Jesús,
land all my
¿ok?
words which I have
Esos
pronounced
nombres no van a
against
salvar
it, even
al
all that
electo.
is written in this book, which Jeremiah
Los
hath
nombres que van a
prophesied
salvar al
against all
electo
the nations.
son
For
Yahweh
many
y
nations and great
Yahushai.
kings shall serve themselves of them
¿Ok?
also, and I
No
will
ningún
recompense them
Jesús,
according to their
no ningún
deeds and
Jehová,
according to
man.
the works of their own hands.
¿Ok?
For thus saith the Lord God of Israel
Pero
unto
si
me,
tanto
take the
confías en
wine
esos
cup of this
nombres
fury at
y no
my
confías
hand,
en los
and cause
verdaderos
all
que te
the
estamos
nations to
dando
whom I
y
send
te lo
thee
podemos
to drink it.
comprobar con las
They shall
escrituras de
drink
que
and be
sí es el
removed and
nombre
be
verdadero
mad because of
Yahweh
the sword
y
that
el
I will
nombre del
send
Hijo
among them.
Yahushai.
Then took I the
Si
cup
quieres
of the Lord's
continuar
hand
con los
and made all
falsos,
the
bueno,
nations to
al
drink,
final vas a
unto
ver.
whom the Lord had sent me. To
Al
wit,
final vas a ver
Jerusalem,
que no
and the
vas a
cities of
obtener
Judah,
ninguna
and the
ayuda,
kings thereof,
Señor,
and the princes thereof, to make
llamándolo
them
por
a
otro
desolation,
nombre.
and
Porque si le
astonishment,
llamas al
and
Señor
hissing,
por otro
and a
nombre es
curse,
una
as it is
falta de
this day.
respeto.
Pharaoh, king
Cuando a
of
ti te
Egypt,
llaman
and
por
his
otro
servants, and
nombre,
his
te
princes,
están
and all
faltando el
his people,
respeto. Ahora,
and all the
¿cuánto más el
mingled people,
Señor?
and all the kings of the land
¿Cuánto
of
más el
Uz,
Señor, man?
and all the kings of the land of the Philistines,
Si
and
a ti
Ashkelon,
alguien
and
te llama
Azza, and
las cosas
Ekron, and the
más
remnant of
terribles,
Ashdod,
man.
Edom, and
Ahí donde
Moab, and
mucha
the children
gente,
of Ammon,
hay
and all
más,
the
se va,
kings
se
of
va,
Tyrus,
se
and
va,
all the kings of
se va a
Zidon, and the
acobardar,
kings
man.
of the isles which are beyond the sea,
Mucha gente
Dedan, and
le van a dar la
Tema, and
espalda al
Buz,
Señor,
and
van
all
a dejar
that
de
are in
creer
the
en el Señor.
utmost corners,
¿Ok?
and all the kings of Arabia, and all the
Va
kings
a
of
ser
the
el
mingled
punto de que
people
van
that
a
dwell
decir,
in the desert,
el Señor no
and all the
existe.
kings of Zimri,
Eso es
and
lo
all
que
the
van a
kings of
decir, man.
Elam, and all
Eso es
the
lo que
kings of the
mucha
Medes,
gente
all
va
the
a
kings
decir
of the north, far
cuando
and near,
venga
one with
estas,
another,
esos
all
eventos.
the kingdoms of the
Cuando
world which
vengan
are
todas
upon
las
the
cosas que
face
las
of the
escrituras
earth, and
anuncian.
the king of Shishak shall drink after them.
¿Ok?
Therefore thou shalt say unto them, Thus
Dice
saith the Lord of hosts, the
en
God
el
of Israel,
59,
drink ye and be
entonces
drunken, and
Yahweh
spew and
aumentará
fall and rise no more,
maravillosamente
because of the sword
tus
which I will
plagas
send
y
among
las
you.
plagas de
And it
tu
shall be, if they
descendencia,
refuse to take the cup
plagas
at thine
grandes y
hand to drink,
permanentes
then
y
shalt thou say
enfermedades
unto them,
malignas y
Thus saith
duraderas.
the Lord of hosts,
¿Listo?
ye shall certainly drink. For lo, I begin to
Hipertensión
bring
es una
evil on the
plaga
city which is
maligna
called by
duradera.
my name. And should ye be utterly unpunished,
¿Ok?
ye shall not be unpunished.
Una
For I will
plaga que
call
hay
for a
más, tú
sword
tienes
upon
que
all the
tratar con
inhabitants
eso
of the earth,
hasta
saith
la
the Lord of
muerte.
hosts.
Tienes que,
Therefore
hermano,
prophesy
tienes que
thou
tomar
against them all
pastillas.
these words, and say
Mucha
unto
gente lo
them,
soluciona
The
esa
Lord shall
forma,
roar
tomando
from on
pastillas
high,
y
and utter his
pastillas,
voice
lo
from
cual
his
eso no es
holy
bueno para el
habitation.
cuerpo.
He shall mightily
El
roar
Señor
upon
puede
his
hasta
habitation.
eliminar
He shall give a
esa
shout
enfermedad
as
que
they that
tienes,
tread
¿no?
the grapes against
Con el
all the
simple hecho de
inhabitants of the
creer
earth. A
que el
noise
Señor
shall
lo
come
puede
even to
hacer.
the ends of the earth, for the Lord hath a controversy with the nations. He will plead with all flesh.
Hermano,
He
y el
will give
Señor,
them that are
y el
wicked to
Señor
the
va a mostrar
sword, saith the
maravillas
Lord.
también.
Thus saith the Lord of
El
hosts,
Señor va a
Behold,
permitir, si somos
evil shall
parte del
go forth
electo,
from nation to
recibir
nation,
poder,
and a great whirlwind
ya
shall
sea
be
para
raised
sanar
up
a
from the
nuestra
coast of the
familia,
earth, and the slain of the Lord shall be at
sanar
that day from one
a
end
los
of
que
the
son
earth
parte
even
del
unto the
electo.
other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried.
Y su
They
nombre
shall be
ser
dung upon the
exaltado,
ground.
su poder
Howl, ye shepherds,
ser
and cry,
glorificado,
and wallow yourselves in the ashes, ye principal of
Yahweh
the flock.
Hashem
For the
Yahushua
days of
ser
your slaughter
glorificado.
and of your dispersions are accomplished, and
Claro
ye
que
shall
sí,
fall
man.
like a pleasant vessel. And the shepherds shall have no way to flee, nor
Así
the
es,
principal of
hermano,
the
y
flock
Yahweh
to
Hashem
escape.
Yahushua
A voice of the cry
realmente
of the
está siendo
shepherds and an
glorificado por
howling of the
nosotros,
principal
¿no?
of the flock shall be heard, for the Lord has spoiled their pasture.
Representamos a
And the
Yahweh
peaceable
Hashem Yahushua
habitations
aquí
are
en la
cut
tierra.
down
Nadie
because
más
of the
está
fierce anger of the
defendiendo
Lord.
o
He hath
parándose por
forsaken
Yahweh
his
Hashem
covert as
Yahushua.
the lion. For their land is desolate because of the fierceness of the oppressor and because of his fierce anger. Chapter 26.
60. Y traerá sobre ti todos los males de Egipto. El Señor envió en Egipto y no las trae en estos tiempos. En México el Señor ha traído plagas de las cuales envió a Egipto. Okay.
All the words that I command thee to speak
Y
unto
eso lo ha
them,
hecho,
diminish not
hermano,
a
en todo el
word.
mundo.
If so be,
Filipinas
they
tiene los
will
ríos,
hearken, and
hermano,
turn
como
every
de
man
sangre.
from his evil way, that I may repent me of
Mares,
the evil which
como
I
que si fuera
purpose to do
sangre,
unto
man.
them because of the evil of their doings. And thou shalt say
Okay.
unto them, Thus saith the
Eso es
Lord,
una plaga,
if ye
man.
will not hearken to me,
Una
to
plaga
walk in
conocida
my
aquí
law
de
which
las
I
que el
have
Señor
set
envió a
before you,
Egipto,
to hearken to the words of my servants the
mostrándole que el
prophets, whom I
Señor
sent unto you,
hace las
both
cosas
rising up
una y
early
otra
and
vez, las
sending
trae
them,
una y otra
but ye
vez.
have not hearkened. Then will I make this house like Shiloh, and will make this city a
Mostrando
curse
que
to
no hay
all the
nada
nations
nuevo.
of the earth.
Eso ya
So
se
the
hizo
priests
un
and the
tiempo.
prophets and all the
Y el
people
Señor está
heard
haciendo
Jeremiah speaking
a
these
que se
words in the
muestre,
house of the Lord.
a
Now it came to pass when
revivir todo lo
Jeremiah
que
had
hizo
made
en
an end
Egipto.
of speaking all that the Lord had commanded him to speak unto all the people, that the priests and the prophets and all the people took him, saying, Thou shalt surely die. Why hast thou prophesied in the name of the Lord, saying, This house shall be like Shiloh, and this city shall be desolate without an inhabitant? All the people were gathered against Jeremiah in the house of the Lord. When the princes of Judah heard these things, then they came up from the king's house unto the house of the Lord, and sat down in the entry of the new gate of the Lord's house.
Que no está escrita en el libro de esta ley. Yahweh la enviará sobre
Then
ti.
spake the priests and the prophets unto the princes and to all the people, saying, This man is worthy to die, for he hath
68.
prophesied against this city, as
Y
ye have
Yahweh
heard
te
with
hará
your
volver a
ears.
Egipto en
Then
naves,
spake Jeremiah
por el
unto all
cual,
the princes
por
and
el
to all the
camino
people,
del
saying,
cual te
The
ha
Lord
dicho,
sent me to
nunca
prophesy
más
against this
volverás.
house and against
Allí
this city
seréis
all the
vendidos
words
a
that ye have heard.
vuestros
Therefore now
enemigos
amend
por
your
esclavos
ways and your
y por
doings, and
esclavas,
obey the
y
voice
no
of the
habrá
Lord your
quien os
God,
compre.
and the Lord will repent him
libre
of
de
the
estas
evil that he hath
maldiciones.
pronounced
No
against
habrá
you. As for
quien
me,
nos
behold,
saque
I
de
am
esta
in your
condición,
hand. Do with
sino
me as
solamente el
seemeth
Señor,
good
solo
and
el
meet
Señor nos va a
unto you.
poder sacar de
But
esta
know ye
condición.
for certain that if ye put me to
Okay.
death, ye shall surely bring
Hubieron
innocent
ciertos
blood
hombres
upon
que
yourselves, and upon this city,
cambiar
and
las
upon the
cosas como
inhabitants
Martin
thereof.
Luther
For of
King.
a truth,
Okay.
the Lord has sent me unto you to speak all these words in
Esos
your ears.
diferentes hombres,
Then said the
y
princes and all
ninguno de
the
ellos
people
pudieron
unto the
hacer
priests
nada,
and to the
todos ellos,
prophets, This
hermanos,
man
sus
is not
cuerpos
worthy
están
to die, for
en la
he hath
tierra.
spoken to us in the name of the
Ellos,
Lord our
su
God.
espíritu está
Then
en el
rose
mundo
up certain of
espiritual.
the elders of the land, and spake
Junto
to
a
all the
Yahweh,
assembly of the
Yahweh,
people, saying,
Yahushai.
Micah the Mosrathite
Okay.
prophesied in the days of Hezekiah king of Judah, and
¿Quién es
spake
el que
to
va a
all the
poder
people of
sacarnos de
Judah,
todo
saying,
esto?
Thus saith the
El
Lord of
Señor.
hosts, Zion shall be plowed like
Okay.
a field, and Jerusalem shall
Yahushai, el
become
Mesías.
peace, and the mountain of the house as
Solo
the
él,
high
man.
places of the coast. Did Hezekiah king of Judah and
Solo
all
él,
Judah
man.
put him at all to death? Did he not fear the Lord, and besought the Lord, and the Lord repented him of the evil which he had pronounced against them? Thus might we procure great evil against our souls. And there was also a man that prophesied in the name of the Lord, Urijah, the son
Este
of
es el libro de
Shemaiah,
Mateo,
of
capítulo
Kirjath
15,
Jearim, who
24.
prophesied against this city and against this land according to all the words of Jeremiah. When Jehoiakim the king with all his mighty men and all the princes heard his words, the king sought to put him to death. But when Urijah heard it, he was afraid and fled and went into Egypt. And Jehoiakim the king sent men into Egypt, namely Elnathan the son of Achbor, and certain men with him into Egypt. And they fetched forth Urijah out of Egypt, and brought him unto Jehoiakim the king, who slew him with a
Yahweh
sword,
me ha
and
enviado
cast his dead
solamente
body
las
into the
ovejas
great of the
perdidas
common people.
del pueblo de
Nevertheless,
Israel.
the hand of Ahikam, the
Okay.
son of Shaphan, was with
So,
Jeremiah,
el padre
that they should not give him
únicamente
into the hand of the
envió al
people to
hijo
put him to
para
death. Chapter 27. In the
venid
beginning of the reign
por
of
los
Jehoiakim, the
israelitas.
son of Josiah, king of Judah,
Okay.
came this word unto Jeremiah
Solamente
from the
por
Lord,
Israel,
saying,
man.
Thus saith the Lord to me,
Vino el
make thee
Mesías
bonds and
la
yokes, and put
primera
them upon
vez.
thy neck, and
Y va-
send them to the king of Edom, and to the king of Moab, and to the king of the
Levantó
Ammonites,
allá
and
a
to the king
Usai
of
de los
Tyrus,
muertos
and to the
después
king
de
of
que usted
Zidon,
puso
by the
un
hand
lugar
of
de
the
honor
messengers which
a
come
su
to
derecha
Jerusalem unto
como
Zedekiah king
príncipe
of Judah, and
y
command them to
Salvador.
say unto their
Lo
masters,
hizo
Thus
para que
saith
el
the Lord
pueblo
of
de
hosts,
Israel
the
se
God of
arrepintiera
Israel,
de sus
Thus shall
pecados y
ye
fuera
say unto your
perdonado.
masters,
Solo la
I have
nación de
made the
Israel.
earth, the man and
Nadie
the
más,
beast that
man.
are upon the ground,
Nadie más
by
que
my
los
great
israelitas
power
van a
and by my
lograr.
outstretched arm, have given it unto
144,000
whom it seemed
y un
meet unto
tercio.
me. And now have
Por
I
eso
given
es que
all
el
these
Señor va a
lands into the
regresar.
hand of Nebuchadnezzar the king
El
of
segundo
Babylon, my
regreso
servant,
consiste
and the
en
beasts of the
salvar
field have I given him also to
144,000
serve
y
him,
un
and all
tercio.
nations shall serve him, and his
En
son
eso
and his son's
consiste
son, until the very time of his land
la
come. And
salvación
then many
venidera,
nations and great
Israel
kings
de los
shall serve
castigos.
themselves of him. And it shall come to pass that the nation and kingdom which will not serve the same Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon, and that will not put their neck under the yoke of the king of Babylon, that nation will I punish, saith the Lord, with the sword, and with the famine, and with the pestilence, until I have consumed them by his hand. Therefore hearken not ye to your prophets, nor to your diviners, nor to your dreamers, nor to your enchanters, nor to your sorcerers, which speak unto you, saying, Ye shall not serve the king of Babylon. For they
Este es
prophesy
el
a
libro de
lie unto you,
Jeremías,
to remove you far
capítulo
from your
6,
land,
versículo
and that I should
16.
drive you out, and ye should perish. But the nations that bring their neck under
Dice,
the yoke of the king of Babylon
eso
and
dice el
serve him,
Señor,
those will I let
Yahweh
remain still in their own land, saith the Lord, and they
Deténganse
shall
en el
till it
cruce
and
y
dwell
miren a su
therein.
alrededor.
I spake also to
Pregunten por el
Zedekiah, king
camino
of Judah,
antiguo,
according to all
mostrándole
these
que el
words,
Señor
saying, Bring your
les
necks
gusta
under
las
the
cosas
yoke of the king
antiguas,
of
no las
Babylon,
cosas
and
de
serve
este
him
siglo,
and
no
his
las
people,
cosas de
and
este
live.
tiempo.
Why will ye
El Señor
die,
les gusta
thou
las
and thy
cosas
people, by the
que
sword, by
el
the
Señor
famine, and by the
comandó a su pueblo
pestilence, as the
antiguamente.
Lord has spoken against the nation that will
Okay.
not serve the
Todo
king
lo
of
que el Señor
Babylon.
envió no va
Therefore
con este
hearken not
sistema
unto the
llamado
words of the
gringo.
prophets that
El
speak
Señor
unto
no va
you,
con el
saying,
sistema
Ye shall not
en
serve
este
the king
mundo.
of Babylon, for they
El
prophesy
sistema
a
del Señor
lie
está
unto
aquí en
you.
este
For
libro,
I have
man.
not sent them,
Aquí
saith
está la
the Lord,
manera como el
yet they
Señor
prophesy a
hace las
lie in
cosas.
my name, that
Aquí
I
está
might
la
drive
manera
you
como el
out,
Señor
and
nos
that ye
dice que
might
debemos
perish, ye and the
de
prophets that
caminar.
prophesy unto you.
Aquí está todo,
Also I
man.
spake to the
Todo
priests
está
and to
aquí.
all this people, saying,
Pero
Thus
eso es lo
saith
que el
the
Señor
Lord,
dijo a
hearken
nuestra
not
gente.
to
De
the
las
words
cosas
of
a
your
nuestra
prophets that
manera
prophesy unto
es
you, saying,
destrucción segura.
Behold, the vessels of the Lord's house shall now shortly be brought again from Babylon,
Entonces
for
tenemos que
they
hacer las
prophesy
cosas
a
a la
lie
manera
unto you.
a como el
Hearken not
Señor
unto them, serve the
ordena.
king of Babylon and live.
Okay.
Therefore should this
Así
city
es, man.
have waste. But if they be prophets,
Volviendo a
and if the
Jeremías
word of
6
the
y
Lord be with
16.
them, let them
Eso
now make
dice el Señor
intercession to the
Yahweh
Lord of
Shimya
hosts,
Ushai.
that the vessels which are
Deténganse
left
en
in
el
the house
cruce y
of the
miren
Lord
a su
and in the house
alrededor.
of the king of Judah
Pregunten
and
por
at
el camino
Jerusalem go
antiguo.
not to
Y
Babylon.
a quienes
For thus saith
antiguamente
the
se les
Lord of hosts
preguntaba.
concerning the
A
pillars
quienes
and
iban y se
concerning
les
the sea
consultaba.
and concerning the bases and concerning the
Se le
residue of the
consultaban a
vessels
los
that remain in this
ancianos.
city, which
Se los
Nebuchadnezzar
consultaba a los
king of Babylon
profetas.
took not, when he
La
carried
gente
away
iba a
captive
consultar a
Jeconiah
los
the son of
mensajeros del Señor.
Jehoiakim king of Judah
Hoy en
from
día nuestra
Jerusalem to
gente va y
Babylon, and
consulta,
all the nobles of
okay,
Judah and
al
Jerusalem.
gobierno.
Yea, thus saith the
Hoy en
Lord of
día
hosts,
nuestra
the
gente
God of Israel,
consulta,
concerning the vessels
okay,
that remain in the
a
house
sus-
of the
a sus
Lord,
falsos
and in the
pastores que
house of the
están en
king
esas
of
casas de
Judah and of
rameras,
Jerusalem.
iglesias.
They shall be carried
Ahí
to
van y
Babylon,
okay,
and there shall
no
they be
consultamos
until the day that I
a
visit
ninguna
them,
otra
saith the Lord.
persona, man.
Then will I bring them up
Consultamos al
and
Señor.
restore them to this place.
Aprendimos de nuestros
And it came
maestros
to pass the
por
same
medio
year,
del
in the
Espíritu
beginning of the
igual
reign
de
of
Yahweh.
Zedekiah king of Judah, in the fourth
Y
year and
Yahushai,
in the fifth month, that
aprendimos
Hananiah
esta
the son of
verdad,
Azur, the
que ellos
prophet which was
aprendimos
of
esto.
Gibeon, spake unto me in the house
Okay,
of
so
the
si
Lord,
tenemos
in the
alguna
presence
duda,
of the
alguna
priests and
pregunta,
of all the people,
hey,
saying,
vamos y
Thus
aprendemos
speaketh
de
the Lord
ellos.
of hosts, the God of Israel,
Y la
saying,
diferencia
I
es que
have
son
broken the yoke of
verdaderos
the king of
maestros,
Babylon.
no
Within 2
falsos
full
maestros.
years will I bring again into
Okay?
this place all the vessels of the Lord's house
Vas a
that
ir por el
Nebuchadnezzar
camino
king of
correcto,
Babylon took away from this place and
estar
carried them to
con la
Babylon.
verdad.
And I will bring again to this place Jeconiah the son of Jehoiakim,
Así es.
king of Judah, with all the captives of
Dice,
Judah that went into Babylon, saith
Pregunte
the
por el
Lord,
camino
for I will
antiguo, el
break the
camino
yoke of the
justo,
king of
y
Babylon.
anden en él.
Then the prophet
Vayan por
Jeremiah
esa
said unto the
senda,
prophet
ese camino.
Hananiah in the presence of the
No
priests
quieren el
and in the
camino
presence
que-
of all the people that stood in the house of the Lord. Even the prophet Jeremiah said,
No quieren
Amen,
el
the
camino-
Lord do so. The Lord
Nuestra gente
perform
no
thy
quiere
words which thou
sacrificar
hast
todo por el
prophesied,
Señor,
to
no
bring
quieren
again
dejar
the vessels
cosas
of the Lord's
que
house,
saben
and
que
all
los
that is
pueden
carried away
perjudicar
captive from
no
Babylon into
solamente
this
a
place.
ellos, sino también a
Nevertheless,
su familia.
hear thou now
Ya
this this word that I speak in thine ears and in the ears of all the people. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
El
the
Señor te
prophet which
puede marcar
prophesieth
por
of
hacer esas
peace.
cosas,
When
¿no?
the word of the prophet shall come to
Cuando
pass,
el Señor ha
then shall the
marcado
prophet
mucha
be known
gente.
that the Lord hath
Muchas
truly
de
sent
esa
him.
gente que mueren
Then Hananiah the
de
prophet took
formas
the yoke from
terribles,
off the
a
prophet
esas
Jeremiah's
personas
neck,
se les dio un
and
chance, se les
breaking
mostró el
it.
camino.
Hananiah spake in the presence of all the people,
Claro que sí,
saying,
hermano, el
Thus
Señor,
saith the
el
Lord,
Señor les
even so will I
mostró
break
a
the
todas
yoke
las
of
personas
Nebuchadnezzar king of
que hoy ya
Babylon
no
from the
están,
neck of all nations
que
within
eran
the space of
rebeldes
2
y
full
murieron.
years. And the prophet
El Señor les
Jeremiah went
mostró el
his way.
camino.
Then the word of the Lord
Les
came unto Jeremiah
enseñó
the
que queremos
prophet after
escuchar.
that Hananiah the prophet had broken the yoke from
Simplemente
off
no
the
nos
neck of
importa
the
lo que
prophet
tú nos
Jeremiah,
quieras decir.
saying, Go and tell Hananiah, saying, Thus
Así
saith
como
the
le
Lord,
dijeron a
Thou
Jeremías,
hast broken the yokes of wood,
no
but thou
escucharemos lo
shalt
que
make
tú
for them
dices,
yokes of iron.
no
For thus
escucharemos lo
saith
que
the
tú
Lord of
mandas,
hosts, the God of
no
Israel,
vamos a hacer
I have put a
caso,
yoke of iron upon
vamos a
the
hacer
neck
las
of all
cosas a
these
nuestra
nations,
manera.
that they
Es
may
como le
serve
decían estos
Nebuchadnezzar king of
israelitas
Babylon.
rebeldes a
They shall serve
Jeremías.
him. I have given him the beast of the field also.
Incluso
Then said
andaban
the prophet Jeremiah unto Hananiah the
planeando
prophet,
cómo
Hear
poner
now,
a muerte a
Hananiah,
Jeremías.
the Lord hath not sent
Caminos que
thee,
él dice,
but thou
¿tú crees
makest
que el
this
Señor va
people
a
to
escuchar a
trust
una
in a
persona
lie.
tomar
Therefore
cocaína,
thus saith the
vender
Lord,
drogas?
Behold, I will
Nuestra
cast
gente es
thee
buena
from off
por
the
andar
face of the earth. This year thou shalt die, because thou
cometiendo
hast taught rebellion against the Lord.
injusticias,
So Hananiah the prophet
haciendo que un
died the
hermano
same year
tropiece.
in the 7th month.
Nuestra gente es buena
Chapter
para
29.
estafar.
Now these are the words of the
Nuestra
letter
gente
that
es buena
Jeremiah
para
the prophet
cometer
sent from
adulterio.
Jerusalem unto the residue of the elders which were
Ok,
carried
nuestra
away
gente es buena
captives, and
para
to the
eso,
priests
pero
and to the
díganles, hey,
prophets, and
lean
to all
eso.
the people whom
Díganle,
Nebuchadnezzar
hey,
had carried away captive from
ok, una
Jerusalem to
piedra
Babylon.
bien, pero bien
After that,
pesada,
Jeconiah
man.
the king and
Algo
the
tan
queen and the
pesado
eunuchs,
que, hey,
the princes
man,
of
no
Judah and
soporta eso,
Jerusalem,
hey, por favor,
and the
ya no
carpenters
quítame.
and the smiths were departed from Jerusalem.
A ver.
By the hand of
Y eso no
Eleazar,
es
the
pesado,
son
man.
of Shaphan, and
Tú eres el
Gemariah
que
the
te
son
hace-
of
que
Hilkiah,
te está
whom
haciendo
Zedekiah
pesado.
king of Judah sent
Tú eres
unto
el que
Babylon
estás
to
fingiendo.
Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon, saying,
Fingiendo
Thus
que
saith the
crees
Lord
en
of
el
hosts,
Señor y
the
te
God of
crees un gran
Israel, unto
creyente.
all that are carried away captives, whom I have
Pero al
caused to
final
be
se
carried away
refleja,
from
al final
Jerusalem
se
unto
mira que
Babylon.
no crees
Build
en
ye
el Señor.
houses, and dwell in them, and plant gardens, and eat the fruit of them.
enseñe
Take ye wives,
las
and beget
escrituras, las
sons and
palabras
daughters,
que
and
te
take
van a
wives
guiar a
for your
ti a hacer
sons,
lo
and give your
correcto.
daughters to husbands, that they may bear
Okay.
sons and daughters, that ye may be increased there,
Todo
and
así,
not
man.
diminished. And seek the peace of the city whither I have caused you to be carried away
Todo
captives,
así.
and pray unto the Lord for it, for in the peace thereof shall ye have peace. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of
Okay.
Israel, let not your prophets and your diviners that be in the midst of you deceive you,
Y
neither
siguiendo
hearken
con lo
to
que
your
este
dreams
hombre
which ye
dijo, dice,
cause
las
to be
otras
dreamed.
naciones no
For
tienen
they
nada.
prophesy falsely
Okay.
unto you in my name.
Y
I
hay
have
que
not sent
averiguar
them,
qué es lo que el
saith the
Señor
Lord.
no
For
le
thus
dio a las
saith the
otras
Lord,
naciones.
that after 70 years
¿Y qué es
to
lo que
accomplish
sí le
at
dio
Babylon,
ser
I will
llamado
visit you
negro
and
de
perform my
Tenochtitlan?
good word toward you, in
Este es el
causing
libro
you
de
to return
Salmos
to this place.
147,
For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace,
del
and not of evil, to
19 al
give you
20.
unexpected end. Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. And ye shall seek me, and find me, when ye shall search for me with all your
¿Será que
heart.
dice?
I will be found of you, saith
Yahweh
the
reveló
Lord.
su
I
palabra
will
a
turn away
Jacob,
your captivity,
sus
and I will
decretos
gather
y
you from all
ordenanzas
the
a
nations,
Israel.
and from all the
A ver,
places whither I
el
have
Señor
driven
ordenó
you,
a
saith
quién?
the Lord. And I will
¿A
bring
quiénes
you
el Señor
again
les
into the
entregó
place
esto?
whence I caused you to be
Los
carried away
decretos,
captive. Because
ordenanzas
ye have said,
a
the Lord
Israel.
hath raised us up
¿Quiénes son
prophets in
Israel?
Babylon.
¿Quiénes son los
Know
israelitas?
that thus saith the
Sea
Lord
llamados
of the
negros,
King
latinos,
that sitteth
indígenas.
upon the throne of David, and of all the people that dwelleth
Dice,
in this city,
no ha
and of
hecho
your
eso
brethren
con
that are not
ninguna
gone
otra
forth with you
nación.
into captivity.
Las demás
Thus saith
naciones
the
no
Lord of
conocen
hosts,
sus
Behold,
ordenanzas.
I will send upon
A ver,
them the sword,
el
the
Señor
famine,
no
and the
entregó
pestilence,
esto a
to
las
make
demás
them like
gentes.
vile pigs that
Okay,
cannot be
como
eaten,
dije
they are so
anteriormente,
evil.
a los
And I will
gringos, a los
persecute
chinos, a
them
los
with the
árabes,
sword,
a los
with
de
the
la
famine,
India.
and with the pestilence, and will
Okay,
deliver them to be
todas esas
removed to all the
diferentes
kingdoms of
gentes,
the earth, to be a
todos
curse
esos
and
que
an
son
astonishment,
diferentes.
and an hissing, and a reproach among all the nations whither I have driven them, because they have not hearkened to my word, saith the Lord, which I sent unto them by my servants the prophets, rising up early and sending them, but ye would not hear, saith the
Amos
Lord.
3:1.
Hear ye therefore the word of the Lord, all ye of the captivity whom I have sent from Jerusalem to Babylon. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the
Dice,
God of Israel, of
escuchen
Ahab, the
este
son of
mensaje que el
Goliah,
Señor
and of
ha
Zedekiah,
hablado
the son
contra
of
ustedes, oh
Maaseiah,
pueblos
which
de
prophesy a lie
Israel,
unto you in my name.
contra toda la
Behold,
familia
I
que
will deliver
rescaté
them
de
into the
Egipto.
hand of
De
Nebuchadnezzar,
entre
king
todas
of
las
Babylon.
familias de la
Ye
tierra,
shall
solo
slay
con
them
ustedes
before
he
your
tenido
eyes,
una
and of
revelación
them
tan
shall be taken
íntima.
up a curse by all
Por
the
eso
captivity of
debo
Judah which are in
castigarlos
Babylon,
por todos
saying,
sus
The
pecados.
Lord make me like
¿Ven?
Zedekiah, and like Ahab,
So,
which the king
Esa es la razón por la que
because they have
se ha
committed
llamado
villainy in
negro
Israel and
latino,
have committed adultery
indígenas
with their
andan todos
neighbors'
chingados,
wives,
man,
and have
todos
spoken
enfermos,
lying
todos
words in my
débiles.
name, which I have
¿Ok?
not commanded them. Even I know,
No
and am a
pueden ni
witness,
caminar
saith the
bien,
Lord.
man.
Thus shalt
Andan
thou
con
also speak to
diabetes,
Shemaiah,
tienen
the
cáncer.
Elamite, saying,
Okay,
Thus
tienen
speaketh
diferentes
the Lord of
enfermedades.
hosts,
¿Por
the
qué?
God of Israel, saying, Because thou
Porque
hast
ustedes
sent
son los
letters in thy
israelitas.
name unto
Y
all the
esos son
people that
castigos
are
que el
at
Señor les
Jerusalem,
entregó.
and to Zephaniah the son of Maaseiah the priest, and to all the priests, saying, The Lord hath made thee priest in the stead of Jehoiada the priest, that ye should be officers in the house of the Lord.
Okay,
For
ahí
every
sigue.
man that is mad and maketh himself a prophet,
Sigue,
that thou shouldest put him in prison and
dice,
in the stocks. Now therefore,
somos el
why hast
pueblo
thou not
elegido.
reproved
Como yo soy
Jeremiah
llamado
of
gringo.
Anathoth, which maketh
Okay?
himself
Que
a
nosotros
prophet to
somos
you?
el
For
pueblo
therefore
elegido.
he
Ustedes
sent unto
llamados
us
negros,
in Babylon,
latinos, sin
saying, The captivity
Son
is
el
long.
pueblo, Israel,
Build ye
el pueblo
houses and
elegido.
dwell in them, and plant gardens and
Okay?
eat the fruit of them. And Zephaniah the priest read this letter in the ears of Jeremiah the prophet. Then came the word of the Lord unto Jeremiah, saying, Send to all of them of the
Ese es el
captivity,
libro
saying, Thus saith the Lord
Oseas,
concerning
capítulo
Shemaiah the
36.
Nehelamite, because that Shemaiah hath prophesied unto you, and I
Dice,
sent him not. Because
Mi
you to
pueblo no
trust in a
tiene
lie.
conocimiento,
Therefore thus saith
por
the
eso
Lord,
ha sido
Behold, I
destruido.
will punish Shemaiah
Okay?
the Nehelamite and his seed. He
¿Por
shall
qué
not
que
have a
nuestra
man to
gente
dwell among this
está
people,
hoy en día
neither shall
así?
he behold the good
Porque
that
nuestra
I will do for
gente
my people,
está sin
saith the Lord.
entendimiento,
Because he hath taught
sin
rebellion
conocimiento,
against the Lord.
sin las leyes del
Chapter 30.
Señor,
The word
perdidos
that
en el
came to
mundo,
Jeremiah
en un
from the
estado
Lord,
gentil,
saying, Thus
en
speaketh
un
the
estado
Lord
como
God of
las otras
Israel, saying,
naciones.
Write thee all the words that I have
Okay, por
spoken
eso que
unto
están
thee in a
destruidos
book. For lo,
espiritualmente.
the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith the Lord, and I will
Este es el
cause
libro
them
de
to return to the
Eclesiástico,
land that I gave
capítulo
to their fathers,
17,
and they shall
versículo
possess it.
10.
And these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord, We have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned to the
Eclesiástico
paleness.
17:10
Alas,
dice, y
for that
alabarán
day
su
is great,
santo
so
nombre.
that none is like it.
Les dio
It is even
también
the time of Jacob's
conocimiento,
trouble,
y
but
les
he shall
dejó
be
una
saved
ley
out
que
of
da
it.
vida.
For it shall come
Okay?
to pass
En
in
un
that day,
tiempo,
saith the Lord
cuando
of
estábamos
hosts,
bien
that I
delante
will
del
break
Señor,
his yoke from
porque
off
el
thy
Señor
neck,
nos
and
dio
will burst
todas
thy
estas
bonds,
cosas.
and strangers shall no more
Mirándonos
serve
como una gran
themselves
nación.
unto thee. They shall serve the Lord
Pero,
their God, and
En
David
el momento
their
que
king, whom I
estábamos
will raise up
apartados,
unto them.
el Señor salvó a
Therefore
toda la
fear thou
nación de
not, O
Israel.
my servant
La
Jacob,
sacó toda
saith
la
the
nación
Lord,
de Israel de
neither be
Egipto.
dismayed, O
Pero
Israel,
esta
for
vez,
lo, I will
en este
save thee from
tiempo,
afar,
el Señor no va
and
a
thy
salvar a
seed from the
todos
land of
ustedes
their
llamados
captivity.
negros, latinos.
And Jacob shall return, and shall be
El
in
Señor
rest, and be
únicamente va a
quiet, and
salvar
none shall make
a
him afraid.
144,000
For I am with thee,
y un
saith the
tercio de
Lord, to
ustedes.
save thee. Though I make a
Nada
full end
más.
of all nations whither I have scattered thee, yet will I not make
Okay.
a full end of thee. But I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee
12.
altogether unpunished.
Hizo una
For
alianza
thus saith
eterna
the Lord,
con ellos,
thy bruise is
y les
incurable, and
promulgó
thy
sus
wound is
decretos.
grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound
Okay.
up.
Y
Thou hast
nosotros
no
fuimos los
healing
que hicimos un
medicines.
pacto
All thy lovers
con
have
Yahweh
forgotten
Bashim
thee. They
Yahushai.
seek thee not, for I have
Okay.
wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a
Más
cruel
adelante,
one, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy
el
sins
llamado
were
gringo
increased.
caucásico,
Why
lo que
criest
digo,
thou for thine
okay,
affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the
de-
multitude of thine
no
iniquity,
pasa nada con
because
las
thy
demás
sins were
naciones
increased.
cuando
I have done these
hacen
things
otras
unto
cosas
thee.
porque ellos no
Therefore
hicieron
all
un
they
pacto
that
con el
devour
Señor,
thee shall be
como
devoured,
nosotros lo hicimos.
and all thine adversaries,
Por
every
eso
one
es
of
que
them shall
todo
go into
el
captivity.
castigo llega a
And they that
nosotros
spoil thee shall
inmediatamente
be a spoil.
cuando
All that prey
hacemos
upon
algo que
thee
no
will
está
I
bien
give for a
delante del
price.
Señor.
For I will restore health unto thee, and
Por
I
eso
will
es que,
heal thee of thy wounds, saith
el
the
castigo
Lord.
viene
Because
rápido. En el
they called thee
17
another,
dice,
saying, This is Zion, whom no man
cuando
seeth.
distribuyó sobre la
Thus
tierra
saith the Lord,
a las
Behold,
naciones,
I will bring
a
again
cada
the
una le
captivity
puso
of
un
Jacob's tents,
gobernante.
and have mercy
Pero
on his dwelling
Israel
places.
es
And the city shall
propiedad
be
del
builded
Señor.
upon her own heap, and the
Nosotros
palace shall
somos
remain
propiedad del
after the
Señor.
manner thereof.
Okay.
And out of them shall proceed thanksgiving, and the voice
El
of
Señor
them
dijo
that
que
make
puso un
merry.
gobernante
I will
para cada
multiply them,
nación,
and
para
they
cada
shall not
otra,
be few. I will also glorify them, and they
para-
shall not be small.
para cada
Their
una de las
children
otras
also shall
naciones.
be as aforetime,
Pero aquí dice
and
el
their
Señor, pero
congregation
nosotros
shall be
somos
established before
su
me.
posesión.
I will punish all that oppress them. And
Okay,
their nobles shall be of themselves, and their governor
dice la
shall
Escritura,
proceed from the
Silakia,
midst of them, and I will cause
somos
him to draw
propiedad
near,
del
and he
Señor.
shall approach unto
Así
me.
es.
For who is
So, ahora
this that
entendiendo si
engaged
somos
his heart to
propiedad del
approach unto
Señor,
me, saith
okay,
the Lord? And ye
el
shall be my
sirviente no
people, and
puede
I will
hacer
be your God. Behold,
lo
the
que quiera.
whirlwind of the Lord goeth
El
forth with
sirviente
fury,
está
a
obligado,
continuing whirlwind, it shall fall
okay,
with pain upon the head of the
a
wicked.
seguir
The
las
fierce anger of the
instrucciones,
Lord shall not return
okay,
until he have done it, and until he
de
have
que
performed
le
the
ordena
intents
su
of his
amo.
heart. In the latter
Y el
days ye
Señor es
shall
nuestro
consider
amo,
it.
man.
Chapter 31. At the
Yahweh
same
Bashim
time, saith
Yahushua
the
es
Lord,
nuestro
will I
amo.
be the God of
Por
all
lo
the
tanto,
families of
nosotros
Israel, and they shall be my people. Thus saith the Lord, the people which were left of the sword found grace in the wilderness, even Israel,
Salmos
when I went
23
to cause
y 12.
him to rest. The Lord hath appeared of old unto me, saying, Yea, I have loved thee with an everlasting love. Therefore with loving kindness have I drawn thee. Again I will build thee, and thou shalt be built, O Virgin of Israel. Thou shalt again be adorned with thy tabrets,
Salmo
and shalt go
132
forth in the
dice,
dances
qué
of them
alegría
that make
para la
merry.
nación cuyo Yahweh
Like vines
es el
upon the
Señor,
mountains of Samaria,
cuyo
the
pueblo
planters shall
Él
plant and
eligió
shall
como
eat them
herencia.
as common things.
¿Qué?
For there shall be a day that the watchmen
¿Cuál pueblo
upon
el
the
Señor
Mount
escogió
Ephraim
como
shall
herencia?
cry,
Israel.
Arise ye, and let us go up to Zion, unto the Lord our
llamados
God.
negros, latinos,
For thus
indígenas,
saith
el
the
Señor
Lord,
los
Sing
escogió,
with
man.
gladness for Jacob, and shout among the
¿Qué?
chief of the nations. Publish ye, praise ye, and say, O Lord, save thy people, the remnant of Israel. Behold, I will bring them from the north country, and gather them from the coast of the earth, and with them the blind and the lame, the woman with child, and her that travaileth with child together.
Dice,
A great company shall return thither. They shall come with weeping, and with supplications will I lead them. I will cause
Amos
them to walk
5:4
by the
dice,
rivers of
ahora
waters
bien,
in a straight
eso
way,
es lo que el
wherein they shall
Señor
not stumble.
Yahweh
For I am a father
Yahushua
to
dice
Israel, and
a la
Ephraim is my
familia de
firstborn.
Israel.
Hear the word of the Lord, O ye nations,
Busca
and
Yahweh
declare it in the isles
Yahushua.
afar
Aprovecha
off,
ahorita
and
que
say,
tienes el
He
chat.
that scattered Israel will
Aprovecha
gather
ahorita que
him,
tienes la
and keep him
oportunidad,
as a
porque
shepherd
pronto
doth
no va a
his
haber
flock. For
oportunidad.
the Lord hath redeemed
Todas
Jacob,
esas cosas
and
que nosotros te
ransomed
hemos
him
dicho,
from
ya
the hand
sea
of him that was stronger than he.
que hemos venido
Therefore they
aquí a
shall
las
come and
calles
sing
hace
in the
ya
height
sea
of Zion,
4 años.
and shall flow together
Hermanos
to the
tienen,
goodness of the Lord,
hermanos
for
tienen
wheat
10
and for
años,
wine, and for
nuestros
oil,
maestros
and for
tienen
the young of
30,
the
más de
flock,
30
and
años
of the
salir a las
herd,
calles.
and their soul shall be
Pronto
as a
todo eso,
watered garden. They shall
hermano,
not sorrow any more at all.
pronto
Then
todo
shall
eso
the
lo que se
virgin
dijo
rejoice in the
siendo
dance,
grabado
both
para
young
ser
men and
subido en
old
las
together. For
plataformas,
I
en
will turn
diferentes
their mourning
plataformas
into
para
joy, and will
que el
comfort them,
Señor
and
quiera
make
que
them
lo vea,
rejoice from their
lo
sorrow.
vea y se
And I will
edifique.
satiate the soul
Pronto
of the
todo
priests
eso va a
with
ser
fatness,
quitado.
and my people shall be
No
satisfied
haber
with
salido
my
a las
goodness,
calles,
saith the Lord. Thus saith the
haber
Lord,
sido
a voice was heard in
odiados por
Ramah,
muchos,
lamentation and bitter weeping,
haber
Rahel
sido
weeping for her children,
ignorados por
refused to be
muchos,
comforted for her children, because
burlados
they
por
were
muchos,
not.
man.
Thus saith the Lord, refrain thy voice from weeping, and thine
Mucha
eyes
gente
from
burlándose
tears,
de
for thy lips shall be the word, saith the Lord. And they shall come again from the
Muchos
land of the
tomándonos
enemy.
fotos,
There is hope in thine end, saith the
haciendo
Lord, that
burla y
thy
todo
children
eso.
shall come again to their
¿Ya
own
ven?
border. I have surely heard
Pero
Ephraim
lo
bemoaning
gracioso
himself
es que
thus,
van a estar
Thou hast
buscándonos si somos
chastised me,
parte
and I
del
was
elenco.
chastised as a bullock
estar
unaccustomed to
buscándonos,
the
man.
yoke. Turn thou me, and I shall
¿Y
be
qué vas a
turned, for
hacer?
thou art the Lord my
Nosotros
God.
no te vamos a
Surely
decir
after that
aquí
I
nada,
was
ya.
turned, I
Nosotros
repented.
solamente si el Señor
After
así
that
lo
I
pone
was
en nuestros
instructed, I
espíritus,
smote upon
va a
my
ser
thigh, I was
ya
ashamed,
dijimos lo que
yea, even
teníamos que
confounded,
decir.
because I did bear
Ya
the
ahora no
reproach of
podemos
my youth.
explicar nada.
Is
No miras lo que
Ephraim
está
my dear
ocurriendo en el
son?
mundo.
Is he a pleasant
No miras
child?
todo esto que
For
ocurre
since
en
I
el mundo.
spake against him, I do earnestly
Es
remember
más, no
him
va a haber
still.
ni
Therefore my
chance.
bowels are troubled for
Porque van a
him.
estar
I will
ocurriendo
surely
tantas
have
cosas
mercy
que la
upon
gente va a
him,
estar
saith the Lord.
en angustia.
Set thee up,
Va a haber tanta
Ramones, make thee high
desesperación
heaps.
que
Set
nadie va
thine
a
heart
estar
toward the highway,
realmente
even the way which thou wentest. Turn again, O Virgin of Israel, turn again to these thy
tratando
cities. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter?
Slakia,
For the Lord hath
para
created a
corregir
new
esa
thing
parte,
in the
sí,
earth.
van,
A
pero
woman
¿dónde
shall
es que nosotros
compass a
estamos
man.
seguros y te
Thus saith the
decimos?
Lord of hosts,
Aquí
the God
estamos
of
en
Israel,
seguridad,
as yet they shall
Las
use this
Escrituras.
speech in the land of Judah
Las
and in
Escrituras
the
dice
cities
que hay más
thereof.
sabiduría,
I
va
shall
a
bring
ser
them their captivity.
nuestra
The Lord
seguridad,
bless thee, O
la
habitation of
estabilidad de los
justice and
tiempos.
mountain of holiness. And there shall
lo que va a
dwell in
ser
Judah
sabiduría,
itself,
man.
and in all the cities thereof together,
El dinero no va a ser
husbandmen, and they
estabilidad,
that go forth with
porque el
flocks.
dinero va a
For I
ser
have
quitado.
satiated the weary soul, and I
No
have
se van a
replenished
usar
every
más
sorrowful
billetes, no se van a
soul.
usar más
Upon this
monedas.
I awaked and beheld,
Nada de estas
and my
cosas se
sleep
van a
was sweet
utilizar,
unto
¿ok?
me. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will sow
¿ok?
the house of
Y
Israel and the
sabemos
house of Judah with
que
a
tú
seed
vas
of
a hacer.
man, and with a
Si
seed
no
of beast.
soportas, vas
And
a
it shall come
cometer
to pass
suicidio.
that like as I
Te vas a
have watched
quitar la
over
vida.
them, to pluck up and
Tratando
to
de-
break
de-
down,
de-
and
de
to
hallar
throw
eso
down,
como
and
un
to
escape.
destroy, and to afflict. So will I watch
Pero
over
quién
them
sabe
to
si el
build
Señor
and to
te
plant,
permite.
saith the Lord. In those days they shall say no more,
¿Quién
the
sabe
fathers
si el
have
Señor
eaten the
te
sour
va a
grape, and the
permitir
children's teeth
cometer
are set on edge.
suicidio?
But everyone
Simplemente
shall
el Señor
die
puede
for
hacer
his
que
own
no
iniquity.
lo
Every man
hagas y
that eateth the
simplemente
sour grape, his
el
teeth
Señor
shall
te
be set
haga
on edge. Behold, the
sentir,
days come, saith the Lord,
ver
that I
cosas
will make a new
terribles, ver
covenant with
cosas
the house
nunca
of
antes,
Israel and with the house of Judah,
nunca
not
antes
according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring
cosas
them out of the land
aparecer.
of Egypt, which
Okay.
my covenant they
Cosas
break,
nunca antes
although I
vistas.
was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this
Estamos
shall be the
diciendo,
covenant that I will
Esto
make
no
with
es
the
un
house of
juego.
Israel. After
Si
those
tú
days,
crees que
saith
eso
the
es un
Lord, I will
juego,
put my law
espera
in
ver
their
lo
inward
que el Señor
parts
va a
and
traer
write in
luego.
their hearts, and will be
Espera
their
lo que
God,
el
and they
Señor,
shall be
espera lo que
my
el Señor
people.
va a
And they
traer.
shall teach no more every man his neighbor and
Como
every
dicen las
man his
Escrituras.
brother, saying,
Porque
Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night,
Isaías
which divideth
55
the sea
y 6
when the waves
dice,
thereof
busquen
roar.
al Señor
The Lord of
mientras
hosts is
pueden
his name.
encontrarlo.
If those ordinances
Sí, ahorita que
depart
hay
from
chance,
before me, saith the Lord,
ahorita
then
el
the seed
más
of
mínimo
Israel also
pensamiento de
shall
hacer
cease
el
from
mal,
being a nation
que se
before me
vuelvan al
forever.
Señor para que
Thus
les
saith
tenga
the Lord, if
misericordia.
heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth
Sí,
searched out beneath,
vuélvanse
I
a
will
su
also
poder,
cast off all the
porque
seed
Él
of Israel
perdonará
for all
con
that they have done,
generosidad.
saith the Lord. Behold, the
Y
days
ya
come,
está
saith
quien
the
el
Lord,
Señor
that the
va a
city shall be
perdonar.
built to the Lord
Y
from the
ese es
tower
el
of Hananeel
remanente que
unto
va a
the gate of
quedar.
the corner. And the measuring
Bendición.
line shall yet go forth over against
Okay.
it upon the hill Gareb, and shall compass about
Y
2
una vez
goals.
que
And the whole valley of the
reciban
dead
el
bodies
perdón
and
de
of the
Yahweh, eso es
ashes
lo
and
que van
all
a
the
hacer.
fields unto the brook of Kidron, unto the corner of the horse gate toward the east,
Ese es el
shall
libro de
be
Baruch,
holy unto the Lord. It
capítulo
shall
2,
not be
versículo
plucked up nor
32.
thrown down any more forever. Chapter 32. The word that
Dice,
came to Jeremiah from the
y-
Lord in the
okay.
10th year of
Si
Zedekiah
eres
king of
parte
Judah,
del
which was the
electo, el
18th
Señor va a
year of
hacer que
Nebuchadnezzar.
recuerdes.
For then the king of
Okay.
Babylon's army
Que te
besieged
recuerdes de su
Jerusalem, and
nombre,
Jeremiah the prophet
que te
was shut up
recuerdes
in
que
the
eres
court
un
of the prison
israelita.
which was in the king
Okay.
of Judah's house. For Zedekiah king of
Que te
Judah had
recuerdes
shut
de
him up,
Yahweh,
saying,
Bashim Yahweh
Wherefore
otra
dost thou
vez.
prophesy and say, Thus
Que
saith the
vuelvas
Lord,
a él
Behold,
otra
I will
vez.
give this city into the hand of the king of
Ahí está.
Babylon, and he shall take it. And Zedekiah king of Judah shall not escape out of the
Dice,
hand of the
pero los
Chaldeans,
israelitas
but
están
shall surely be
siguiendo
delivered into the hand of the king
que
of
diciendo lo
Babylon,
que se llama.
and shall
Y así
speak with
es.
him mouth to mouth, and
Todas
his eyes
estas
shall behold
costumbres
his eyes, and
que
he
nos
shall lead
están
Zedekiah to
aguardando
Babylon. There shall
salen
he
de
be
Estados
until I
Unidos de
visit him,
América,
saith the Lord.
en la
Though ye
cual
fight with
promueve
the
que lo
Chaldeans,
que
ye shall
pones
not prosper.
idolatría,
And Jeremiah said,
homosexualidad,
The word of the Lord
mentiras,
came unto me, saying,
adulterio,
Behold,
codicia
Hananiel the son of
y
Shallum, thine
asesinato,
uncle, shall come
crímenes.
unto thee, saying, Buy thee my
Okay.
field that is in Anathoth, for the right of redemption is thine to
Mira lo
buy
que
it.
nuestra
So
gente ha
Hananiel, mine
aprendido.
uncle's son, came to me in the court of
Y
the
eso en
prison
todo el
according to the
mundo
word of the
nuestra
Lord,
gente
and
ha
said
seguido.
unto me, Buy my
Okay.
field, I pray
Las
thee, that is
costumbres
in
de Estados
Anathoth,
Unidos
which
de
is in the
América.
country of Benjamin. For
Okay.
the right of inheritance
Donde
is
todo el
thine, and the
mundo va.
redemption is thine. Buy it
Okay.
for
Hace
thyself.
lo que le dé
And
la
I
gana.
knew that this was
Bueno,
the
tú
word of the
tú
Lord.
tienes ahí en
And
Las
I bought the
Vegas,
field of
Finca
Hananiel, my
Panamá,
uncle's son, that
Nicaragua.
was in
Si eres un
Anathoth,
gran
and weighed
maricón y
him
vas
the
a Las
money,
Vegas, no
even
hay ningún
17
problema
shekels
ahí.
of silver. And I subscribed the evidence and
Vuelvas a
sealed
tu
it, and
país,
took
hasta te hago
witnesses,
una
and weighed
medalla de
him the
honor,
money
man.
in the balances. So I took the
Okay.
evidence of the
Con el
purchase,
nombre
both
un
that
gran
which was
maricón.
sealed according to the law and
Ahí es
custom,
donde te
and that
alaban,
which was
man. Ahí es
open.
donde
And I gave the
te
evidence
dan
of the purchase unto Baruch, the
donde
son
hay
of
leyes que
Neriah,
te
the son
cubren.
of Maaseiah, in
Cubren,
the sight of
cubren,
Hananiel,
será
mine
que
uncle's son, and in the
pedófilos.
presence of the witnesses that
Okay.
subscribed the book of the purchase before all the Jews that sat in the court of the prison.
Hey,
And
man,
I
hay
charged
tantas
Baruch
cosas que
before
están
them, saying,
sucediendo, man.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the
Ustedes
God of
israelitas,
Israel, take these evidences,
ustedes
this
israelitas
evidence
no
of the
saben,
purchase,
man, qué es lo
both
que
which
está
is sealed,
ocurriendo.
and this evidence which is
Se ha
open,
llamado
and
negro
put
latinos
them in an
indígenas
earthen
están
vessel,
dormidos.
that they may continue many days.
Miras
For
que los
thus saith the
israelitas
Lord of
comen
hosts, the God of
abominaciones
Israel,
como el cerdo.
houses and fields
Así
and
es, nuestra
vineyards
gente
shall
hoy en
be
día anda
possessed
comiendo
again in
carne
this
de
land.
cerdo.
Now when I had
Okay.
delivered the evidence of the
Y vamos
purchase
a
unto
agarrar
Baruch,
ahorita,
the son of Neriah, I prayed unto the
¿qué es lo
Lord,
que el
saying,
Señor va a hacer?
Lord God, behold, thou hast made
Dice,
the heaven and the earth by
los
thy great
israelitas
power,
comen
and stretched out
abominaciones
arm,
como el
and there is
cerdo,
nothing too hard
cangrejo,
for thee.
langostas,
Thou shewest
pescados
loving
sin
kindness
escamas
unto thousands,
como el
and
bagre,
recompensest
y
the
otras
iniquity of the
abominaciones
fathers
como
into
está
the bosom
escrito
of
en
their children
Levítico.
after them.
En
The
el libro
great,
de
the mighty
Levítico.
God, the Lord
Sí.
of hosts is his
Okay.
name. Great in counsel
Carne de
and
cerdo
mighty
no
in
debemos
word,
de
for
comer.
thine eyes are open
Ningún
upon
llamado
all the ways
negro,
of the
latino,
sons
indígena
of
debe
men,
de
to
comer
give
carne de
everyone
cerdo.
according to
No
his
deben de
ways,
comer
and according to the fruit
cangrejo,
of his
no
doing,
deben de comer
which has set
langostas,
signs
menos
and wonders in the
camarones,
land
man.
of Egypt, even unto this
Pero
day, and in
ustedes
Israel,
creen
and among other
que
men,
comer
and has
eso
made
está
thee a
bien.
name, as at this day,
Okay.
and has brought forth thy people Israel
Pero
out of
vamos
the
a
land of
comprobar
Egypt
a
with
ver si
signs and with
comer
wonders,
carne de
and
cerdo
with a
está
strong
bien
hand,
delante
and with
del
a stretched
Señor.
out arm, and with
Si
great
tú
terror,
eres un
and has
israelita,
given
vamos a
them
ver
this
si comer
land which
carne
thou
de
didst
cerdo
swear
está
to their
bien.
fathers to give them. I am
Ese
flowing
es
with
el
milk
libro
and
de
honey.
Levítico
And they came
capítulo
in
1,
and possessed it, but they
capítulo
obeyed
11,
not thy
versículo
voice,
1.
neither walked in thy law. They have done nothing of all
Vamos
that
a
thou
ver si
commandest
comer
them to
cerdo
do.
está bien.
Therefore thou hast
A ver, y
caused
mucha
all this
gente
evil to
se
come upon
incomoda,
them.
mucha gente se
Behold the
mueve.
mounts, they are come
Okay,
unto the
porque,
city to
hey,
take it,
comen
and
cerdo,
the city
están
is given
comiéndose
into the
esa,
hand of
esa
the
porquería.
Chaldeans that fight against against it,
Andan comiendo
because of the
basura.
sword, and of the famine,
Hey,
and
man,
of the
como
pestilence,
está
and what
dicho,
thou hast spoken is come to
tú eres lo
pass,
que
and
comes.
behold, thou seest it. And thou hast said
Así
unto
es.
me, O Lord
Si
God,
tú comes
buy thee
basura,
the
tú
field
eres
for money,
basura.
and take witnesses, for the city is
Y si
given
tú
into
comes
the hand
carne de
of the
cerdo,
Chaldeans.
hay que ir
Then came the
directamente
word
si
of
el
the
Señor
Lord unto
dice,
Jeremiah, saying,
o qué es lo que el Señor
Behold,
va a
I am
hacer
the Lord, the God of all
cuando haya
flesh.
los
Is
que
there
andan
anything
comiendo
too hard
carne
for
de
me?
cerdo. Ese es el libro
Therefore thus saith the Lord, Behold, I
para
will
todos
give this
aquellos
city
que quizás
into the
dirán,
hand of
¿tú
the
crees que el Señor
Chaldeans,
me
and
va a
into the hand
destruir
of
a mí
Nebuchadnezzar king
por
of
comer
Babylon.
carne de
He shall
cerdo?
take
Sí.
it.
El
And the
Señor
Chaldeans that fight
76
against
y
this city shall
17.
come and set fire on this city, and burn
Un
it with the
versículo
houses
antes, el
upon whose
16,
roofs
el
they have
punto está en
offered
el
incense
17.
unto Baal, and
Dice,
poured out drink offerings unto other gods to provoke
el
me
Señor
to anger.
castigará al
For the
mundo
children
con
of
fuego,
Israel and the
y
children
su
of Judah
espada,
have only
y
done
con su
evil
espada
before me
juzgará la
from their
tierra,
youth.
y
For the
muchos
children of
morirán a
Israel
manos
have
de
only
él.
provoked me to anger with the work
Los
of
que
their
se
hands, saith
consagran
the
y se
Lord. For
purifican
this city
es
hath
un
been to
huerto,
me as a
y esos
provocation
huertos
of
vienen
mine
siendo
anger,
las
and
iglesias.
of my fury
¿Ok?
from the day that they built it even
Dice,
unto this day, that I should remove it
un
from
huerto
before my
sagrado
face.
con su
Because
ídolo
of all
en
the
el
evil of
centro,
the children of Israel and of the
celebrando
children
con
of
carne
Judah,
de
which they have
cerdo,
done to provoke
de
me to
rata,
anger, they,
y
their
con
kings,
otras
their
carnes
princes, their priests,
detestables,
and their prophets, and the
como
men of Judah,
camarones,
and the
tendrán un
inhabitants of
final
Jerusalem.
terrible.
They have turned unto
Dice
me
el
the
Señor,
back and not the face,
y otras
though I
versiones
taught
dice
them,
que
rising
serán
up early and
talados,
teaching them,
serán
yet they have
cortados,
not hearkened
significando
to
que van a
receive
ser
instruction.
destruidos.
But they set their abominations in the house, which is
Sí
called
es.
by my name, to defile it. And they built
Así
the
es como
high
el Señor lo
places
va a
of
hacer,
Baal,
man.
which are in the valley of
Así.
the son of Hinnom, to cause their
Okay.
sons and their daughters to pass through the fire unto Molech, which I commanded
So,
them
si tú
not.
quieres seguir
Neither came it into
comiendo
my
esa
mind
carne de
that they
cerdo,
should do this
comer
abomination, to cause
camarones,
Judah to
langostas y
sin.
todas esas cosas,
And now
man.
therefore thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel,
Estás
concerning this
marcado.
city,
Si no te
whereof ye
arrepientes.
say, it shall be delivered into
Okay.
the hand of the king of Babylon by the sword, and by the famine, and by the pestilence. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries,
¿Tú
whither I
crees
have
que
driven them in
Jeremías
mine
andaba
anger,
comiendo
and in
cerdo,
my
man?
fury, and in
¿Tú crees
great
que
wrath.
Isaías,
And I will bring
los
them
profetas
again
del
unto
Señor
this
andaban
place, and I
comiendo
will cause
cerdo,
them to
comiendo
dwell
todas estas
safely. They shall
animales
be my people,
abominables
and
que
I
el
will
Señor
be
dice?
their God.
¿Tú
And I
crees
will
que los
give them one
discípulos
heart
andaban
and one
comiendo
way,
eso, man?
that they may fear me
Claro
forever,
que no.
for the good of them and of
So,
their
¿por qué tú
children
lo andas
after them.
comiendo si dices
I
que
will
eres
make
un
an
creyente?
everlasting covenant with them,
Tienes
that
que
I will
creer
not
en el
turn
Señor
away from
y
them to
sigues
do them good,
o como
but I
tú
will
dices,
put my
un
fear in
seguidor
their
de
hearts,
Cristo.
that they shall not
El
depart
Mesías no
from
andaba
me.
comiendo esa
Yea, I will
carne.
rejoice over them to do them good.
No se supone
I will
que debería de
plant
hacer
them
lo
in this
mismo
land
que
assuredly with my
él
whole heart and
hizo.
with my whole soul.
No es que dices
For
que
thus
le
saith the
sigues.
Lord, like as I have brought
Okay.
all this great evil upon this
So
people,
debería de
so
ser de
will I
esa
bring
manera.
upon them all the good that I have
Para
promised
ustedes,
them.
llamados
And
negros,
fields
latinos,
shall be
indígenas,
bought in
ustedes
this
les
land,
gusta
whereof ye
comer
say,
de
it is
todo, man.
desolate without man or beast.
Nunca
It is
cierran su
given
boca,
into the
man.
hand of the Chaldeans.
Siempre comen
Men
y
shall buy
comen y
fields for
comen.
money, and
Pero
subscribe
el Señor
evidences,
pronto
and
les va a
seal
traer
them,
hambre.
and take witnesses in the land of Benjamin,
Okay.
and in the places about
Cortándote a ti,
Jerusalem,
man,
and
si
in
te
the
gustaba
cities of
comer a
Judah,
cada rato,
and in the
entonces
cities
ya
of
no
the
vas a tener
mountains,
que
and in
ir.
the cities of the valley, and
Dispuesto,
in the
si
cities
eres
of the
una
south.
mujer
For I
dispuesta a
will
hacer lo
cause
que
their
seas,
captivity to
a hacer
return,
lo que
saith
seas,
the
el
Lord.
acto,
Chapter
igualmente
33.
hombre,
Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto
hacer lo que
Jeremiah the
sea por un
second time,
pedazo
while
de
he was
pan,
yet shut up in the court of the
hacer lo que
prison,
sea
saying,
por,
Thus saith the
por
Lord, the
unas
maker
migajas,
thereof,
man.
the Lord that formed
El
it to
Señor va a traer
establish
a
it,
mucha
the
gente.
Lord is his name. Call unto me,
Digamos
and
en
I
el
will
libro de
answer thee, and
Levítico.
shew thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. For thus saith the
Okay,
Lord, the God
Levítico
of Israel,
capítulo 11,
concerning the houses
versículo
of
1.
this city, and concerning the houses of the kings
Porque el
of Judah,
Señor
which
dio
are thrown
instrucciones
down by the
claras.
mounts and by the
Todas las
sword.
palabras del
They
Señor
come
en
to
las
fight with the
Escrituras,
Chaldeans,
en la
but it is
Biblia
to
son
kill
claras.
them with the dead bodies of men.
Okay,
Whom
las
I have
Escrituras
slain
no
in
se
mine anger and in my
contradicen, nada de
fury,
eso se
and for all
contradice.
whose
Es
wickedness I
claro.
have hid my face from this city.
Okay.
Behold, I will
Tú
bring it
eres el
health and
único que se
cure, and I will
contradice.
cure them, and
Tú
will
eres el
reveal
único
unto
que anda
them the
cometiendo
abundance of
errores.
peace and truth.
Tú eres el
And I
único
will
que
cause the
anda
captivity
cambiando
of
las
Judah
cosas
and the
diciendo que el
captivity of
Señor
Israel
cambió
to
todo.
return, and will build
Diciendo
them
que ahora se
as
puede
at the
comer lo
first.
que sea.
And I will cleanse
Diciendo que
them
ahora
from
se
all
puede
their
hacer lo que
iniquity
sea.
whereby they have
Eso
sinned
no es
against
cierto,
me,
man.
and I will pardon all their iniquities whereby they have
Okay,
sinned,
realmente
and
si
whereby they
tú
have
puedes hacer lo que
transgressed
tú quieras,
against me.
si
And it shall
así
be to me
quieres.
a name of joy,
Ese
of
eres
praise,
tú.
and an honor before all the nations of the earth,
Okay.
which shall
El
hear
Señor
all
se
the good
dirigió a
that I do
Moisés
unto
y a Aarón y
them.
les
They
dijo,
shall fear and tremble
digan a
for
los
all the goodness
israelitas
and
que
for all the
de todos
prosperity
los
that I
animales
procure
que
unto them.
viven en la tierra
Thus saith the
pueden
Lord,
comer.
again there shall be heard in this place, which ye say shall be desolate without
Okay.
man and without beast, even in the cities of
Los que
Judah
sean
and in the streets of
rumiantes
Jerusalem that are
y tengan
desolate without
pezuñas
man
partidas,
and without habitation
pero
and
no
without
deben
beast.
comer los
The voice
siguientes
of joy,
animales,
and the
aunque
voice of
sean
gladness,
rumiantes
the
o
voice of the
tengan
bridegroom and the voice of the
pezuñas.
bride, the voice of them
No
that
es
shall say,
rumiante,
Praise the Lord
debe
of hosts, for the
considerarlo
Lord is
un
good, for
animal
his mercy
impuro.
endureth forever. And of them that shall bring the
El Señor
sacrifice of
dijo
praise into the
que
house
es
of the
un
Lord,
animal
for I will cause to
impuro.
return the captivity of the land, as at the first, saith the Lord.
Es un
Thus
animal
saith the Lord
impuro.
of hosts, again in this place which is desolate earth without man and without beast, and in all the cities thereof shall be an habitation
Pero
of
nuestra
shepherds
gente,
causing their flocks to lie
escuchan eso y
down.
no les va a
In the
importar.
cities of the mountains, in the cities of the vale, and in the cities of the south, and in the
Siguiendo
land
aquí
of
con
Benjamin,
muchísimo,
and in the
Yahweh,
places about Jerusalem,
de la
and in
Santa
the cities
Biblia.
of Judah
Pero
shall
los
the flocks
israelitas
pass
lo
again
hicieron.
into the hands of him that
Así
telleth
es,
them,
nosotros
saith
hicimos
the
un
Lord.
pacto
Behold,
con
the days
Yahweh
come, saith the Lord, that I will perform that
Por eso
good
es que
thing which I have promised
hacemos
unto the house
ciertas
of
cosas
Israel
y
and to the
hacemos
house of
ciertas
Judah.
cosas,
In those
el
days
castigo
and at
viene
that
rápido.
time will I cause the branch of righteousous to grow
Solo
up
así.
unto David,
Hermano,
and he
hay
shall
mucho,
execute judgment
hay
and
mucho que quería
righteousness in the
traer,
land.
pero
In those days shall Judah be saved, and Jerusalem shall dwell safely. This is the name wherewith she shall be called, the Lord our righteousness. For thus saith the Lord, David shall never want a man to sit upon the throne of the house of Israel, neither shall the priests, the Levites, want a man before me to offer burnt offerings, and to kindle meat offerings, and to do sacrifice continually. And the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord, if you can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night, and that there should not be day and night in their season, then may also my covenant be broken with David my servant, that he should not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites the priests my ministers. As the host of heaven cannot be numbered, neither the sand of the sea measured, so will I multiply the seed of David my servant, and the Levites that minister unto him. Moreover, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, saying, Considerest thou not what this people have spoken, saying, The two families which the Lord hath chosen, he hath even cast them off. Thus they have despised my people, that they should be no more a nation before them. Thus saith the Lord, if my covenant be not with day and night, and if I have not appointed the ordinances of heaven and earth, then will I cast away the seed of Jacob and David my servant, so that I will not take any of his seed to be rulers over the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For I will cause their captivity to return, and have mercy on them. The word which came unto Jeremiah from the Lord, when Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon, and all his army, and all the kingdoms of the earth of his dominion, and all the people fought against Jerusalem, and against all the cities thereof, saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, Go and speak to Zedekiah king of Judah, and tell him, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will give this city into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he shall burn it with fire. Thou shalt not escape out of his hand, but shalt surely be taken, and delivered into his hand. And thine eyes shall behold the eyes of the king of Babylon, and he shall speak with thee mouth to mouth, and thou shalt live with him. Hear the word of the Lord, O Zedekiah king of Judah. Thus saith the Lord of thee, Thou shalt not die by the sword, but thou shalt die in peace, and with the burnings of thy fathers, the former kings which were before thee, so shall they burn odors for thee. They will lament thee, saying, Our Lord, for I have pronounced the word, saith the Lord. Then Jeremiah the prophet spake all these words unto Zedekiah king of Judah in Jerusalem. When the king of Babylon's army fought against Jerusalem, and against all the cities of Judah that were left, against Lachish, and against Azekah, for these defense cities remained in the cities of Judah. This is the word that came unto Jeremiah from the Lord, after that the king Zedekiah had made a covenant with all the people which were at Jerusalem, to proclaim liberty unto them, that every man should let his manservant, and every man his maidservant, being an Hebrew or an Hebrewess, go free, that none should serve himself of them to wit of a Jew with his brother. Now when all the princes and all the people which had entered into the covenant heard that every one should let his manservant and every one his maidservant go free, that none should serve themselves of them any more, then they obeyed and let them go. But afterward they turned and caused the servants and the handmaids, whom they had let go free, to return, and brought them into subjection for servants and for handmaids. Therefore the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, I made a covenant with your fathers in the day that I brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondmen, saying, At the end of 7 years let ye go every man his brother and Hebrew, which hath been sold unto thee, and when he hath served thee 6 years, thou shalt let him go free from thee. But your fathers hearkened not unto me, neither inclined their ear. And ye were now turned, and had done right in my sight, in proclaiming liberty every man to his neighbor, and ye have made a covenant before me in the house which is called by my name. But ye turned and polluted my name, and caused every man his servant and every man his handmaid, whom ye had set at liberty at their pleasure, to return, and brought them into subjection to be unto you for servants and for handmaids. Therefore thus saith the Lord, Ye have not hearkened unto me in proclaiming liberty, every one to his brother, and every man to his neighbor. Behold, I proclaim a liberty for you, saith the Lord, to the sword, to the pestilence, and to the famine. And I will make you to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. And I will give the men that have transgressed my covenant, which have not performed the words of the covenant which they had made before me, when they cut the calf in twain and passed between the parts thereof. The princes of Judah and the princes of Jerusalem, the eunuchs and the priests, all the people of the land which passed between the parts of the calf. I will even give them into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of them that seek their life. And their dead bodies shall be for meat unto the fowls of the heaven, and to the beasts of the earth. And Zedekiah king of Judah and his princes will I give into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of them that seek their life, and into the hand of the king of Babylon's army, which are gone up from you. Behold, I will command, saith the Lord, and cause them to return to the city, when they shall fight against it, and take it, and burn it with fire. And I will make the cities of Judah a desolation without an inhabitant. Chapter 35. The word which came unto Jeremiah from the Lord in the days of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, saying, Go unto the house of the Rechabites, and speak unto them, and bring them into the house of the Lord, into one of the chambers, and give them wine to drink. Then I took Jaazaniah, the son of Jeremiah, the son of Abazaniah, and his brethren, all his sons, and the whole house of the Rechabites, and I brought them into the house of the Lord, into the chamber of the sons of Hanan, the son of Igdaliah, a man of God, which was by the chamber of the princes, which was above the chamber of Maaseiah, the son of Shallum. And I set before the sons of the house of the Rechabites pots full of wine and cups, and I said unto them, Drink ye wine. But they said, We will drink no wine. For Jonadab the son of Rechab, our father, commanded us, saying, Ye shall drink no wine, neither ye nor your sons forever. Neither shall ye build house, nor sow seed, nor plant vineyard, nor have any. But all your days ye shall dwell in tents, that ye may live many days in the land where ye be strangers. Thus have we obeyed the voice of Jonadab the son of Rechab, our father, in all that he hath charged us, to drink no wine all our days, we, our wives, our sons, nor our daughters, nor to build houses for us to dwell in. Neither have we vineyard, nor field, nor seed. But we have dwelt in tents, and have obeyed, and done according to all that Jonadab our father commanded us. But it came to pass, when Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon came up into the land, that he said, Come, and let us go to Jerusalem, for fear of the army of the Chaldeans, and for fear of the army of the Syrians. So we dwell at Jerusalem. Then came the word of the Lord unto Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Go and tell the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, Will ye not receive instruction to hearken to my word, saith the Lord? The words of Jonadab the son of Rechab, that he commanded his sons not to drink wine, are performed. For unto this day they drink none, but obey their father's commandment. Notwithstanding I have spoken unto you, rising early and speaking, but ye hearken not unto me. I have sent also unto you all my servants the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, Return ye now every man from his evil way, and amend your doings, and go not after other gods to serve them. And ye shall dwell in the land which I have given to you and to your fathers. But ye have not inclined your ear, nor hearkened unto me. Because the sons of Jonadab the son of Rechab have performed the commandment of their father, which he commanded them, but this people hath not hearkened unto me, therefore thus saith the Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will bring upon Judah and upon all the inhabitants of Jerusalem all the evil that I have pronounced against them. Because I have spoken unto them, but they have not heard, and I have called unto them, but they have not answered. And Jeremiah said unto the house of the Rechabites, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Because ye have obeyed the commandment of Jonadab your father, and kept all his precepts, and done according unto all that he hath commanded you, Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Jonadab the son of Rechab shall not want a man to stand before me forever. Chapter 36. And it came to pass in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah king of Judah, that this word came unto Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Take thee a roll of a book, and write therein all the words that I have spoken unto thee against Israel, and against Judah, and against all the nations, from the day I spake unto thee, from the days of Josiah, even unto this day. It may be that the house of Judah will hear all the evil which I purpose to do unto them, that they may return every man from his evil way, that I may forgive their iniquity and their sin. Then Jeremiah called Baruch the son of Neriah, and Baruch wrote from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the Lord which he had spoken unto him upon a roll of a book. And Jeremiah commanded Baruch, saying, I am shut up, I cannot go into the house of the Lord. Therefore go thou, and read in the roll which thou hast written from my mouth the words of the Lord in the ears of the people in the Lord's house upon the fasting day. And also thou shalt read them in the ears of all Judah that come out of their cities. It may be they will present their supplication before the Lord, and will return every one from his evil way. For great is the anger and the fury that the Lord hath pronounced against this people. And Baruch the son of Neriah did according to all that Jeremiah the prophet commanded him, reading in the book the words of the Lord in the Lord's house. And it came to pass in the 5th year of Jehoiakim the son of Josiah king of Judah, in the 9th month, that they proclaimed a fast before the Lord to all the people in Jerusalem, and to all the people that came from the cities of Judah unto Jerusalem. Then read Baruch in the book the words of Jeremiah in the house of the Lord, in the chamber of Gemariah the son of Shaphan the scribe, in the higher court at the entry of the new gate of the Lord's house, in the ears of all the people. When Micaiah the son of Gemariah the son of Shaphan had heard out of the book all the words of the Lord, then he went down into the king's house, into the scribe's chamber, and lo, all the princes sat there, even Elishama the scribe, and Delaiah the son of Shemaiah, and Elnathan the son of Achbor, and Gemariah the son of Shaphan, and Zedekiah the son of Hananiah, and all the princes. Then Micaiah declared unto them all the words that he had heard, when Baruch read the book in the ears of the people. Therefore all the princes sent Jehudi the son of Nethaniah the son of Shelemiah the son of Cushi unto Baruch, saying, Take in thine hand the roll wherein thou hast read in the ears of the people, and come. So Baruch the son of Neriah took the roll in his hand, and came unto them. And they said unto him, Sit down now, and read it in our ears. So Baruch read it in their ears. Now it came to pass, when they had heard all the words, they were afraid both one and other, and said unto Baruch, We will surely tell the king of all these words. And they asked Baruch, saying, Tell us now, how didst thou write all these words at his mouth? Then Baruch answered them, He pronounced all these words unto me with his mouth, and I wrote them with ink in the book. Then said the princes unto Baruch, Go hide thee, thou and Jeremiah, and let no man know where ye be. And they went in to the king and to the court, but they laid up the roll in the chamber of Elishama the scribe, and told all the words in the ears of the king. So the king sent Jehudi to fetch the roll, and he took it out of Elishama the scribe's chamber. And Jehudi read it in the ears of the king, and in the ears of all the princes which stood beside the king. Now the king sat in the winter house in the 9th month, and there was a fire on the hearth burning before him. And it came to pass that when Jehudi had read 3 or 4 leaves, he cut it with a penknife, and cast it into the fire that was on the hearth, until all the roll was consumed in the fire that was on the hearth. Yet they were not afraid, nor rent their garments, neither the king nor any of his servants that heard all these words. Nevertheless, Elnathan and Delaiah and Gemariah had made intercession to the king that he would not burn the roll, but he would not hear them. But the king commanded Jerahmeel the son of Hamelech, and Seraiah the son of Azriel, and Shelemiah the son of Abdiel, to take Baruch the scribe and Jeremiah the prophet. But the Lord hid them. Then the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, after that the king had burned the roll, and the words which Baruch wrote at the mouth of Jeremiah, saying, Take thee again another roll, and write in it all the former words that were in the first roll, which Jehoiakim the king of Judah hath burned. And thou shalt say to Jehoiakim king of Judah, Thus saith the Lord, Thou hast burned this roll, saying, Why hast thou written therein, saying, The king of Babylon shall certainly come and destroy this land, and shall cause to cease from thence man and beast. Therefore thus saith the Lord of Jehoiakim king of Judah, He shall have none to sit upon the throne of David, and his dead body shall be cast out in the day to the heat, and in the night to the frost. And I will punish him and his seed and his servants for their iniquity, and I will bring upon them, and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and upon the men of Judah, all the evil that I have pronounced against them, but they hearken not. Then took Jeremiah another roll, and gave it to Baruch the scribe, the son of Neriah, who wrote therein from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the book which Jehoiakim king of Judah had burned in the fire. And there were added besides unto them many like words. Chapter 37. And King Zedekiah the son of Josiah reigned instead of Coniah the son of Jehoiakim, whom Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon made king in the land of Judah. But neither he nor his servants nor the people of the land did hearken unto the words of the Lord which he spake by the prophet Jeremiah. And Zedekiah the king sent Jehukal the son of Shelemiah, and Zephaniah the son of Maaseiah the priest, to the prophet Jeremiah, saying, Pray now unto the Lord our God for us. Now Jeremiah came in and went out among the people, for they had not put him into prison. Then Pharaoh's army was come forth out of Egypt, and when the Chaldeans that besieged Jerusalem heard tidings of them, they departed from Jerusalem. Then came the word of the Lord unto the prophet Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, Thus shall ye say to the king of Judah that sent you unto me to inquire of me, Behold, Pharaoh's army, which is come forth to help you, shall return to Egypt into their own land. And the Chaldeans shall come again, and fight against this city, and take it, and burn it with fire. Thus saith the Lord, Deceive not yourselves, saying, The Chaldeans shall surely depart from us. For they shall not depart. For though ye had smitten the whole army of the Chaldeans that fight against you, and there remained but wounded men among them, yet should they rise up every man in his tent, and burn this city with fire. And it came to pass that when the army of the Chaldeans was broken up from Jerusalem for fear of Pharaoh's army, then Jeremiah went forth out of Jerusalem to go into the land of Benjamin, to separate himself thence in the midst of the people. And when he was in the gate of Benjamin, a captain of the ward was there, whose name was Irijah, the son of Shelemiah, the son of Hananiah. And he took Jeremiah the prophet, saying, Thou fallest away to the Chaldeans. Then said Jeremiah, It is false, I fall not away to the Chaldeans. But he hearkened not to him. So Irijah took Jeremiah and brought him to the princes. Wherefore the princes were wroth with Jeremiah, and smote him, and put him in prison in the house of Jonathan the scribe, for they had made that the prison. When Jeremiah was entered into the dungeon, and into the cabins, and Jeremiah had remained there many days, then Zedekiah the king sent and took him out. And the king asked him secretly in his house, and said, Is there any word from the Lord? And Jeremiah said, There is. For said he, Thou shalt be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon. Moreover Jeremiah said unto King Zedekiah, What have I offended against thee, or against thy servants, or against this people, that ye have put me in prison? Where are now your prophets, which prophesied unto you, saying, The king of Babylon shall not come against you, nor against this land? Therefore hear now, I pray thee, O my lord the king, let my supplication, I pray thee, be accepted before thee, that thou cause me not to return to the house of Jonathan the scribe, lest I die there. Then Zedekiah the king commanded that they should commit Jeremiah into the court of the prison, and that they should give him daily a piece of bread out of the baker's street, until all the bread in the city was spent. Thus Jeremiah remained in the court of the prison. Chapter 38. Then Shephatiah the son of Mattan, and Gedaliah the son of Pashur, and Jucal the son of Shelemiah, and Pashur the son of Melchiah, heard the words that Jeremiah had spoken unto all the people, saying, Thus saith the Lord, He that remaineth in this city shall die by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence. But he that goeth forth to the Chaldeans shall live, for he shall have his life for a prey, and shall live. Thus saith the Lord, This city shall surely be given into the hand of the king of Babylon's army, which shall take it. Therefore the princes said unto the king, We beseech thee, let this man be put to death, for thus he weakeneth the hands of the men of war that remain in the city, and the hands of all the people, in speaking such words unto them. For this man seeketh not the welfare of this people, but the hurt. Then Zedekiah the king said, Behold, he is in your hand, for the king is not he that can do anything against you. Then took they Jeremiah, and cast him into the dungeon of Malchiah the son of Hamelech, that was in the court of the prison, and they let down Jeremiah with cords, and in the dungeon there was no water but mire. So Jeremiah sunk in the mire. Now when Ebed-melech the Ethiopian, one of the eunuchs which was in the king's house, heard that they had put Jeremiah in the dungeon, the king then sitting in the gate of Benjamin, Ebed-melech went forth out of the king's house, and spake to the king, saying, My lord the king, these men have done evil in all that they have done to Jeremiah the prophet, whom they have cast into the dungeon, and he is like to die for hunger in the place where he is, for there is no more bread in the city. Then the king commanded Ebed-melech the Ethiopian, saying, Take from hence 30 men with thee, and take up Jeremiah the prophet out of the dungeon before he die. So Ebed-melech took the men with him, and went into the house of the king under the treasury, and took thence old cast clouts and old rotten rags, and let them down by cords into the dungeon to Jeremiah. And Ebed-melech the Ethiopian said unto Jeremiah, Put now these old cast clouts and rotten rags under thine armholes, under the cords. And Jeremiah did so. So they drew up Jeremiah with cords, and took him up out of the dungeon. And Jeremiah remained in the court of the prison. Then Zedekiah the king sent, and took Jeremiah the prophet unto him into the third entry that is in the house of the Lord. And the king said unto Jeremiah, I will ask thee a thing, hide nothing from me. Then Jeremiah said unto Zedekiah, If I declare unto thee, wilt thou not surely put me to death? And if I give thee counsel, wilt thou not hearken unto me? So Zedekiah the king sware secretly unto Jeremiah, saying, As the Lord liveth that made us this soul, I will not put thee to death, neither will I give thee into the hand of these men that seek thy life. Then said Jeremiah unto Zedekiah, Thus saith the Lord, the God of hosts, the God of Israel, If thou wilt assuredly go forth unto the king of Babylon's princes, then thy soul shall live, and this city shall not be burned with fire, and thou shalt live, and thine house. But if thou wilt not go forth to the king of Babylon's princes, then shall this city be given into the hand of the Chaldeans, and they shall burn it with fire, and thou shalt not escape out of their hand. And Zedekiah the king said unto Jeremiah, I am afraid of the Jews that are fallen to the Chaldeans, lest they deliver me into their hand, and they mock me. But Jeremiah said, They shall not deliver thee. Obey, I beseech thee, the voice of the Lord, which I speak unto thee. So it shall be well unto thee, and thy soul shall live. But if thou refuse to go forth, this is the word that the Lord has shewed me. And behold, all the women that are left in the king of Judah's house shall be brought forth to the king of Babylon's princes, and those women shall say, Thy friends have set thee on, and have prevailed against thee. Thy feet are sunk in the mire, and they are turned away back. So they shall bring out all thy wives and thy children to the Chaldeans, and Thou shalt not escape out of their hand, but shalt be taken by the hand of the king of Babylon, and thou shalt cause this city to be burned with fire. Then said Zedekiah unto Jeremiah, Let no man know of these words, and thou shalt not die. But if the princes hear that I have talked with thee, and they come unto thee, and say unto thee, Declare unto us now what thou hast said unto the king, hide it not from us, and we will not put thee to death, also what the king said unto thee. Then thou shalt say unto them, I presented my supplication before the king, that he would not cause me to return to Jonathan's house to die there. Then came all the princes unto Jeremiah, and asked him, and he told them according to all these words that the king had commanded. So they left off speaking with him, for the matter was not perceived. So Jeremiah abode in the court of the prison until the day that Jerusalem was taken, and he was there when Jerusalem was taken. Chapter 39. In the 9th year of Zedekiah king of Judah, in the 10th month, came Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon and all his army against Jerusalem, and they besieged it. And in the 11th year of Zedekiah, in the 4th month, the 9th day of the month, the city was broken up. And all the princes of the king of Babylon came in and sat in the middle gate, even Nergal-Sharezer, Samgar-Nebo, Sarsekim, Rabsaris, Nergal-Sharezer, Rabmag, with all the residue of the princes of the king of Babylon. And it came to pass that when Zedekiah the king of Judah saw them, and all the men of war, then they fled and went forth out of the city by night, by the way of the king's garden, by the gate betwixt the two walls, and he went out the way of the plain. But the Chaldeans' army pursued after them, and overtook Zedekiah in the plains of Jericho. And when they had taken him, they brought him up to Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon, to Riblah in the land of Hamath, where he gave judgment upon him. Then the king of Babylon slew the sons of Zedekiah in Riblah before his eyes. Also the king of Babylon slew all the nobles of Judah. Moreover he put out Zedekiah's eyes, and bound him with chains to carry him to Babylon. And the Chaldeans burned the king's house and the houses of the people with fire, and brake down the walls of Jerusalem. Then Nebuzaradan the captain of the guard carried away captive into Babylon the remnant of the people that remained in the city, and those that fell away, that fell to him, with the rest of the people that remained. But Nebuzaradan the captain of the guard left of the poor of the people, which had nothing, in the land of Judah, and gave them vineyards and fields at the same time. Now Nebuchadrezzar king of Babylon gave charge concerning Jeremiah to Nebuzaradan the captain of the guard, saying, Take him and look well to him, do him no harm, but do unto him even as he shall say unto thee. So Nebuzaradan the captain of the guard sent, and Nebushazban, Rabsaris, and Nergal-Sharezer, Rabmag, and all the king of Babylon's princes. Even they sent and took Jeremiah out of the court of the prison, and committed him unto Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, that he should carry him home. So he dwelt among the people. Now the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah while he was shut up in the court of the prison, saying, Go and speak to Ebed-melech the Ethiopian, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will bring my words upon this city for evil, and not for good, and they shall be accomplished in that day before thee. But I will deliver thee in that day, saith the Lord, and thou shalt not be given into the hand of the men of whom thou art afraid. For I will surely deliver thee, and thou shalt not fall by the sword, but thy life shall be for a prey unto thee, because thou hast put thy trust in me, saith the Lord. Chapter 40. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, after that Nebuzaradan the captain of the guard had let him go from Ramah, when he had taken him, being bound in chains among all that were carried away captive of Jerusalem and Judah, which were carried away captive unto Babylon. And the captain of the guard took Jeremiah, and said unto him, The Lord thy God hath pronounced this evil upon this place. Now the Lord hath brought it, and done according as he hath said, because ye have sinned against the Lord, and have not obeyed his voice, therefore this thing is come upon you. And now behold, I loose thee this day from the chains which were upon thine hand. If it seem good unto thee to come with me into Babylon, come, and I will look well unto thee. But if it seem ill unto thee to come with me into Babylon, forbear, behold, all the land is before thee, whither it seemeth good and convenient for thee to go, thither go. Now while he was not yet gone back, he said, Go back also to Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, whom the king of Babylon hath made governor over the cities of Judah, and dwell with him among the people. Or go wheresoever it seemeth convenient unto thee to go. So the captain of the guard gave him victuals and a reward, and let him go. Then went Jeremiah unto Gedaliah the son of Ahikam to Mizpah, and dwelt with him among the people that were left in the land. Now when all the captains of the forces which were in the fields, even they and their men, heard that the king of Babylon had made Gedaliah the son of Ahikam governor in the land, and had committed unto him men and women and children, and of the poor of the land, of them that were not carried away captive to Babylon. Then they came to Gedaliah to Mizpah, even Ishmael the son of Nethaniah, and Johanan, and Jonathan the sons of Kareah, and Seraiah the son of Tanhumeth, and the sons of Ephai the Netophathite, and Jezaniah the son of a Maacathite, they and their men. And Gedaliah the son of Ahikam the son of Shaphan sware unto them and to their men, saying, Fear not to serve the Chaldeans, dwell in the land, and serve the king of Babylon, and it shall be well with you. As for me, behold, I will dwell at Mizpah to serve the Chaldeans, which will come unto us. But ye gather ye wine, and summer fruits, and oil, and put them in your vessels, and dwell in your cities that ye have taken. Likewise, when all the Jews that were in Moab, and among the Ammonites, and in Edom, and that were in all the countries, heard that the king of Babylon had left a remnant of Judah, and that he had set over them Gedaliah the son of Ahikam the son of Shaphan, even all the Jews returned out of all places whither they were driven, and came to the land of Judah, to Gedaliah, unto Mizpah, and gathered wine and summer fruits very much. Moreover, Johanan the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces that were in the fields, came to Gedaliah to Mizpah, and said unto him, Dost thou certainly know that Baalis, the king of the Ammonites, has sent Ishmael the son of Nethaniah to slay thee? But Gedaliah the son of Ahikam believed them not. Then Johanan the son of Kareah spake to Gedaliah in Mizpah secretly, saying, Let me go, I pray thee, and I will slay Ishmael the son of Nethaniah, and no man shall know it. Wherefore should he slay thee, that all the Jews which are gathered unto thee should be scattered, and the remnant in Judah perish? But Gedaliah the son of Ahikam said unto Johanan the son of Kareah, Thou shalt not do this thing, for thou speakest falsely of Ishmael. Chapter 41. Now it came to pass in the 7th month that Ishmael the son of Nethaniah the son of Elishama of the seed royal, and the princes of the king, even 10 men with him, came unto Gedaliah the son of Ahikam to Mizpah, and there they did eat bread together in Mizpah. Then arose Ishmael the son of Nethaniah, and the 10 men that were with him, and smote Gedaliah the son of Ahikam the son of Shaphan with a sword, and slew him, whom the king of Babylon had made governor over the land. Ishmael also slew all the Jews that were with him, even with Gedaliah at Mizpah, and the Chaldeans that were found there, and the men of war. And it came to pass the 2nd day after he had slain Gedaliah, and no man knew it, that there came certain from Shechem, from Shiloh, and from Samaria, even 80 men, having their beards shaven, and their clothes rent, and having cut themselves, with offerings and incense in their hand, to bring them to the house of the Lord. And Ishmael the son of Nethaniah went forth from Mizpah to meet them, weeping all along as he went. And it came to pass, as he met them, he said unto them, Come to Gedaliah the son of Ahikam. And it was so, when they came into the midst of the city, that Ishmael the son of Nethaniah slew them, and cast them into the midst of the pit, he and the men that were with him. But 10 men were found among them that said unto Ishmael, Slay us not, for we have treasures in the field, of wheat, and of barley, and of oil, and of honey. So he forbare, and slew them not among their brethren. Now the pit wherein Ishmael had cast all the dead bodies of the men whom he had slain because of Gedaliah, was it which Asa the king had made for fear of Baasha king of Israel, and Ishmael the son of Nethaniah filled it with them that were slain. Then Ishmael carried away captive all the residue of the people that were in Mizpah, even the king's daughters, and all the people that remained in Mizpah, whom Nebuzaradan the captain of the guard had committed to Gedaliah the son of Ahikam. And Ishmael the son of Nethaniah carried them away captive, and departed to go over to the Ammonites. But when Johanan the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces that were with him, heard of all the evil that Ishmael the son of Nethaniah had done, then they took all the men, and went to fight with Ishmael the son of Nethaniah, and found him by the great waters that are in Gibeon. Now it came to pass that when all the people which were with Ishmael saw Johanan the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces that were with him, then they were glad. So all the people that Ishmael had carried away captive from Mizpah cast about, and returned, and went unto Johanan the son of Kareah. But Ishmael the son of Nethaniah escaped from Johanan with 8 men, and went to the Ammonites. Then took Johanan the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces that were with him, all the remnant of the people whom he had recovered from Ishmael the son of Nethaniah from Mizpah, after that he had slain Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, even mighty men of war, and the women, and the children, and the eunuchs, whom he had brought again from Gibeon. And they departed, and dwelt in the habitation of Kimham, which is by Bethlehem, to go to enter into Egypt, because of the Chaldeans, for they were afraid of them, because Ishmael the son of Nethaniah had slain Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, whom the king of Babylon made governor in the land. Chapter 42. Then all the captains of the forces, and Johanan the son of Kareah, and Jezaniah the son of Hoshaiah, and all the people from the least even unto the greatest came near, and said unto Jeremiah the prophet, let we beseech thee our supplication be accepted before thee, and pray for us unto the Lord thy God, even for all this remnant. For we are left but a few of many, as thine eyes do behold us. That the Lord thy God may shew us the way wherein we may walk, and the thing that we may do. Then Jeremiah the prophet said unto them, I have heard you. Behold, I will pray unto the Lord your God according to your words. And it shall come to pass that whatsoever thing the Lord shall answer you, I will declare it unto you. I will keep nothing back from you. Then they said to Jeremiah, The Lord be a true and faithful witness between us, if we do not, even according to all things for which the Lord thy God shall send thee to us. Whether it be good or whether it be evil, we will obey the voice of the Lord our God, to whom we send thee, that it may be well with us when we obey the voice of the Lord our God. And it came to pass after 10 days that the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah. Then called he Johanan the son of Kareah, all the captains of the forces which were with him, and all the people from the least even to the greatest, and said unto them, Thus saith the Lord the God of Israel, unto whom ye sent me to present your supplication before him. If you will still abide in this land, then will I build you, and not pull you down, and I will plant you, and not pluck you up. For I repent me of the evil that I have done unto you. Be not afraid of the king of Babylon, of whom ye are afraid. Be not afraid of him, saith the Lord, for I am with you to save you, and to deliver you from his hand. And I will shew mercies unto you, that he may have mercy upon you, and cause you to return to your own land. But if ye say, We will not dwell in this land, neither obey the voice of the Lord your God, saying, No, but we will go into the land of Egypt, where we shall see no war, nor hear the sound of the trumpet, nor have hunger of bread, and there will we dwell. And now therefore hear the word of the Lord, ye remnant of Judah. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, If ye wholly set your faces to enter into Egypt, and go to sojourn there, then it shall come to pass that the sword which ye feared shall overtake you there in the land of Egypt. And the famine whereof ye were afraid shall follow close after you there in Egypt, and there ye shall die. So shall it be with all the men that set their faces to go into Egypt to sojourn there. They shall die by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence, and none of them shall remain or escape from the evil that I will bring upon them. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, As mine anger and my fury hath been poured forth upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, so shall my fury be poured forth upon you, when ye shall enter into Egypt, and ye shall be an execration, and an astonishment, and a curse, and a reproach, and ye shall see this place no more. The Lord hath said concerning you, O ye remnant of Judah, Go ye not into Egypt, know certainly that I have admonished you this day. For ye dissembled in your hearts, when ye sent me unto the Lord your God, saying, Pray for us unto the Lord our God, and according unto all that the Lord our God shall say, so declare unto us, and we will do it. And now I have this day declared it to you, but ye have not obeyed the voice of the Lord your God, nor anything for the which he hath sent me unto you. Now therefore know certainly that ye shall die by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence, in the place whither you desire to go and to sojourn. Chapter 43. And it came to pass that when Jeremiah had made an end of speaking unto all the people all the words of the Lord their God, for which the Lord their God had sent him to them, even all these words, then spake Azariah the son of Hoshea, and Johanan the son of Kareah, and all the proud men, saying unto Jeremiah, Thou speakest falsely. The Lord our God hath not sent thee to say, Go not into Egypt to sojourn there. But Baruch the son of Neriah setteth thee on against us, for to deliver us into the hand of the Chaldeans, that they might put us to death, and carry us away captives into Babylon. So Johanan the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces, and all the people, obeyed not the voice of the Lord, to dwell in the land of Judah. But Johanan the son of Kareah, and all the captains of the forces, took all the remnant of Judah that were returned from all nations, whither they had been driven, to dwell in the land of Judah, even men and women, and children, and the king's daughters, and every person that Nebuzaradan the captain of the guard had left with Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, and Jeremiah the prophet, and Baruch the son of Neriah. So they came into the land of Egypt, for they obeyed not the voice of the Lord. Thus came they even to Tahpanhes. Then came the word of the Lord unto Jeremiah in Tahpanhes, saying, Take great stones in thine hand, and hide them in the clay in the brick kiln, which is at the entry of Pharaoh's house in Tahpanhes, in the sight of the men of Judah. And say unto them, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will send and take Nebuchadrezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, and will set his throne upon these stones that I have hid, and he shall spread his royal pavilion over them. And when he cometh, he shall smite the land of Egypt, and deliver such as are for death to death, and such as are for captivity to captivity, and such as are for the sword to the sword. And I will kindle a fire in the houses of the gods of Egypt, and he shall burn them and carry them away captives, and he shall array himself with the land of Egypt, as a shepherd putteth on his garment, and he shall go forth from thence in peace. He shall break also the images of Beth-shemesh, that is in the land of Egypt, and the houses of the gods of the Egyptians shall he burn with fire. Chapter 44. The word that came to Jeremiah concerning all the Jews which dwell in the land of Egypt, which dwell at Migdol, and at Tahpanhes, and at Noph, and in the country of Pathros, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Ye have seen all the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem, and upon all the cities of Judah, and behold, this day they are a desolation, and no man dwelleth therein, because of their wickedness which they have committed to provoke me to anger, in that they went to burn incense, and to serve other gods, whom they knew not, neither they, ye, nor your fathers. Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants the prophets, rising early, and sending them, saying, O do not this abominable thing that I hate. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness, to burn no incense unto other gods. Wherefore my fury and mine anger was poured forth, and was kindled in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem, and they are wasted and desolate as at this day. Therefore now thus saith the Lord, the God of hosts, the God of Israel, Wherefore commit ye this great evil against your souls, to cut off from you man and woman, child and suckling, are of Judah, to leave you none to remain, in that ye provoke me unto wrath with the works of your hands, burning incense unto other gods in the land of Egypt, whither ye be gone to dwell, that ye might cut yourselves off, and that ye might be a curse and a reproach among all the nations of the earth. Have ye forgotten the wickedness of your fathers, and the wickedness of the kings of Judah, and the wickedness of their wives, and your own wickedness, and the wickedness of your wives, which they have committed in the land of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem? They are not humbled even unto this day, neither have they feared, nor walked in my law, nor in my statutes that I set before you and before your fathers. Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will set my face against you for evil, and to cut off all Judah. And I will take the remnant of Judah that have set their faces to go into the land of Egypt to sojourn there, and they shall all be consumed, and fall in the land of Egypt. They shall even be consumed by the sword and by the famine. They shall die from the least even unto the greatest by the sword and by the famine, and they shall be an execration and an astonishment and a curse and a reproach. For I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, as I have punished Jerusalem by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence. So that none of the remnant of Judah which are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn there shall escape or remain, that they should return into the land of Judah, to the which they have a desire to return to dwell there, for none shall return but such as shall escape. Then all the men which knew that their wives had burned incense unto other gods, and all the women that stood by, a great multitude, even all the people that dwelt in the land of Egypt, in Pathros, answered Jeremiah, saying, As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Lord, we will not hearken unto thee, but we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth, to burn incense unto the Queen of heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, our kings and our princes, in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then had we plenty of victuals, and were well, and saw no evil. But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things, and have been consumed by the sword and by the famine. When we burned incense to the Queen of heaven, and poured out drink offerings unto her, did we make her cakes to worship her, and pour out drink offerings unto her without our men? Then Jeremiah said unto all the people, to the men, and to the women, and to all the people which had given him that answer, saying, The incense that ye burned in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem, ye and your fathers, your kings and your princes, and the people of the land, did not the Lord remember them, and came it not into his mind, so that the Lord could no longer bear, because of the evil of your doings, and because of the abominations which ye have committed? Therefore is your land a desolation, and an astonishment, and a curse without an inhabitant, as at this day. Because ye have burned incense, and because ye have sinned against the Lord, and have not obeyed the voice of the Lord, nor walked in his law, nor in his statutes, nor in his testimonies, therefore this evil is happened unto you, as at this day. Moreover Jeremiah said unto all the people, and to all the women, Hear the word of the Lord, all Judah that are in the land of Egypt. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, saying, Ye and your wives have both spoken with your mouths, and fulfilled with your hands, saying, We will surely perform our vows that we have vowed, to burn incense to the Queen of heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her. Ye will surely accomplish your vows, and surely perform your vows. Therefore hear ye the word of the Lord, all Judah that dwell in the land of Egypt. Behold, I have sworn by my great name, saith the Lord, that my name shall no more be named in the mouth of any man of Judah in all the land of Egypt, saying, The Lord God liveth. Behold, I will watch over them for evil, and not for good. And all the men of Judah that are in the land of Egypt shall be consumed by the sword and by the famine, until there be an end of them. Yet a small number that escape the sword shall return out of the land of Egypt into the land of Judah. All the remnant of Judah that are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn there shall know whose word shall stand, mine or theirs. And this shall be a sign unto you, saith the Lord, that I will punish you in this place, that ye may know that my word shall surely stand against you for evil. Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will give Pharaoh Ophra, king of Egypt, into the hand of his enemies, and into the hand of them that seek his life, as I gave Zedekiah, king of Judah, into the hand of Nebuchadrezzar, king of Babylon, his enemy, and that sought his life. Chapter 45. The word that Jeremiah the prophet spake unto Baruch the son of Neriah, when he had written these words in a book at the mouth of Jeremiah, in the 4th year of Jehoiakim the son of Josiah king of Judah, saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, unto thee, O Baruch, thou didst say, Woe is me now! For the Lord hath added grief to my sorrow, I fainted in my sighing, and I find no rest. Thus shalt thou say unto him, The Lord saith thus, Behold, that which I have built will I break down, and that which I have planted I will pluck up, even this whole land. And seekest thou great things for thyself? Seek them not, for behold, I will bring evil upon all flesh, saith the Lord. But thy life will I give unto thee for a prey in all places whither thou goest. Chapter 46. The word of the Lord which came to Jeremiah the prophet against the Gentiles. Against Egypt, against the army of Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, which was by the river Euphrates in Carchemish, which Nebuchadrezzar, king of Babylon, smote in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah. Order ye the buckler and shield, and draw near to battle. Harness the horses, and get up, ye horsemen, and stand forth with your helmets. Furbish the spears, and put on the brigandines. Wherefore have I seen them dismayed, and turned away back? And their mighty ones are beaten down, and are fled apace, and look not back. For fear was round about, saith the Lord. Let not the swift flee away, nor the mighty man escape. They shall stumble and fall toward the north by the river Euphrates. Who is this that cometh up as a flood, whose waters are moved as the rivers? Egypt riseth up like a flood, and his waters are moved like the rivers. And he saith, I will go up, and will cover the earth. I will destroy the city and the inhabitants thereof. Come up, ye horses, and rage, ye chariots, and let the mighty men come forth, the Ethiopians and the Libyans that handle the shield, and the Lydians that handle and bend the bow. For this is the day of the Lord God of hosts, a day of vengeance, that he may avenge him of his adversaries. And the sword shall devour, and it shall be satiate and made drunk with their blood. For the Lord of hosts hath a sacrifice in the north country by the river Euphrates. Go up into Gilead, and take balm, O virgin, the daughter of Egypt. In vain shalt thou use many medicines, for thou shalt not be cured. The nations have heard of thy shame, and thy cry hath filled the land. For the mighty man hath stumbled against the mighty, and they are fallen both together. The word that the Lord spake to Jeremiah the prophet, how Nebuchadrezzar king of Babylon should come and smite the land of Egypt. Declare ye in Egypt, and publish in Migdol, and publish in Noph, and in Taphanes. Say ye, Stand fast, and prepare thee, for the sword shall devour round about thee. Why are thy valiant men swept away? They stood not, because the Lord did drive them. He made many to fall, yea, one fell upon another. And they said, Arise, and let us go again to our own people, and to the land of our nativity, from the oppressing sword. They did cry there, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, is but a noise. He hath passed the time appointed. As I live, saith the King, whose name is the Lord of hosts, surely as Tabor is among the mountains, and as Carmel by the sea, so shall he come. O thou daughter dwelling in Egypt, furnish thyself to go into captivity, for Noph shall be waste, and desolate without an inhabitant. Egypt is like a very fair heifer, but destruction cometh, it cometh out of the north. Also her hired men are in the midst of her like fatted bullocks, for they also are turned back, and are fled away together. They did not stand, because the day of their calamity was come upon them, and the time of their visitation. The voice thereof shall go like a serpent, for they shall march with an army, and come against her with axes, as hewers of wood. They shall cut down her forest, saith the Lord, though it cannot be searched, because there are more than the grasshoppers, and are innumerable. The daughter of Egypt shall be confounded, she shall be delivered into the hand of the people of the north. The Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, saith, Behold, I will punish the multitude of No, and Pharaoh, and Egypt, with their gods and their kings, even Pharaoh and all them that trust in him. I will deliver them into the hand of those that seek their lives, and into the hand of Nebuchadrezzar, king of Babylon, and into the hand of his servants. And afterward it shall be inhabited, as in the days of old, saith the Lord. But fear not thou, O my servant Jacob, and be not dismayed, O Israel. For behold, I will save thee from afar off, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and be in rest and at ease, and none shall make him afraid. Fear thou not, O Jacob, my servant, saith the Lord, for I am with thee. For I will make a full end of all the nations whither I have driven thee, but I will not make a full end of thee, but correct thee in measure. Yet will I not leave thee wholly unpunished. Chapter 47. The word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah the prophet against the Philistines, before that Pharaoh smote Gaza. Thus saith the Lord, Behold, waters rise up out of the north, and shall be an overflowing flood, and shall overflow the land, and all that is therein, the city and them that dwell therein. Then the men shall cry, and all the inhabitants of the land shall howl, at the noise of the stamping of the hoofs of his strong horses, at the rushing of his chariots, and at the rumbling of his wheels. The fathers shall not look back to their children for feebleness of hands, because of the day that cometh to spoil all the Philistines, and to cut off from Tyrus and Zidon every helper that remaineth. For the Lord will spoil the Philistines, the remnant of the country of Caphtor. Baldness is come upon Gaza. Ashkelon is cut off with the remnant of their valley. How long wilt thou cut thyself? O thou sword of the Lord, how long will it be ere thou be quiet? Put up thyself into thy scabbard, rest and be still. How can it be quiet, seeing the Lord hath given it a charge against Ashkelon, and against the seashore? There hath he appointed it. Chapter 48. Against Moab, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Woe unto Nebo, for it is spoiled. Kiriathaim is confounded and taken. Misgab is confounded and dismayed. There shall be no more praise of Moab. In Heshbon they have devised evil against it. Come and let us cut it off from being a nation. Also thou shalt be cut down, O madman. The sword shall pursue thee. A voice of crying shall be from Horonaim, spoiling and great destruction. Moab is destroyed, her little ones have caused a cry to be heard. For in the going up of Luhith, continual weeping shall go up. For in the going down of Horonaim, the enemies have heard a cry of destruction. Flee, save your lives, and be like the heath in the wilderness. For because thou hast trusted in thy works and in thy treasures, thou shalt also be taken. And Chemosh shall go forth into captivity with his priests and his princes together, and the spoiler shall come upon every city, and no city shall escape. The valley also shall perish, and the plain shall be destroyed, as the Lord hath spoken. Give wings unto Moab, that it may flee and get away. For the cities thereof shall be desolate, without any to dwell therein. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. Moab hath been at ease from his youth, and he hath settled on his lees, and hath not been emptied from vessel to vessel, neither hath he gone into captivity. Therefore his taste remained in him, and his scent is not changed. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will send unto him wanderers, that shall cause him to wander, and shall empty his vessels and break their bottles. And Moab shall be ashamed of Chemosh, as the house of Israel was ashamed of Bethel, their confidence. How say ye, We are mighty and strong men for the war? Moab is spoiled and gone up out of her cities, and his chosen young men are gone down to the slaughter, saith the King, whose name is the Lord of hosts. The calamity of Moab is near to come, and his affliction hasteth fast. All ye that are about him bemoan him, and all ye that know his name say, How is the strong staff broken, and the beautiful rod? Thou daughter that dost inhabit Dibon, come down from thy glory, and sit in thirst, for the spoiler of Moab shall come upon thee, and he shall destroy thy strongholds. O inhabitant of Aroer, stand by the way and espy. Ask him that fleeth, and her that escapeth, and say, What is done? Moab is confounded, for it is broken down. Howl and cry, tell ye it in Arnon, that Moab is spoiled. And judgment is come upon the plain country, upon Holon, and upon Jahazah, and upon Mephaiah, and upon Dibon, and upon Nebo, and upon Beth Diblathaim, and upon Kiriathim, and upon Beth Gamul, and upon Beth Meon, and upon Kirioth, and upon Bozrah, and upon all the cities of the land of Moab, far or near. The horn of Moab is cut off, and his arm is broken, saith the Lord. Make ye him drunken, for he magnified himself against the Lord. Moab also shall wallow in his vomit, and he also shall be in derision. For was not Israel a derision unto thee? Was he found among thieves? For since thou spakest of him, thou skippedst for joy. O ye that dwell in Moab, leave the cities, and dwell in the rock, and be like the dove that maketh her nest in the sides of the hole's mouth. We have heard the pride of Moab. He is exceeding proud, his loftiness and his arrogancy, and his pride, and the haughtiness of his heart. I know his wrath, saith the Lord, but it shall not be so. His lies shall not so affect it. Therefore will I howl for Moab, and I will cry out for all Moab. Mine heart shall mourn for the men of Kirheres. O vine of Sibmah, I will weep for thee with the weeping of Jazer. Thy plants are gone over the sea, they reach even to the sea of Jazer. The spoiler is fallen upon thy summer fruits and upon thy vintage. And joy and gladness is taken from the plentiful field and from the land of Moab. And I have caused wine to fail from the winepresses. None shall tread with shouting, their shouting shall be no shouting. From the cry of Heshbon even unto Elealeh, and even unto Jahaz have they uttered their voice. From Zoar even unto Horonaim, as an heifer of 3 years old, for the waters also of Nimrim shall be desolate. Moreover, I will cause to cease in Moab, saith the Lord, him that offereth in the high places, and him that burneth incense to his gods. Therefore mine heart shall sound for Moab like pipes, and mine heart shall sound like pipes for the men of Kirheres, because the riches that he hath gotten are perished. For every head shall be bald, and every beard clipped, upon all the hands shall be cuttings, and upon the loins sackcloth. There shall be lamentation generally upon all the housetops of Moab, and in the streets thereof. For I have broken Moab like a vessel wherein is no pleasure, saith the Lord. They shall howl, saying, How is it broken down? How hath Moab turned the back with shame? So shall Moab be a derision and a dismaying to all them about him. For thus saith the Lord, Behold, he shall fly as an eagle, and shall spread his wings over Moab. Kerioth is taken, and the strongholds are surprised, and the mighty men's hearts in Moab at that day shall be as the heart of a woman in her pangs. And Moab shall be destroyed from being a people, because he hath magnified himself against the Lord. Fear, and the pit, and the snare shall be upon thee, O inhabitant of Moab, saith the Lord. He that fleeth from the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that getteth up out of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For I will bring upon it, even upon Moab, the year of their visitation, saith the Lord. They that fled stood under the shadow of Heshbon because of the force. But a fire shall come forth out of Heshbon, and a flame from the midst of Sichon, and shall devour the corner of Moab, and the crown of the head of the tumultuous ones. Woe be unto thee, O Moab! The people of Chemosh perisheth, for thy sons are taken captives, and thy daughters captives. Yet will I bring again the captivity of Moab in the latter days, saith the Lord. Thus far is the judgment of Moab. Chapter 49. Concerning the Ammonites, thus saith the Lord, Hath Israel no sons? Hath he no heir? Why then doth their king inherit God, and his people dwell in his cities? Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will cause an alarm of war to be heard in Rabbah of the Ammonites, and it shall be a desolate heap, and her daughters shall be burned with fire. Then shall Israel be heir unto them that were his heirs, saith the Lord. Howl, O Heshbon, for Ai is spoiled. Cry, ye daughters of Rabbah, gird you with sackcloth, lament, and run to and fro by the hedges. For their king shall go into captivity, and his priest and his princes together. Wherefore glorious thou in the valleys, thy flowing valley, O backsliding daughter, that trusted in her treasures, saying, Who shall come unto me? Behold, I will bring a fear upon thee, saith the Lord God of hosts, from all those that be about thee. And ye shall be driven out every man right forth, and none shall gather up him that wandereth. And afterward I will bring again the captivity of the children of Ammon, saith the Lord. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, Is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. For thus saith the Lord, Behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Bozrah shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual wastes. I have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, Gather ye together, and come against her, and rise up to the battle. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen, and despised among men. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. Also Edom shall be a desolation. Every one that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan against the habitation of the strong. But I will suddenly make him run away from her. And who is a chosen man that I may appoint over her? For who is like me? And who will appoint me the time? And who is that shepherd that will stand before me? Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall. At the cry the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle, and spread his wings over Bozrah. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pangs. Concerning Damascus, Hamath is confounded, and Arpad, for they have heard evil tidings. They are faint-hearted. There is sorrow on the sea, it cannot be quiet. Damascus is waxed feeble, and turneth herself to flee, and fear has seized on her. Anguish and sorrows have taken her, as a woman in travail. How was the city of praise not left, the city of my joy? Therefore her young men shall fall in her streets, and all the men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord of hosts. And I will kindle a fire in the wall of Damascus, and it shall consume the palaces of Benhadad. Concerning Kedar, and concerning the kingdoms of Hazor, which Nebuchadrezzar king of Babylon shall smite, thus saith the Lord, Arise ye, go up to Kedar, and spoil the men of the east. Their tents and their flocks shall they take away. They shall take to themselves their curtains and all their vessels and their camels, and they shall cry unto them, Fear is on every side. Flee, get you far off, dwell deep, O ye inhabitants of Hazor, saith the Lord. For Nebuchadrezzar king of Babylon hath taken counsel against you, and hath conceived a purpose against you. Arise, get you up into the wealthy nation that dwelleth without care, saith the Lord, which have neither gates nor bars, which dwell alone. And their camels shall be a booty, and the multitude of their cattle a spoil. And I will scatter into all winds them that are in the utmost corners, and I will bring their calamity from all sides thereof, saith the Lord. And Hazor shall be a dwelling for dragons, and a desolation forever. There shall no man abide there, nor any son of man dwell in it. The word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah the prophet against Elam in the beginning of the reign of Zedekiah king of Judah, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Behold, I will break the bow of Elam, the chief of their might. And upon Elam will I bring the four winds from the four quarters of heaven, and will scatter them toward all those winds. And there shall be no nation whither the outcasts of Elam shall not come. For I will cause Elam to be dismayed before their enemies, and before them that seek their life. And I will bring evil upon them, even my fierce anger, saith the Lord. And I will send the sword after them till I have consumed them. And I will set my throne in Elam, and will destroy from thence the king and the princes, saith the Lord. But it shall come to pass in the latter days that I will bring again the captivity of Elam, saith the Lord. Chapter 50. The word of the Lord spake against Babylon, and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not, say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. In those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek the Lord their God. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, Come and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. My people hath been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, We offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Remove out of the midst of Babylon, and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, and be as the he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Because of the wrath of the Lord it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her. As she hath done, do unto her. Cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword they shall turn every one to his people, and they shall flee every one to his own land. Israel is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away. First the king of Assyria hath devoured him, and last this Nebuchadrezzar, king of Babylon, hath broken his bones. Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will punish the king of Babylon and his land, as I have punished the king of Assyria. And I will bring Israel again to his habitation, and he shall feed on Carmel and Bashan, and his soul shall be satisfied upon Mount Ephraim and Gilead. In those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none, and the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found. For I will pardon them whom I reserve. Go up against the land of Merathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod. Waste and utterly destroy after them, saith the Lord, and do according to all that I have commanded thee. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware, thou art found, and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. The Lord hath opened his armory, and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord God of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. Come against her from the utmost border. Open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord our God, the vengeance of his temple. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow. Camp against it round about, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done, do unto her. For she hath been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord God of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast, they refused to let them go. Their Redeemer is strong, the Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land, and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. A sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith the Lord, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. A sword is upon the liars, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. A sword is upon their horses, and upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her. And they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. For it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols. Therefore the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the island shall dwell there, and the owl shall dwell therein. And it shall be no more inhabited forever, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. As God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. They shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel, and will not shew mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, every one put in array like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. The king of Babylon hath heard the report of them, and his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pangs as of a woman in travail. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan unto the habitation of the strong. But I will make them suddenly run away from her. And who is a chosen man, that I may appoint over her? For who is like me? And who will appoint me the time? And who is that shepherd that will stand before me? Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. At the noise of the taking of Babylon the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. Chapter 51. Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will raise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men. Destroy ye utterly all her host. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God, of the Lord of hosts. Though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel, flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come, and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our God. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. For his device is against Babylon, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, make the watch strong, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes. For the Lord hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. The Lord of hosts hath sworn by himself, saying, Surely I will fill thee with men, as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. He hath made the earth by his power, he hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heaven by his understanding. When he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures. Every man is brutish by his knowledge, every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. They are vanity, the work of errors. In the time of their visitation they shall perish. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen. And with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyest all the earth. And I will stretch out mine hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain. And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith the Lord. Set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her, call together against her the kingdoms of Ararat, Mini, Ashkenaz, appoint a captain against her, cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. And the land shall tremble and sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holes. Their might hath failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. One post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to shew the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one end, and that the passages are stopped, and the reeds they have burned with fire, and the men of war are affrighted. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her. Yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. Nebuchadrezzar, the king of Babylon, hath devoured me. He hath crushed me. He hath made me an empty vessel. He hath swallowed me up like a dragon. He hath filled his belly with my delicates. He hath cast me out. The violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babylon, shall the inhabitant of Zion say, and my blood upon the inhabitants of Chaldea shall Jerusalem say. Therefore thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will plead thy cause, and take vengeance for thee, and I will dry up her sea, and make her springs dry. And Babylon shall become heaps, a dwelling place for dragons, an astonishment, and an hissing without an inhabitant. They shall roar together like lions, they shall yell as lions' whelps. In their heat I will make their feasts, and I will make them drunken, that they may rejoice, and sleep a perpetual sleep, and not wake, saith the Lord. I will bring them down like lambs to the slaughter, like rams with he-goats. How is Sheshach taken? And how is the praise of the whole earth surprised? How is Babylon become an astonishment among the nations? The sea is come up upon Babylon. She is covered with the multitude of the waves thereof. Her cities are a desolation, a dry land, and a wilderness, a land wherein no man dwelleth, neither doth any son of man pass thereby. And I will punish Bel in Babylon, and I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he hath swallowed up, and the nation shall not flow together any more unto him. Yea, the wall of Babylon shall fall. My people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord. And lest your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land, a rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor, and violence of the land, ruler against ruler. Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Then the heaven and the earth, and all that is therein, shall sing for Babylon, for the spoiler shall come unto her from the north, saith the Lord. As Babylon hath caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth. Ye that have escaped the sword, go away, stand not still. Remember the Lord afar off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind. We are confounded, because we have heard reproach. Shame hath covered our faces. For strangers are come into the sanctuaries of the Lord's house. Wherefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will do judgment upon her graven images, and through all her land the wounded shall groan. Though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet from me shall spoilers come unto her, saith the Lord. A sound of a cry cometh from Babylon, and great destruction from the land of the Chaldeans. Because the Lord hath spoiled Babylon, and destroyed out of her the great voice. When her waves do roar like great waters, a noise of their voice is uttered. Because the spoiler is come upon her, even upon Babylon, and her mighty men are taken, every one of their bows is broken, for the Lord God of recompenses shall surely requite. And I will make drunk her princes, and her wise men, her captains, and her rulers, and her mighty men. And they shall sleep a perpetual sleep, and not wake, saith the King, whose name is the Lord of hosts. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and her high gates shall be burned with fire, and the people shall labor in vain, and the folk in the fire, and they shall be weary. The word which Jeremiah the prophet commanded Seraiah the son of Neriah the son of Maaseiah, when he went with Zedekiah the king of Judah into Babylon in the 4th year of his reign. And this Seraiah was a quiet prince. So Jeremiah wrote in a book all the evil that should come upon Babylon, even all these words that are written against Babylon. And Jeremiah said to Seraiah, When thou comest to Babylon, and shalt see, and shalt read all these words, then shalt thou say, O Lord, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it shall be desolate forever. And it shall be, when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it, and cast it into the midst of Euphrates. And thou shalt say, Thus shall Babylon sink, and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her, and they shall be weary. Thus far are the words of Jeremiah. Chapter 52. Zedekiah was 21 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Hamutal, the daughter of Jeremiah of Libnah. And he did that which was evil in the eyes of the Lord, according to all that Jehoiakim had done. For through the anger of the Lord it came to pass in Jerusalem and Judah, till he had cast them out from his presence, that Zedekiah rebelled against the king of Babylon. And it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, that Nebuchadrezzar king of Babylon came, he and all his army, against Jerusalem, and pitched against it, and built forts against it round about. So the city was besieged unto the 11th year of King Zedekiah. And in the 4th month, in the 9th day of the month, the famine was sore in the city, so that there was no bread for the people of the land. Then the city was broken up, and all the men of war fled, and went forth out of the city by night by the way of the gate between the 2 walls, which was by the king's garden. Now the Chaldeans were by the city round about, and they went by the way of the plain. But the army of the Chaldeans pursued after the king, and overtook Zedekiah in the plains of Jericho, and all his army was scattered from him. Then they took the king, and carried him up unto the king of Babylon to Riblah in the land of Hamath, where he gave judgment upon him. And the king of Babylon slew the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes. He slew also the princes of Judah in Riblah. Then he put out the eyes of Zedekiah, and the king of Babylon bound him in chains and carried him to Babylon and put him in prison till the day of his death. Now in the 5th month, in the 10th day of the month, which was the 19th year of Nebuchadrezzar king of Babylon, came Nebuzaradan, captain of the guard, which served the king of Babylon, into Jerusalem, and burned the house of the Lord, and the king's house, and all the houses of Jerusalem, and all the houses of the great men burned he with fire. And all the army of the Chaldeans that were with the captain of the guard brake down all the walls of Jerusalem round about. Then Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, carried away captive certain of the poor of the people, and the residue of the people that remained in the city, and those that fell away, that fell to the king of Babylon, and the rest of the multitude. But Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, left certain of the poor of the land for vine dressers and for husbandmen. Also the pillars of brass that were in the house of the Lord, and the bases, and the brazen sea that was in the house of the Lord, the Chaldeans brake and carried all the brass of them to Babylon. The cauldrons also, and the shovels, and the snuffers, and the bowls, and the spoons, and all the vessels of brass wherewith they ministered, took they away. And the basins, and the firepans, and the bowls, and the cauldrons, and the candlesticks, and the spoons, and the cups, that which was of gold in gold, and that which was of silver in silver, took the captain of the guard away. The 2 pillars, 1 sea, and 12 brazen bulls that were under the bases, which King Solomon had made in the house of the Lord, the brass of all these vessels was without weight. And concerning the pillars, the height of one pillar was 18 cubits, and a fillet of 12 cubits did compass it, and the thickness thereof was 4 fingers, it was hollow. And a chapiter of brass was upon it, and the height of one chapiter was 5 cubits, with network and pomegranates upon the chapiters round about, all of brass. The 2nd pillar also and the pomegranates were like unto these. And there were 96 pomegranates on a side, and all the pomegranates upon the network were 100 round about. And the captain of the guard took Seraiah the chief priest, and Zephaniah the 2nd priest, and the 3 keepers of the door. He took also out of the city an eunuch, which had the charge of the men of war, and 7 men of them that were near the king's person, which were found in the city, and the principal scribe of the host, who mustered the people of the land, and 80 men of the people of the land that were found in the midst of the city. So Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, took them and brought them to the king of Babylon to Riblah. And the king of Babylon smote them, and put them to death in Riblah in the land of Hamath. Thus Judah was carried away captive out of his own land. This is the people whom Nebuchadrezzar carried away captive. In the 7th year 3,000 Jews and 23. In the 18th year of Nebuchadrezzar he carried away captive from Jerusalem 832 persons. In the 23 year of Nebuchadrezzar, Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, carried away captive of the Jews 745 persons. All of the persons were 4,600. And it came to pass in the 37th year of the captivity of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, in the 12th month, in the 25th day of the month, that Evil-Merodach, king of Babylon, in the 1st year of his reign, lifted up the head of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, and brought him forth out of prison, and spake kindly unto him, and set his throne above the throne of the kings that were with him in Babylon, and changed his prison garments, and he did continually eat bread before him all the days of his life. And for his diet there was a continual diet given him of the king of Babylon, every day a portion until the day of his death, all the days of his life. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 1. The words of Jeremiah, the son of Hilkiah, of the priests that were in Anathoth in the land of Benjamin, to whom the word of the Lord came in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah, in the 13th year of his reign. It came also in the days of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the end of the 11th year of Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the carrying away of Jerusalem captive in the 5th month. Then the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Then said I, Ah, Lord God, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. But the Lord said unto me, Say not, I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee thou shalt speak. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord. Then the Lord put forth his hand, and touched my mouth, and the Lord said unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out and to pull down, and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying,
It's a prototype, and this is the perfect place to test it out. is cut this thing down.
That's right.